What's the word? It's your boy Rashad back, back at it again with another episode of Things of That Nature, episode 144. Gots to get to it. Starting off the week again. How y'all feeling? Kenya, Big V, Lone Wolf, Scully, 3 in the Anons already. Y'all starting off early on a Sunday, ain't it? But I appreciate all y'all. Listen, repost to space, repost to space, repost to space. Let's get some folks in here to have some good conversation like we usually do. A lot of shit on the timeline. There's a lot of things going on yesterday, not gonna lie. Lot of shit going on yesterday. Mick Gotti, Jupiter, what's the word? How y'all feeling? Got some good topics for y'all, man. Good topics. But before we get to that, listen, the Patreon is in the jumbo. Free tier, $5 tier. Whatever tier you decide to subscribe, I definitely would appreciate that. Put out some premium content yesterday. The Homie Court episode 38. Classic. Instinct classic, man. I got some reels and all that shit on the timeline, man. Y'all go check that out. Definitely had fun with that one. Got to get to it. More exclusive content on the way. Every day. Kenya, what's the word? Scully, what's the word? How y'all feeling?
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Feeling good.
Another beautiful day on the right side of the dirt. Fists in the air for y'all. Fresh, what's the word? Got to get to it. How you feeling today, Kenya?
Um, mm, Restful. I feel like I want to lay up. Like I don't want to do nothing.
Definitely how I feel on this Sunday. I think I'm going to be cooking today. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
I thought I was, but I'm not. I just don't have it in me.
Yeah, put your best plate in the jumbo. Come on,
This
man. You got to
this
get
baby
initiated.
kept me up all night.
Put your best plate in the jumbo. You said your child is 8 months, 9 months?
Oh my, yeah, 9 months now. No, 10 months now, because it's the third. Yeah, so he turns a new month. He was born on the 1st of October, so it's like the first of the month. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I'm definitely not starting over. I tell you that right now.
Wait,
Uh,
how small?
huh? You went out. Can you look at God? She was trying to convince me otherwise, and God said, Scully, what's the word? How you feeling?
You better not start over, nigga. my kid,
What's the word?
my kid finna be 20. The last thing I want is a fucking baby walking around this hoe in Pampers. You hear me?
What?
I was about
Jesus.
to say I had a phone call. Wait, how many months is your baby, Michelle?
What? My youngest is 6.
Oh, you don't have no babies. Oh, okay.
That
Like, what, what
What
we
you mean?
doing here?
nigga baby 82 months.
Got it.
For real. Yeah, it's over with for me. Scully, what you got going on today?
Ain't shit, man. Finna clean up this kitchen. I'm doing this crib shit one room at a time, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. This weekend it's been slow motion. You know, yesterday was bathrooms and bedrooms. Today, living room and kitchen. And tomorrow I'm gonna cut some grass. So, it's slow motion today.
Ah, yes, the deep clean. Count me out.
You gotta
Not gonna
clean, you
lie.
gotta clean like a serial killer on the weekends, man. But
Listen.
you got kids, you got workforce over there. So you just make them do it. You supervise.
Yeah, when I got with my girl, I told her 3 things I don't do: dishes, deep cleaning, and clothes, washing clothes. Count me out. Not my ministry.
Wait, you don't wash your own clothes?
I haven't washed clothes in 4 years.
God damn, boy.
Oh, it's so privileged.
God damn, boy. Hey, get that young lady a raise.
Hey
And
man, not
she got a curfew. Ain't that crazy? She doing your laundry and she got a curfew. Rashad run a tight ship, y'all. Fist in the air for running a tight ship.
Fist in the air. Listen, you got to get on the program or you got to
Mhm.
go. Let me whisper that though. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, we gonna get to it, man. A lot of shit going down on the timeline. Did y'all see the reels though that I put up for the homie court? That was, I listened back to that episode. Very, very classic episode. Not gonna lie, it was a lot of laughs in that
Yeah, I
motherfucker.
missed whenever it happened, but listening back, that was hilarious. It was really funny.
Yeah, it was a lot of laughs in that motherfucker. Look at Tiffany, you in there too, Tiffany, in the homie court episode. You are the judge presiding. Actually, if you go look at the thumbnail, that's you up there on the bench, Tiffany. That is you up there on the bench. I had to get you in there. Fist in there for Tiff. Being the judge over the homie court during a lunch break. We getting to it, man. Spaces. We got to get to it. Premium content. Listen, we gonna get to my nigga Terrence J though first off. Terrence J, 40-year-old young man, proposed to his 25-year-old girlfriend over the weekend, I'm assuming. There was a lot of shit on the timeline and in the comments. Very, very interesting. Terrence J, matter of fact, he's 41 years old. Yeah, I seen that. Definitely didn't have no problem. Um, besides if she's 25 and under, she don't know how to wash good yet. But other than that, I thought that it was pretty cool, but a lot of folks had some backlash on that. Didn't necessarily understand it. He wasn't robbing the cradle. I think a lot of these niggas that make money, you know, they get into their young woman bag. I don't necessarily see an issue, especially not with this. This isn't no Shannon Sharp, but the content, I mean, the comments was going crazy on this young man. Comments were going crazy. They act like, oh, like niggas past 30 is like, you know, ancient. Talk to my kids, and if you pass 30, you damn near in a wheelchair. Didn't necessarily get it. How did you feel about that, Kenya? Let me change this real quick. Scully, Kenya must be dealing with the young one.
I'm sorry, I
Man,
was away from my phone. I'm sleeping. I thought it was stupid because I feel like we've discussed larger age gaps. Like I was surprised if people would even go up over 40s and 20s. Like
Yeah,
that's just not that crazy to me. Like I really don't get the big deal.
Yeah, I see more and more that like the youngins just think like over 30 is just like ancient. I don't know if we thought like that when I was younger.
I mean,
I don't necessarily remember having that thought process, but like
yeah,
after you hit that, like I think it's like a lot of things that just like off limits to people or people perceived for you to have off limits. I don't get it.
I don't like when I was 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, like 40s to me did sound super aged, not gonna lie. Like it did. Like it just you seem significantly older. Not that that was like a deterrent or anything for me personally, but yeah, like you're old. You're an old man.
Yeah, I mean 40s. I think we all have that idea. I'll never forget. Lil Uzi, he was on what was it Hot 97 for one interview when he first came out, and he was like, "Yeah, all these niggas over 25, they old as hell," and I was like, 25,
Yup, yeah, yeah.
and then now
Old
this nigga like
farts.
27, 28. So I would definitely want to know what what he thinks about that shit now. But I think that young kids, man, they don't get it. They don't get it. The goal is to get old. The goal is to definitely get old. I think we've seen this more and more from a lot of different people, and where for whatever reason, I think last space we talked about Gen Z talking about they want older men for emotional stability and maturity, which was a flat out lies. Kenya, you was up there trying to defend that nasty individual. I'm not gonna lie, Kenya, you moving up on the nasty individual list.
No, I just try to be realistic. That's all. I'm
No,
a
you moving up on the
realist.
list, Kenya. I'm not gonna hold you. That was
That's
definitely
crazy. There's other people
yeah,
that gotta be higher than me.
yeah.
see
Cheyenne Bryant, she's number one.
the problem with Terrence J is he don't have enough money. See, I was telling niggas this morning that dating younger is a money thing. Like if you a regular guy like Rashad, if you pop up tomorrow with a 19-year-old, a fresh 19-year-old, we gonna kill you, bro. We gonna kill you because you don't have money. But Bill Belichick is 60, 70 with a firm 22-year-old out here thriving because he got the money. If you got money, nobody thinks like that's just regular shit for people with money. But when you're a regular guy and you have that huge age gap, niggas is looking at you like, yo, what's up with son? We got to put son on that list. You need to go tell the neighbors when you come into the neighborhood. And Terrence J just doesn't give us the perception that he has the money to hang with the I'm gonna date super young crowd. That's all it is.
So let me ask you a question, Scully, because I ain't gonna lie, I got a homie that, matter of fact, he older than me. How old am I? He'll be 39 in a couple of weeks. He always date joints that's 10 years under, at least 10, 12 years under. That's just his bag. You know, I don't know what he sees. Well, I know what he sees. He sees physical. But it's always like a revolving door. Um, and I don't necessarily get it. Do you know anybody who continually dates younger?
Yeah, I stopped hanging out with that young man once I put once once I saw the trend. That was just like, yeah, dating 20 somethings when you're 20 something is cool. We 40. You're still trying to date 20 somethings and do 20 something shit. Like he dressed like a 20-year-old. Like the shit was nasty work. I said, bro, you just have to grow up. You in your second childhood. You got to grow up and get you a nice young lady in our age bracket. Like, yeah, I stopped hanging out with that young guy though.
That grow up, I want to stick on that grow up thing. But we got Fresh up here. Fresh, what's the word? How you feeling today on this Sunday?
What's good, brother, man? What's up, man?
All good. Another
Uh,
day, man.
uh, it's not my cup of tea, but I don't see nothing wrong with it, honestly. And I don't even think it's like, a money issue. I know regular people who date, 28, 27, things of that nature. I just think it's up to your personal preference. Now, I think a lot of people were likening this, or in the comments to like what happened with Shannon Sharp, and I think that those two things were different because Shannon Sharp has no intention of being in a relationship or being married. He was strictly talking about dating in your money, your tax bracket, and he was really just trying to get down. And multiple people, even young people, were warning him about the dangers of that because he was moving like a novice, not, really trying to be in a relationship. And then 19 is a whole different story than 25. 25, if you went to college, right? You've been out of college and you've been in the real world and you've been working, you've been paying taxes for, at least a few years, right? So at least you're expected to be some semblance of a regular citizen out here. So I don't really see an issue really with it. And then two, when it comes to Terrence J, I know some people, per his persona, they think he's corny, but I've never heard anything negative about him. He's constantly hosting things and he's working and doing his thing. I've never heard any negative connotations,
Well, he
specifically
did get in
about
that
him.
car crash with that one bitch because he was trying to duck his old girlfriend. I ain't gonna
I,
lie,
I
they
That's
hopped
never,
the
why I
car
was
then.
like, who was he in the car with? But he was in the car with Yes Jules. We been found that
Yeah,
out.
he did. I
hey,
remember that. Yeah, that nigga
I've
was trying to
never,
get you fuck up out of
Nick,
there.
so traffic incidents are smut on a nigga's character. There's a whole lot of smut in the
Yeah,
world
that's a
there.
lot of smut.
No, no,
You hear
no.
me?
I
Hey,
don't
That's
think,
nasty.
My
I don't
man was
think
my
he a,
man was
I
just
don't
trying
think
to
he a
change
fuck
the
nigga.
I'm
song on
trying
the
to avoid
radio.
a crazy, and
He not a
yeah,
fuck nigga, but I think that you are never a
No,
fuck
yes, he
nigga.
is.
Listen, oh,
He
here we
had
go.
Yes Jules running up the side of a mountain dodging EMT. He's a fuck
Listen, well, that
nigga.
don't need to start running. Listen,
as a,
I don't think he's a fuck nigga, but you never are until you are. And so it's like, I wanted to read the comment. Coach Alpha Dog Greg, he's in the comments. He said, I'm only criticizing because Gen Z women is the worst batch of women ever created. He will realize really soon. Listen, I think that that's facts. Gen Z women, if I could group them together and put them on the nasty individual list, I would. Um, I think I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's warranted though, because just stepping back, she is 25 years old. Like Fresh said, 3 years removed, from college if she went. So you are an adult. But I think we've seen this, especially in 2025, so much from people in the spotlight. However much money he has, he definitely has more than me. I think that people see him in the light of somebody having money with the fame and notoriety. But he's still not getting that pass, it seems like. I wonder why that is.
people care about. I mean, because we just saw an extreme case, right, with the whole Shannon Sharp incident, and then people are going to now hold on to that. And then there's been other extreme cases, and I just be like, man, when it comes to the age gap, because people have brought it up. Like, I know somebody just mentioned, Bill Belichick and the amount of money. Bill Belichick has been absolutely lambasted about that. Like, people have been like absolutely laughing at him. But the fact remains, he's the coach of UNC. He's a legendary football coach. So he's still going to do what he's going to do. And he has the standing to not care. It's not really about money. He's just like, I don't care. Just like the same thing with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Cause people were like, nobody talked about that. Yes, they did. Like back in the day, they
That's
absolutely
what we've talked about every instance of a large age gap.
Right, and
We
that's
we
what I'm
talk about it.
saying. And it's like folk gonna do what they gonna do. And guess what? Now you're seeing Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter now performing, and then all of a sudden people now forget about that. You know, it's just like I think it's just the trend of the topic to talk about, and then sometimes it's always people feeling left out, right? Like if it's a older woman with a younger dude, you know what I'm saying? Dudes really don't see that. A lot of times, and I hate to do it like this, but sometimes you hear it from the perspective of the ladies, like he's just trying to manipulate her or this and this and that. And it sounds like, you sound left out. Like it sounds bitter at sometimes. Yes, if it's really young, like the Shannon Sharp extreme, that's cool. But if 25, man, let that man rock out. Let him do his thing. Like I said, y'all can feel y'all want to feel about him, but I've never heard anything negative in terms of like character traits and things of that nature about Terrence J. People have called him corny for hosting and the stuff he's done. But like I said, he's been over here. He's been at G-Ho. He's been, at tournaments hosting and being a regular dude. I've never heard anything negative. Let that man live his life, man. And the shawty, ain't no smut come out about her either, man. Let them people live their life, man.
Kenya, can you please explain how Terrence J is a fuck nigga? Think we all would like to know. You said
Uh,
he had Yes Jules run up a
I
mountain. Listen, first of all, listen, yeah, you defending Yes Jules? That's what you want on a
um
Sunday?
I don't want to do that on a Sunday.
Oh,
Absolutely
okay.
not.
I was trying to figure
I
out.
don't want to take that position.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful gowns. But no, it was just a messy situation because I believe he was like in a relationship at that time. That was like why it was so hush hush and like secretive.
Yeah, the little light skinned girl. I
Um,
think her first name was like Jasmine or something. Beautiful young
yes.
woman. A little
So I
slim.
was I was only saying that because like
Too
I
slim
was
for my
like a
blood.
super avid like JVP listener, so it was like always a running joke on the show. But yeah, I think that is like the only thing that I could say. I'm not saying that because of the age thing.
I mean, niggas get caught cheating, whatever. I don't think that he's like, I don't think he's like crazy or nothing like that. I think, he is
Mm.
opening himself up. I couldn't handle the pressure. I'm not gonna lie. I probably couldn't handle the pressure. I would probably stay away from a young joint just because of just the outside shit. Like, I just rather just leave it alone. I'm not gonna lie. The social
Yeah, that's
media.
the only thing that makes it like hard, I think, is like outside opinions of it mostly.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to deal with it. And then where are you at where like younger people, because like when I go out, me and my girl, like we don't necessarily see like
People meet at work, Rashad. Again, I told you, my fiance is
he
significantly
doesn't go
older
to
than me.
work.
So I met him at work. Like I'm 28 now. So at the time of me meeting him, I was in like my early 20s.
You done went
So
to work and link with your fiance. Come on, Kenya. Y'all working at the same job now?
no, we didn't work at the same job. I worked at a dental office that was like, it was a specialty. So yeah, that's when I was doing endo. So he had like an office in like a really big building. So I think he was the engineer for the building.
And how
So
much older is he to you?
this, yeah, about 20 years.
20
And give,
years.
yeah. Yeah, and give a little bit. Yeah, give a few singles. So that's why this conversation is just, it's like,
Kenya, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold
You
up,
are
hold
on
up,
the
hold up, hold up.
far
please,
end of the
Hold
other
please.
on, hold
side
on,
of the
hold on, hold on,
spectrum.
hold on, hold on.
I'm
But
just like, everybody calm down because
But
I
hey,
don't see the
Rashad,
big
she provides a great point though, Rashad. Listen, my thing is she provides a great point.
deal. We
Yes, I'm pretty sure in your personal life you probably had some friends that be like, "Are you sure, girl? Like you can keep up and
absolutely, I
that."
had it in
But
my personal life. I had it in my family. Like there, it's a lot of factors that go into it. But at the same time, like I was saying yesterday, Rashad, I just feel like if those two people, what they want out of a relationship, if they are able to get that from each other, that's the only thing needed to make the relationship. Like everyone's pontificating, like, oh, is it stability? Is it the money? Is it woo woo woo? Everyone has their reasons for dating whoever they're dating. Like I just think it's so silly to think that like people with a large age gap can find no commonality and no common ground that could sustain a relationship. People relationships be sustained on very frivolous things. Ugh.
20
And they're at the same
years. Hold
age.
on, Kenya. This why you was going so crazy on Friday. We
So
got her.
homie 54.
We got.
She
Hold
said
on,
20
wait.
and a few, so homie 54
That's
on the head with it. Like he
crazy.
54.
Hold on, fresh, shut up. Like, what are you looking for?
Because I listen, I know I know those tricks. I do that. Like once you said it like that, I said, "Oh, I know what this is." She said, "Give a few singles." Homie is 54.
Kenya, y'all are engaged. Congratulations on the engagement. And the little one, fist in the air. My dog starting over in his 50s is crazy. But listen, that's all good. That is all good. Damn, you didn't fuck my brain up. I had a question, and now I can't even think.
It's
Because
not that deep. It's not
that boy
that
heard
deep.
20 and a few singles. that is a that
Yo,
that is a NBA playoff deficit. Yeah, we down by 20. Yo. Like what is going on? Bro?
yo. Okay, respect. Listen, love is love. What did the men in your family say about this?
Um, my grandfather wasn't very happy. Not really so much very happy. He was like standoffish towards the conversation, which let me know he wasn't like a super fan. Um, but it's not too much he could do. Everybody else, yeah, I feel like he was the only one that like the only male that like I really heard from. My uncles, they were like, okay, I see what you're doing. Honestly, like everyone in the family assumed certain things about the relationship and said, oh, okay, like we see what's going on. And I just said, I let them think whatever. I was like, all right.
Do you
You did
think
say
that?
he was an engineer in that bad boy though, so I see you.
Do you think that there's any
I
credence
haven't
to?
worked in 2 years, right?
Do you think that there's any credence to the older people, kind of like they've been there, done that, where we're living in the moment and we
I feel
haven't
like
crossed
it's
certain bridges that older people have, and so when they come and try to put us on, we always like brush it off as, oh, you old, instead of, they've lived, they've been 28 before. I've never been 50, 60, 70 years old.
yeah. Like I feel like that's very much a thing. I think for like the type of person that I am, like it works for me. Even like this is obviously like the largest age gap, but before him there were, it would be like 10 years or maybe 12. Like I kind of always, because I don't know, I just feel like because of who I am, I would just much rather the guy like be kind of removed from certain things that I'm not removed from. So like I don't need you to be like super social media crazed. I don't want you to scroll all day. I don't even want you to know a lot of these current topics. I would much rather you just like be focused on other things. And that always just came from like the older guy. I've never dated a guy like that's like on social media with me. Like I've never had that experience. So a lot of these like plights that the young girlies like be going through, I can't feel it because no, I don't, that at that point, that's no. It's like fucking with my brother or something. Like just no, I don't want us to be here because for me, I had certain goals in mind. I just really wanted certain things. And I felt mm, like when I weighed my options, it was just more so I can get attraction, I can get all of these things. Now, if I have to sacrifice a little bit of shared experience in the years, like if that's what I have to sacrifice to get these other things, that's just okay with me. So,
Yeah, yeah, I don't know how I would feel. Going back to the shared, what did it say on Friday? The shared values and stuff like that. It seemed like you touched on that when it comes to social media and other things. I don't necessarily think that inherently there's an issue, right? Especially now. Um, but I do think, because there's always been age gaps in marriage when you go back in time, right? Extreme age gaps where girls were underage, but there's always been age gaps in marriage. So I think throughout history, we've seen that, but it seems like now there is a high probability that if that relationship goes wrong, then the man will be the person who is at fault, villainized, demonized, like per usual, but when it's an age gap situation, it seems a little bit more extreme. And so, like, when I see these guys and they're dating younger women, yes, those women might be fine. You know, they might be fun, spontaneous, and all that shit. But like Buddy said, Gen Z women are something else. I just see it on social media, and I got a sister. And so I don't know why they would continue to open themselves up for that. Because if it does go wrong, then there's going to be so many stories and narratives, especially in this social media age, and where that would just be something that I don't want to deal with.
I
That it.
mean, sometimes these dudes be thinking they got the means to mitigate all of those risks. Cause them girls put it on them and they feel like they felt when they was 20 and all that go away. They're like, man, I ain't worried about none of that, bro. Like, I got the means to offset that. So it can be a little bit of exceptionalism, but I'm not gonna lie. I've seen the age gaps, in my lifetime, where they weren't like personal friends, but at church and other places, I've seen people be 12, 15 years age difference and have kids and it worked and they still together. And so,
So Scully said that he has he had a homie that continued to date 10 plus years, um his younger, and he stopped fucking with Buddy. Would you do that, Fresh?
If he started allowing it, like, cause what Scully also said, which was key, was he was in his second childhood. So that means he was also like his
How's Scully
ideology.
gonna tell him about his second
Well,
childhood?
no. I'm saying, but this is what he said. So it could have been certain things and traits that he was displaying that's why he came to the conclusion that you're in your second childhood. Because it's one thing if the dude was dating these girls to be married, or if he dated one and there was a significant gap, but like they got married or they were in a long-term relationship and he was really trying to be with her. But he said dating and going after young women constantly. So what I can suspect, because he said second childhood, his buddy was probably one of them dudes that had no intention of growing up or things of that nature. And he was still out here at all the younger events. He's not trying to do any life planning or any life building. And he was like living in a different time than what Scully probably was on. Cause I know Scully said he has children who are older. So that's what I can deduce from what he said. Hopefully that's correct. But
That was a Peter Pan ass nigga if I ever met one.
you feel me? Them Lost Boys, bro. So I've definitely seen that now. I've definitely seen the 40 plus in the club trying to dress, look, talk, act like the young boys, even
But would
down
you
to the
stop
shiesty.
messing with your homie though, Fresh?
None of my homies operate like that. None of my homies are
No,
heavy fuckers.
hypothetically.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we are no longer like-minded. And now you're a liability.
See, when I said that I cut friends off about shit, niggas thought I was crazy. They said
No,
I wasn't a real friend. They said I wasn't loyal.
no, I mean, but because it's one thing to have differences. All friends have differences, but if you have a total difference in even perspective, understanding, or specifically values, it's just like, okay, I want to be friends for anymore. Like you know what I mean? So it's just like, and it doesn't have to be beef. It can just be respectfully. Hey, I wish you well. Call
Him
me.
fucking younger hoes throws off the dynamic in y'all relationship.
No, because what, like Scully just mentioned, typically what that comes with is a different set of values, understanding. They start moving a different way that is not the same as you say. You hear people all the time on this app talk about like holding people accountable and things of that nature. If you see one of your men that's starting to move weird or foul and you're not with it, right? Like I'm 34. If I saw like one of my homies who was habitually not trying to be with them, but habitually like going after like 18, 19 year olds, bro, I would look at it weird. Like I would look at it weird, like, okay, you're not trying to be with them. Like you're not like, what are your intentions of doing that? Like you don't see nobody in your age group. You don't see no 28, 29 year olds like that look good that can possibly build. Or are you just trying to be a habitual, like he said, a lost boy? You just trying to live that same age range for the rest of your life and never grow up and never have to do anything. It's like, all right, we're just no longer like minded. We just no longer
But
have.
that's very interesting, right?
Mhm.
Because I think as men, we throughout our years have been friends with niggas that just fuck on hoes, right? And so you're taking the stance of, well, if he's just fucking on younger hoes, then I ain't gonna fuck with him. But what if he's just fucking on hoes at his age and don't want to marry and don't want to settle down and having a revolving door? Then what?
Yeah, I mean, if he's fucking on Jose, even then, if you're slipping, right? Like, I'm not gonna. You can do what you want to do, but we were talking specifically on the topic, and that's why I said if you were doing things, typically it doesn't just come with doing your thing with women. It comes with if you're messing with them, trying to do young stuff. I don't have no homies walking around in shiesties. Like, I don't have no homies that's still trying to look like that they're 18, 19 years old or trying to hang around them. Like they all have nephews and stuff. Like we're all kind of in the same range of life. That's kind of what makes you friends, right? Like you're typically like-minded or have things that you connect on. If there's certain things that I'm not with, and it's not just specifically down to who you date, but if there's certain things that I'm not with, one thing we all got is choices. I'm going to remove myself. Like if it's like, nah, it's just not something I really get down with, like buddy moving like that and things of that nature. Now, yes, I do have a homie that does his thing, but he's not out here moving scandalously. Like he does his thing. He's not lying. He doesn't have no drama going on. You know what I mean? Like he's a regular like dude, but he's definitely not dating joints that's 19, 20 and things of that nature. And we're all 30 plus. Like I'm probably one of the younger dudes of my like immediate brother or friend group. So
So the answer to the question is you would still chill with a nigga who is out here in the streets if it was in the same age range. That's what you said.
it's about how they're doing. It's about how they're moving it. Like if they're not compromising themselves. Like I said, it's typically not just the age. Like what we just talked about with Shannon Sharp, right? It's not just the age. It's how novice and frivolously he was moving. That is what's revelatory about like his intentions and him and things of that nature. And he heeded nobody's word, old, young, things of that nature. So if I have a homie that's moving like that, then it's like, you're more of a liability than a friend, brother.
DB, what about you? No, you live a hell of a life. What you got going on this Sunday, DB?
I got her back. Oh my God. It's been 20 years and had my 20th year reunion last night with a party. And that girl. It was that girl.
Yo, that one from high school?
That one.
So
That
you
one.
so you back in your age bracket
Okay. I mean tonight, yeah, the weekend, yeah.
for the
Yeah.
weekend? Okay.
Okay.
So if you hung out with a nigga, right, that continually dated joints, how old are you? You
38.
38. He continued to date joints 15 plus younger. Is that a red flag? Are you still hanging out with Buddy?
It's 23. 23. Uh I don't judge men as far as long as it ain't no illegal shit. I don't even be judging niggas what they do with they dating life, they dick and all that shit, bro. I don't even be on that for real. I ain't gonna host. But as long as he yeah, nothing crazy, you know what I mean? Nothing illegal, nothing crazy.
Yeah,
I
I do
respect
think it's
everybody's privacy.
I do think it's some credence to what Fresh says about the mindset. I think uh if you are continuing to target a certain age group, it is a level of that's where you at mentally. In somebody who, like a Fresh, or you see, Scully, he's doing his thing. You too, on the other, you too as well, DB, and where you doing your shit. I think that there has to be a concerted effort to get around like-minded people to keep pushing forward. I think we have this loyalty to people. I said this a lot, that we have loyalty to people because we've just known them a long time. And a lot of times that shit can hold us back. So for me, I'm gonna cut a nigga off. I ain't gonna lie. And if my homeboy now, he does it, but he's, he getting his shit right, right? So it's not necessarily like affecting other things. I just noticed he like joints. He about 39. He like joints that's 25, 24, and he just been stuck in that age range for a lot of years. I'm not gonna lie. So I noticed it and I said something to him about it, and he was like, "Man, that's just what I'm on." I was like, "Hey, man, I can't really knock it. It's not like DB said. It's nothing illegal." So it's just like whatever. But all other aspects of our friendship are cool. So I wouldn't necessarily cut him off because of that. Um. But do you think that there is a cultural distrust for like older niggas dating younger women? Because as soon as we see it, we jump to the negative narratives as they're like
And I was
some.
gonna say, the positives I see is she not. I'm sorry, ladies, not all y'all, but as they become older, and if you say 35 plus, more than likely she done probably had two or three. I don't know. I ain't gonna put a specific number on it, but she probably done been through some shit with niggas, or she may lack. trusting niggas and they could be talking. You don't want to have to. Sometimes you have to want to deal with that, and they may go younger for those reasons and purposes. You know, so I just understand and I can see some people. You see the negatives, yes. Some manipulators, the controlling. We get all that, but the positive aspect, it's a positive to that as well. But people don't speak to that.
Fresh, do you think that there is a cultural distrust to older niggas dating younger women? Because I think that like I said, they jump to negative narratives when we see these headlines all the time instead of having the attitude that Kenya talked about and where, they're just two people trying to make a relationship work. You rarely hear that side of it. It's more of the like, what the fuck is he doing? Why is he doing that type shit?
Hmm. That's a multi-tiered answer. It's hard to simplify because I think it's because men, right, we are ordained and seen as leaders. So when we're doing anything that's like considered novice, it's always going to be ultra analyzed. Like one thing I'm often thrown back by is like, why do we know that double standards exist? Like, why do, like, are people shocked when women aren't held to the same standard that men are? Right. And I know, like, the reasons why in society, like, you hear people talk about equality, but then they really don't want equality, right? They just want, like, the power of men, but they don't want the expectation of men. But I'm saying as men, we are men. Like, so there's going to be certain things looked at. So if you're not like family building, community building and things of that nature, people are always going to like, even when it comes down to business, right? I know you've probably heard this before, Rashad. Like a lot of times if they see if other businessmen and other people of means see that you can't even commit to a woman and build a family and things of that nature, it's like, I don't think you can commit to a business relationship. You know what I mean? Like it says a lot about it can say a lot about your character, your goals and things of that nature. So it's just, we've always had like an order of operations within anything in your life. So it's always kind of looked at funny. I'll just say that it's kind of looked at funny when someone's moving like that at a certain age or at a certain a level, so.
Yeah, because it almost seems like that it's inherently predatory, right? For a man just to date. Because I think that's where the narrative stem from. That's where, the negative aspect of this relationship stems from. Like Kenya said, Terrence J, he ain't no wild nigga. Like he got caught cheating, but I mean, that don't make you a bad person, right? But with this, he finally pops out into, headlines and then it's, negative shit about the woman that he loves and wants to spend the rest of his life with, right? And so inherently that just seems like a nigga just dating in general is deemed as predatory. And for me, that's the weird part of it. I see where it could be extreme and where people can raise an eyebrow, but in this situation, it just kind of weird. Like, can a nigga live? I don't
And
know.
that's the difference. And that's the difference. You just said the difference right there. I'm not somebody who's heavily, involved in celebrity culture and knowing and things of that nature. But what you just said was the main difference the reason we even know about this is that he proposed to her and they are getting married. So he is trying to build a family, right? Like he intends on going to that step.
Right. That's why he don't get no grace for that. Like, I mean, it's not like he
Like,
just dropping them
no,
left and right.
and that's why I said it to juxtapose him as opposed to someone like a Shannon Sharp or whatever, what have you, right? It's two different things. Like Buddy is trying to is also trying to family build. Like by his actual actions, he had proposed to her. That's why you even know about this. That's why that whole post is up there. You know what I mean? So I think that that's the difference, and that therein lies shows the difference in his intentions and things of that nature, or at least just outwardly. We don't know intrinsically what he actually plans to do, but he is about to give that girl his last name, and they're about to commit, in front of the eyes of God and things of that nature. So.
Yeah, prayers up to them, man. Fits in the air for them and their relationship. I hope that things, um, you know, last. I seen a fire ass, wedding, montage. Kimber Walker. I seen that shit yesterday. That shit was so fire, man. Niggas who don't want to get married, I don't understand. That
Oh
shit
yeah,
look
I remember. Yeah, that was really
crazy.
beautiful. That was so beautiful.
I ain't like, and shout out to that man and his relationship, man. And I'm in Charlotte and Kimber Walker, I've hooped with his brother, met him on a few occasions, a cool guy, man. But it was funny that in the comments, I should have sent it to you. They called his wife, G League Danny Lay, I was like, I can't unsee it.
Nasty. That was a
That was
beautiful
not.
woman.
She is a beautiful woman.
Nasty.
Yeah, that was crazy though to hear that. I couldn't get out of my mind. I was like, that's crazy to see. But nah, shout out to Kimber Walker, man. He done great things for the city of Charlotte, man. So shout out to him, man. Got
Yeah,
got
he
out the
definitely
game.
spent that wedding. Listen, I'm a top tier pocket watcher. That wedding was uh,
That wedding was over 1.5
uh
million, nigga.
Yeah,
That
hey,
nigga, that nigga made 200 million in his playing days,
that
listen.
man.
video, that venue was beautiful. So it
Everything
definitely
looked
tossed a pretty
so
penny.
crisp and clean, and people was
Yeah.
happy, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, why niggas don't want to do this? Like, this shit look bland as fuck." DB, come on,
But he
man.
also got 200 mil.
Hey, man, nigga. Even if
Like,
you
nigga,
And
of course
more.
that shit look bad.
listen, even if you at the goddamn Kingdom Hall, nigga, marriage is player, man. I ain't gonna lie. I seen that shit. I was like, damn, that's hard. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, I want to.
Nah, it was tough.
Speaking of double standards. Shakari Richardson, listen, Jesus Christ,
Ah,
I'm gonna just go
listen.
ahead and mute on up. Yeah, I don't really got it. Yeah,
Two,
you know.
look at Kenya. She don't want to talk about women putting their hands on niggas. Listen, 2 steps forward. It always seemed like she take 4, 5 back. I'm not gonna hold you. We be rooting.
Every time.
Listen, we be rooting for this young woman. Um, I don't know, man. Maybe she missed her grandma or something. I don't know why she keep getting into situations like that. If y'all don't know, on July 27th, Sha'Carri Richardson was arrested in a Seattle airport for putting her hands on her boyfriend Christian Coleman. He is also an American track star, very fast individual. Matter of fact, he was just in the finals yesterday.
Not fast enough. Couldn't
Yeah,
run from her.
he got smoked in the finals, and his girl caught up with him too. But listen, yeah, she threw headphones at him. She was bumping him. She was pushing him. Obviously, he didn't do anything back to her. I don't know how she got caught. They said that they looked at the cameras and then arrested her.
she
I
was in the airport, brother. They had to look. Like, it was in the airport. They detained her and then looked at the cameras to confirm. Like she was wilding in the airport.
I,
You know, you
I,
don't do anything in the airport.
I stand with Shakari on this one, bro. I stand with Shakari
nah,
because
see, you the problem. Listen,
I know that's right.
I
you
went
know
to
how mad you gotta
Yes.
make a motherfucker fight you in the airport, bro.
nah.
In the airport, out of all places,
Nah, I'm not with
we
that.
not at Red Lobster. We at
Nah,
the
we
airport.
ain't getting that off because if he would have dumped her on her shit, then it would have been a whole nother conversation. Listen, I went to the
You
Shade Room
understand?
comments.
Because she whacked him with some beats and
That,
pushed him a little bit. Look at how far
I
y'all
would have.
go. You
so
cracking her
we're
skull
not gonna
over
hold
a
on.
Hold
tap.
on, wait,
Yeah,
wait,
we're
wait,
not
wait,
gonna
wait,
play.
wait.
Look what y'all do.
Because
We're
God
not gonna play.
knows which woman to put in your life. Because if it were me in my younger days, listen, a fight ain't abuse. And she opened the door. And that's all. Hey, man, listen,
Oh, brother.
she opened the door. You can't be
Nah.
putting your
No, she
hands on
she was
folks.
dead
No,
ass
no,
wrong.
no,
She
no,
really
no,
was dead ass
no,
wrong. I'm not
If
saying the lady
she
wasn't wrong.
if
But
she would hit
honestly,
you in the airport,
in the
there's no
airport?
telling what she would do behind. Y'all
Uh,
understand like what the no fly list is, bro? And like she is a very highly visible individual. It didn't say, so I read the little joint when it popped up, right? It says she pushed him to the point where he fell. Then he got up. He's trying to hold his hands up to stop her. She continues pushing him, and then at one point she throws headphones. Right. So so he didn't press, and he said, "I do not want to be a victim. I am not pressing charges." So it clearly states that he's not trying to press the issue. No, the airport detained her, and then they looked at the video and was like, "Oh, you wildin'." So this is 100% on her in terms of legally, because he's not even trying to press the issue.
Right. She did this to
So
herself.
because if he did, he'd be called all kind of fuck nigga. He'd be called all kind of soft.
Because he
I went
used
to the
to her.
shade room comments, and shade room was shade rooming it up, man. The comments was like she's small. Hold on, wait, I got a screenshot because I saved it. One comment was like she's small, and so why does it matter? She don't even weigh that much. I was like,
And
huh?
that's the problem right there. Keep your hands to yourself. If we can't solve this civilly, look, go take a walk, go take a run. As a matter of fact, in her situation, go jog it off, and then we'll talk about it after. Like maybe you'll get a workout, and after you tire this off, we can talk about it. Keep your hands to yourself, man.
That's
I'm
just a
not
lack
with
of
none of
self
it.
control.
Man,
As
Yeah,
somebody that's been there, that used to be up people. Now, it's more so men
Any
doing
nigga
it.
let you whoop him.
We got it.
Any nigga
I
let you whoop him,
I do
please.
know that that's a severe. Like, I never whooped anybody. I didn't do all that. But yes, I have struck people. And it's just a major lack of self control. It's not okay because absolutely, if you clock me and now I got a crushed orbital bone, I'm no, I'm not letting no,
That was
absolutely not.
wildly specific. What's going on? Prayers
I've
to you.
seen that happen. I've literally seen that happen to girls. And the girl was the girl was like 4'11", probably 90 pounds soaking wet. Like, she hit him, he
She
just
initiated it.
dude, like, and he crushed her eye bone. And it's just like, I get
Oh,
that men feel
brother.
like because you hit me, yes, like I get it, but
Yes,
uh,
because
uh,
you hit me, you
it's
shall
just like you guys
feel
are just
the wrath
rushing to
of the
like
Lord
permanently
on
damage
your
people.
body,
So
nigga.
I just tell the
Don't
girlies
play
don't even
me.
bother.
Maybe she was rushing to put her hands on people. Like, y'all gotta grow the fuck up. I'm
Well, no,
tired of this
also,
shit. You
well,
can't run
well,
around outside
I do got
putting
to
your hands
take,
on people.
I do got to take. I'm not gonna blame Shakari fully for this. 20% of this is on that nigga. Simply because,
Nah.
simply because you could look at Shakari and her whole makeup is I beat niggas.
When
Okay,
she
you know
was in
what? In
the
second
lesbian
to
relationship, her girlfriend said that there was DV in that
Yeah,
relationship.
when a
I
woman
The
mean,
when
highest occurrence.
when a
They have the
woman is
highest
walking
occurrence.
around, Rashad, when a woman is walking around 30-inch bust down, 25 millimeter eyelashes, cotton candy weave every other week, long pointy fingernails, and weigh a buck 10, she's a
I'm
nigga
mad you
beater.
know all these damn
She's
descriptors,
a nigga
man.
beater.
With the tattoos
She
and
just
hey,
mad.
whoop
She
you
your
know,
just
With
ass.
mad because
I
she
ain't
tattoos.
gonna
can't
lie.
smoke. She just mad
I
because she
am
can't
not
smoke.
This
She
finished.
need
nigga
an
said
A.
cotton candy buzz down. I ain't
Finished
never
with
heard that
right
one.
now.
Well,
She get an A. She not beating nobody up.
let me read this that I seen in the shade room comments. Very nasty. I put in the jumbo. It says, hoping there is a reasonable explanation for this. What, bitch? And then
Exactly.
she says, cause yeah, I've been rooting for you and I believe in second chances, but I need you to root for yourself too with great behavior. Hoping there is a reasonable explanation for putting your hands on a nigga. Niggas never got that pass in the history of niggas.
Y'all do it all the time though. Oh my
And
god.
nobody has ever
Oh
said,
my
I hope
god.
there's a
Wait,
reasonable
what?
That's
Wait,
fake,
and
bro.
niggas don't get killed for that?
Y'all
Hold on, wait.
this is such fake outrage
Wait,
because
hold
I've
on,
seen men do
hold
the
on. No,
exact
no, no,
same
no. We're
things.
not gonna do
No,
this.
no,
We're
no,
not
no,
gonna
no.
do this.
Kenya,
Niggas don't get killed for that.
by and large,
Every
if
time,
you
what does
go
she
read
do?
those
What does
comments,
she do? It'll be a girl getting beat up on the sidewalk. What does she do?
And every
Cause
time a
y'all
nigga
be
asks
doing
that cheap ass
shit.
question, y'all gonna get
See?
on there and
Thank
kill
you,
him for that?
Tens.
hold on, wait,
Gotta
one
hear
mic, one
both
mic.
sides. Gotta hear both sides.
I don't think that the majority of when a woman get put on her ass, the comments is, what did she do? No. And the niggas who say that and the people who say that get shunned immediately.
They get
Jonay, what's the word? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, Rashad. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy
Hopefully
Sunday.
everybody is blessed. You know what I mean? I want to say this. Kenya, girl, why we got to start off on the wrong foot
Don't they
already?
know?
Not the wrong foot, the wrong
Right,
feet.
I said.
I,
She 2 feet in.
Dang with me and my good girl is not on the same page. First off,
No.
as we speak, there is a video going viral of a nigga pummeling his girl in an elevator, and the shit
Oh
made my
yeah, I saw that did make. Oh,
I
that
mean,
was.
literally made my stomach
Oh, I
hurt.
couldn't even. I
So
didn't like that at all. Yeah.
watch the full thing. We are not about to sit here and act like seeing somebody or hearing of someone putting hands on a woman as a man. We are not giving him no passes. Shakari is out her fucking mind. Especially, he clearly is a victim because he's doing what we say that the DV women do all the time. Oh, no, 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 please
I don't
don't
want to press charges.
press
Yeah, it's
charges,
cool.
press charges. We know what a victim sounds like when you getting your ass whooped at home and you don't want your person to be in jail. He's a victim. And she needs to be locked up. Lock her under the jail. She's a domestic violence woman. She needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law because until some of y'all hoes either get in jail or get under the dirt from putting your hands on men, then you'll learn. Stop doing it. Stop initiating it. Stop doing that stuff. Stop being out in public doing things like this. It's not cool on either side. To me personally, there is no double standard with domestic violence. Period. Keep your hands off people.
This is also why I say, niggas, you need to take her on a gym date and work out very, very hard because she don't know what 225 really is. She don't know when you throwing it up. You know what I'm saying? She don't weigh 225.
Oh my.
What
She
was the
need to
yaka?
see
I'm
what you
sorry.
can
What
really
was
I'm
do
that?
sorry.
one
She
good
gotta
I'm
time.
see
sorry.
you. She
I'm
gotta.
sorry. Do y'all not see that girl? Like she's in she's she's a proud conditioned fucking athlete, and so I'll say she's stronger than probably two and a half bitches her size. Let's be fucking for real. From a if you know, you know.
She can't put up 225. I
She
know.
can't whoop me.
She
Yeah.
could
I
probably put
know
up
that for
185,
sure.
170.
First of all,
She
Kim
probably
Toes, only like
185. Oh
30% of
no.
the world can do that though. Like that's actually like a great feat that most people don't realize.
she could put some
Well,
numbers. I
well,
think she could put some numbers up.
hey, 10, what if you take her on the gym date and you try to put up
And
that
she putting
20,
up that
that
225.
225, and
Well,
then it
that
come
would let me
falling
know
on your
there was a
chest?
surgical procedure done. Okay.
Right.
And
She took the super soldier
this ain't
serum.
Shakari. This is a Richardson. Okay. This,
See, Cap.
This a
The
who?
Richardson.
But she weighs
Yeah, this is
120, one,
I mean, Cap.
she
But
weighs
hold on, wait, 10,
120.
10. What if you go to the gym and you try to put up that 225 in front of your girl and it goes bad?
it's not going to go
Then,
bad. We do 225 for reps, please.
oh, yeah, I used to do that. I can't do it now. I
Rashad,
guarantee it.
please. Please, Rashad. Please. Rashad, please.
I guarantee
I
it.
give you 185 max. Oh, for,
No, my max used to be 260, not gonna lie. But
What's your max
listen,
out, Rashad?
I haven't stepped foot in a gym in about 3 years.
Y'all really be like benching?
yeah, you need to get
Yeah,
in there.
so
No, fellas, take your girl. No, take
Pick
your
up
girl.
your
This is
girlfriend,
what you
Rashad?
just need to do. You just need to do
what
like
what you say?
simple exercises. Bench press. You know what I'm saying? Shoulder press and squat. Let her see how strong you really is one good time. Do a T-bar row and tell her, no, go ahead, get up under there. Get up under this 225. I just want to see you get it off. Get it.
No, my girl pissed me off one time, and I told her I ain't going to the gym with her ever. So she
Wow.
uh so she wanted to go to the gym, right? And you know how y'all be doing. I want to get back in shape. Would you go with me? And I was like, yeah, cool. I go. I don't feel like going to no goddamn gym. But I was like, yeah, cool, I'll go. And so like when I do stuff, I really do it, right? So I downloaded the app, know what I mean? Had the little workouts because I don't want to be in that motherfucker freestyling. So I had the workouts. Asked her what days she wanted to go, got the times together, went and got the motherfucking membership, all that shit. Bought her like the little outfits, all that shit. So the first day we was supposed to go, um, I was like, yeah, we about to go like at 1 or 2 or some shit. And she was like she wasn't feeling it. And so the time came around and she was like on the phone talking to one of her homegirls. I'm like, hey man, we gotta go. She's like, why you bothering me? I was like, oh yeah? All right, straight. So that was the first day. And then the second time, it was like a couple weeks later, we were supposed to go. I was like, hey man, we gonna go on Sunday. You know what I mean? And she was like, all right. So Sunday come around, she didn't overslept. She like, I'm tired. I was like, you know what? I ain't never going to the gym with you.
I'm
You
just,
want to go to the gym? You got to go by yourself.
Rashad, I'm just saying, your girl gonna look at you different when she see you curling 40 pounds. You curl 40 one time, she gonna be like, okay, this different. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm done with that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
told her she
don't
got to go figure
nobody
it
should
out.
hit anybody. I just don't hit nobody. I really believe in that. So
Keep your answer to yourself, please,
Yeah, I think
people.
that I don't know. Like I said, her other relationship said there was some DV going on when she was with that woman. She put her.
See, I didn't know that she was a
Yeah,
lesbian.
she what?
Oh yeah,
Please,
they normally have the
yeah, I
same
didn't know
person.
that either.
big
She
They
lesbian.
oh
normally
Not,
she go
any woman that suffered
Oh,
she
three
go
five
both
in the
ways.
backwood eat coochie. I'm telling you that now.
That's why when she popped
well,
out
she do
with Buddy,
both. I didn't
when
even
she
know
popped out
it.
with
I
Buddy,
didn't
it
even
was a
know.
surprise. Cause damn, I thought you liked girls.
Mm.
But soon as she started getting that notoriety, I was like, yeah. When I seen her take a picture with the baby, that was the baby's prime too. I was like, yeah, you ain't gonna like girls for too long.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. She keeps taking these steps back. It's unfortunate because she's a very talented athlete. Even though she got smoked,
Originally,
you
huh?
said
you know,
what?
where's she from
Dallas?
originally?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
We went to
Oh yeah,
Dallas.
she a nigga beat. It's certain regions that beat niggas too
Yeah.
by the state,
Mhm.
Rashad. bitches from Atlanta,
Dallas.
bitches from Dallas to
And she
Houston,
just need. I don't know
women
who's in
from all
Shakari's
of
life.
Florida. Okay,
All her setbacks are just some. All her setbacks are so urban. The weed, the
so
beating your
urban.
nigga, like everything just
So
so
urban.
urban. And I
But it
don't
all
like that for her.
But it all stems to lack of impulse control. Because even with the weed, like she tried to get off, her mama and all that shit. Nah, you just like smoking weed. Like,
Right.
come on, man. Like
Yeah.
we know you like smoking weed. And then on this one, just info, you're in public. You're in the motherfucking airport. You can't be acting like this in
But
the
see,
airport.
no different. That my thing is, y'all. We see online some of the sisters fighting, trying to hit people with car. Like it. So my thing is, there is no separation of mindset just because there's a separation of status, right? She's just
Yeah.
more visible. She has the same
Yeah.
mindset as a lot of them, and that's therein lies the problem. And my thing is, even if you don't care, if you're not invested in her personally, she's an asset, right? Like U.S. track, all that. She's an asset. I'm getting her some immediate help. We got to have a steep intervention, or you got to drop her. Because at this
And
point, then she becomes a crazy liability. Because now it's going to be brought up. She's already black, so they're already gonna try to manufacture and bring up anything.
Right.
But
She
now
just
the
adding
DB,
things on.
yeah, now the
and
DB, she at the Olympics. How you supposed to be able? Because he's going to be on the Olympic team. Christian Coleman's absolutely going
I
to
don't
be
know.
on there.
She got cooked this weekend. I'm not gonna lie.
And if you are gonna beat niggas, you can't come in last.
Yeah, she got cooked this weekend. I'm not gonna hold you, but I remember distinctly.
She
I
ran.
think
I didn't see her run.
Thursday or Friday, y'all were talking about how because we were talking about Kyrie's topic, and I said that a lot of people just don't know what they don't know, or know how to get the help necessary. And y'all told me that these 19-year-old, 18-year-old kids, they have all the tools they should know at that age. So Shakari been going through these situations. She's regained her name before this instance, regained her status before this instance. Why isn't she in those places and where she can go get that help? Because apparently it's available in abundance for athletes of her status.
Just cause
Yeah,
she an
so
athlete
wanna
don't mean
go
she ain't
get
no
it.
ghetto hood rich bitch,
She has
nigga.
to be in the mind frame to
Y'all
say, I
told me
wanna
that's what it
go
was
No,
though.
get
we
that.
didn't tell you that.
I never said that. I never said that. I never said that.
Yeah, money and status don't make you more malleable,
I just
susceptible to
it,
tutoring.
it's no she don't have an excuse for her actions. Like she's a grown woman. She'll have to take accountability for what she does. And hopefully, I don't know, hopefully this one is like a wake up call for her to like really change up, and hopefully it's not too late for the people that are backing her.
Why are so many people going out their way to defend this?
Because they too are as someone who worked in child services and family services, like
They
they
hit a
too
nigga or
are
two themselves.
that's what I'm saying. Like they don't
Yeah.
see like the niggas, even from the dudes like standpoint, right? Like people don't see men often as victims, right? So even if something happened, they're like, well, what did he do? He had to be cheating or something for her to go up like that. Like there's always a justification. In fact, there is no justification either way. If we can't talk and come to and have a civil discourse, even if you're mad or whatever, what have you, if we don't have the wherewithal to have that conversation and to be loving at the end of this, if we're still going to be loving each other, to be lovingly within the conversation, then we don't need to have the conversation. If you need time or I need time, hey, go your way. I'm gonna go to the gym. Matter of fact, that's a good time to go to the gym. Go lift some shit. Go move something around, and then come back once you've burnt that off and have a conversation when you can look at that person with love, right? You can look upon them with love. But most people don't have that, right? Most people have the mind, still have that very young, immature, undeveloped mindset that I'm mad, and because I'm mad, everything is on the table. I can go scorched earth. Because I'm triggered, I can go scorched earth. And it's like, they don't work like that. The world doesn't bend to your triggers. You're responsible for your triggers. The world isn't. And if you don't have anything, if you haven't gone through therapy or things of that nature to put tools and tactics in place by which you can govern yourself in an orderly fashion in a respectable manner, then that is 1,000,000% on you. Right? If you still having residual
I hear
effects,
you. I hear
you
you,
know,
Fresh, and you know I fuck with you. But a bitch seeing you power clean 260 will
but
change a
you
bitch mind
know I'm of
about
the gym. Now you know I'm of the gym community. You know I'm of the body. You know I'm of all that. So I understand. But I ain't never had them issues when a nigga
I
was
never had a woman try to whoop your ass. Come on,
when
Fresh.
a nigga was 6'3". Absolutely not. I don't play those games, brother. Not here, not there, not anywhere. Not with a cat, not on a mat at
yeah,
all.
Fresh
Listen.
Fresh used too many big words to attract women.
I don't play them.
Them
I
hoes
mean, to be
can't think
honest,
around
I just
fresh.
never played those
He say
games, bro.
words like ostracized and shit like that. Them hoes don't
There's
know
a
I
lot
done
of
nothing.
had
big
about
words.
three
Can you
try to
please
whoop
shut
me.
up?
I'm not gonna lie. I done had about three try to whoop me.
Nah, bro. Like
Well, see,
I'm
Rashad,
not
that's
dealing.
different. Fresh is 6'3". You like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost,
6'1".
all right. Never mind. All right. We ain't got to do this today. It's Sunday, man.
It's the Lord
Nah,
Day.
but
Try
I don't care
refrain
what side you
from
are.
lying on the Lord Day, bro.
I just don't want fellas or women. I don't want nobody dealing with that, man. If we can't have a conversation, you can express yourself and all types of things, man. Like one of the big things with me and my lady, like we make sure is like when we're talking to each other, use endearing language, especially when you're mad, because that's the time when people are going to be the most sensitive. So ain't no cussing. I don't care if
Yeah,
you're not cussing.
you deal with mature women, Fresh.
No,
I
I mean I've
I
had to
ain't
put
gonna
in
lie.
work, but ain't no one of them ever tried to put no hands or throw nothing or none of that. I'm not dealing with that, and you shouldn't either. I want better for all of y'all.
Listen, I had three of them on my head.
Absolutely
Leave the
not. Hey,
first.
Had to
hey, no
call it off
Hey,
capping.
one time.
Rashad.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Kenya. What's the word?
No, I was gonna try to like to answer your question, like why is it like why is the response like that? I think like there's because there's been like such a shift and like the men might not agree, but like with all of the cases and stuff that have come out recently, there is this like moving away from seeing women that are in these like situations, like as you know, like the victims or whatever, as victims. And we've got, I don't know, like everything's trending super conservative y. Everything that happens to you is like somehow your fault, accountability. So like even like Cassie like getting her ass beat, like there societally, because even women are hopping on this trend too, where it's like we're holding women accountable for being in these like tumultuous situations. So I think like because we're doing that, you're gonna see like women kind of like try to like super double down when it's the other way around, or like super push back against that, like, oh
What
well,
side of the internet
then
can you
he
be
needs
looking
to
at?
take accountability, or like then he needs to get himself out of that situation. So I think like I just think that because it's been such a fuck the female victim, like as of late, you're there I wouldn't think that there would be any credence given to like a male victim in that kind of climate.
What?
What are you talking about?
You understand what I'm talking
That
about.
was verbal
No,
backfoot. I mean,
we
that was a
understand what
mental
you
backfoot
said.
right
We don't
there.
understand what you talking about.
That was a lot. That was a lot of mental gymnastics right there, Kenya. I ain't
Nigga,
gonna lie.
nobody
You,
I think what women mix up, right, is first of all, what it should be innocent until proven guilty, right? But we know how the court of public opinion rolls. And so when a joint get on camera crying, there is a rush to judgment, aka Brick Lady, in where I'm crying, I said something, and so it has to be true. And so when niggas say, hold on, these hoes be lying, women take it as fuck the victim. And it's no, we should be
the
able
victim
to
be on
defend ourselves.
camera. It was
Huh?
she be getting whooped on. We see it, and there's still
Not everybody.
justifications of
We also saw Doja Cat say that that young man did something foul to her, and we seen the footage, and he did not.
and
So,
no, and
like,
people
even if
were
it's on
not buying
camera,
that.
we saw folks say that Quavo beat up Sweetie in the goddamn elevator, and all he did was snatch his bag back. Like, we seen
Yeah,
it. Like,
I
so
would have whooped Sweetie ass for trying to
Like,
take my
so
game.
even if it's on camera, there is a level of, hey man, I should be able to defend myself. I should be able to say this whole lying. And that's not fuck the victim. That is just having common sense. We shouldn't,
I
just because you open your
Well,
mouth, it
think
Rashad,
ain't
you want to
true.
know?
I
Hold on
think
one
that's
second, Kenya.
fine, but the negative side of
You
that
want to
is
know what
louder
it
than the
really is,
common sense.
Rashad? Women are
What is it?
narcissists.
Wake it
Let's
up.
just
Wake it
Oh
up.
shit.
women are the real narcissists.
I
Okay.
hate when y'all learn words.
no, well, he didn't. That's not even a new
The
word. But here's
feeling
my
is
thing: I
mutual.
don't. I'm not of that whole, and I know what you're doing, Tim, but I'm not of that whole like everybody's a narcissist thing because everybody has certain narcissistic traits, right? Everybody possesses one to two, right? But it's a actual diagnosis. What we are now discovering, right? And I know for the first time is ego and pride are not exclusive to men. In fact, they're very prevalent in amongst our sisters, right? Amongst women, period, but amongst our sisters. And we're just discovering that they also possess that, right? And therein lies the issue because people don't see women a lot of times as, oh, they're capable of having pride or having ego or having these things or having any sense of bravado or things of that nature, or when they're wrong, lashing out and acting out. And then what you're seeing is because for so long, right? This goes back to what we were talking about, how men are looked at as leaders. So it's very hard, even amongst men, to be looked at as, and this is also men with men too, to be looked at as a victim of something or going through something. They're gonna be like, man, you can't control your girl. Like that's what they would see it as, right? They wouldn't see it as, nah, bro, you need to be up out of there. Nobody should be putting their hands on you. They'd be like, why you can't control your girl? Like, so that also fosters the situation. Even with him saying, I don't want to be a victim. And like Janae said, well, brother, like you on camera getting pushed like to the ground, bro. Like you on camera getting hit with some headphones. Like whether you like it or not, you was
Wait,
a
we
victim
got
of something.
video of this? Can I see it?
No. I mean, it was
Oh,
in the text. That's what it
oh
said
okay.
that that they looked at the camera and this is what was viewed. Now, when that video comes out, it's gonna hit the streets just like that video of Cassie and what's it called? It might be crazy. It might be
So that
crazy because they
video gonna
charged her
come
with.
out. You're not gonna hear none of it because
Nah, TMZ need to drop a bag on whoever working that motherfucker so we can
They
see what's
charged her
going
with
on. Wake it up.
fourth fourth degree. First of all, that's the lowest tier. That's crazy to hear, bro. They charged her with fourth degree DV. So, that probably is due to him not wanting to press charges either. But like I said, it's more lies to the mentality that it's even okay to do that on either side, man. Like, let's have a conversation, man. Keep your hands to yourself. If you're not ready to have the conversation, control yourself right here. Like, this isn't just a Shakari Richardson issue. She's just a conduit. Like, we see this where people think because I'm mad, I can do whatever. Because I'm upset right now, I can do whatever. And it's like, it don't go like that at all.
Listen, it seems like with like I said, I was in the gutter this weekend over there in the shade room comments, and it just seems like socially that DV is becoming more and more one sided and not necessarily like a gender neutral thing. It's niggas with niggas is DV, with women it's acceptable. We've seen how crazy Bow Wow looked with that woman in Scratch. Looked like Wolverine got a hold of his ass, and everybody laughed. Right, and so just more and more, it's starting to move into that direction. I think it's weird. I think
I
that
ain't
there
gonna
should
lie,
be a
man. I think this is Short King problem.
No, but it's just not true, Rashad. Everybody
Yo,
laughed. Everybody laughed at Blueface getting beat up, but they also laughed when Krishan was missing a braid too. Like
because
everybody's
they were
laughing at DV.
fighting.
Nah,
A fight ain't abuse, man. You gotta
I,
stop.
Oh my
hold on, Rashad.
If
But
you
god.
hit
hold
a
on.
nigga across the head,
Okay, man.
Hold on,
hold
Rashad.
on. If you hit a nigga across the head, we first of all we can't act like everybody is these mature beings, and if so, then it should apply to the woman as well, right? So we can't say that she done did something to Cuz and Cuz got to take the mature route and not do nothing back. No, these are young folks who grew up in situations. We just tend just you know said that the places and the physical qualities that you would assume that a
So,
woman beat it. Like we folks grow up and they understand and they do things differently, right? This is a pattern for Shikari because our previous partners have said that.
but
So
also, I hear you could, but as a nigga, I ain't never been through this personally. Can't relate to the niggas. But it's unfortunate.
DB always got to start
Look,
off telling us he different. He want to make
yeah,
sure.
Uh,
I can't relate.
I can't relate at all. What I'll say is that if a nigga let a bitch get a drop on him like that, he might deserve to get hit over the head because I don't know.
That took a left turn, DB. That was crazy
Hey,
to say.
I don't
listen, hey,
I
DB.
don't,
hey.
I
I
can't.
don't like
I
that
don't
line.
know,
See,
but
he's victim blaming. That's not right. That's
but
not okay.
Yeah, I like my thing is yes, and that's like I said, there's always two sides to like the negative connotation. It has to be fostered by something. So the reason why women think they can do it is because people think, oh man, it's just a girl, trying to push on you or hit on you. It ain't nothing, man. Just man up and things of that nature. So it's on both sides to like tear down that mindset, and it's like dudes, and y'all may see this off, like gotta stop dealing with that because if you do put her head between the washer and dryer, you are going to jail. Like, I need you to understand that, like, no matter what, like, you break her off something bad, bro, you're going to jail. You know what I mean? No matter what, she can come at you with stuff. Your best bet is to do like these people been doing. If you decide, all right, it's not something I'm ever going to deal with again, pull out that phone, record, and then with another phone, call them people. Or matter of fact, you can do both. Call them people and be like, hey, she is wilding. She's manic right now. She's hitting on me. I'm trying to maintain frame. I'm calling you guys because this is not okay. Like, get
Or
to that phone first. Like Mike Epps said, whoever get the phone first, the other one going to jail. Like, do not deal with that. Like,
Y'all remember when the baby was recording his baby mama, what it, Danny Lay,
yeah.
and he got
yep.
backlash for
No, he
recording.
didn't.
He did.
Nah,
So he did receive backlash.
Yes,
nah,
Not,
he
but
did.
not for recording her, but
Yes. Why you
okay,
recording your baby mama?
hold on. Not because of, okay, let me be careful when I say no, he didn't. What I'm saying is, what I mean is, he's not getting backlash for recording her being violent towards him. They are trying to allude that he did something, meaning because of the dynamic at the time. Because remember, he was still dealing with the other girl too, the original baby mom,
Wait, who we talking about?
But what I'm
The
the
saying is
baby.
there
baby.
will always be those
Oh,
insinuations. It will
mm.
never not be that. It will always be, what did you do before you put this camera up? Because
No,
the assumption
I
is
get
that
that.
you're a
I'm
man.
just saying every example ain't an example of that. That's all I'm saying.
I
Because at
think.
that time there was more context to her. He was dealing with her and dealing with the baby mom, and he was literally going back and forth between them.
Well, I mean, the dude, fam called,
Yep.
but she gotta have some. This is what I'm
That
saying.
could be true. He could have been dealing with both of them, which he was. But that don't give you permission to put your motherfucking
And,
hands
and,
on me
and,
Not
and
or
saying
act
that.
like you finna
no,
put
and
your
yes,
hands
yes,
on
she
me.
didn't say that, and you're absolutely
No,
right,
I'm not
Ken.
saying that.
And my thing is, like, this is where your pride and your ego has to be directed to leaving, right, rather than reacting. Because folk was calling her a
Hmm.
hoe. You my side hoe. Like he was saying that all on camera. I
Yeah,
know
he
y'all
was.
remember that. It's like, bro,
Exactly.
it's like sister, have some pride in yourself and be out. Just be out.
Hmm.
Like I don't
She
Hmm.
understand
didn't
that
want the
people think
dark skinned baby mama to win. Her pride was too
people.
big. It was
Exactly.
too
Now
big.
how is
You
this
Yeah.
about colorism?
No, she
Because
did
it
It
make,
was
was.
hold on,
about
wait.
that
She made a
situation was
She
about
song.
made
colorism.
that song.
She made a song.
I didn't necessarily think that
Ain't
was a
no
colorist
y'all
song,
think
but I
I
don't want to
heard
go
She
down
Danny
that
Lay
said,
road.
"Red,
music?
what was it?
Well, we
Yellow
thank
bone is what he
you.
Yellow
want."
bone is what he
Yellow
want.
bone. Yellow bone is what he
I
want.
ain't
Yeah.
heard Danny Lay music.
you heard that and she heard that. We ain't.
That song was fire.
And then
I didn't
he
But
think
got
it
that, but
was.
that's why we tell.
on
But
live
that's
and
why we're
did
giving
that
y'all
to
context.
her.
It
If
was
I was
definitely about
her,
color.
oh
No.
hell no. If I'm out here espousing that I'm getting treated better because I'm the lighter one, and then he
Yellow
cuts
bone is
that
what you
live
want.
on and he
And then he
does
go back to the Browns.
that to me, oh no,
Yeah,
I'm losing it.
yeah, them girls was going crazy.
Man.
Well, shouldn't have been nasty. God don't like ugly.
I don't
He don't.
like ugly.
Hmm.
control yourself. I think what Rashad brought up was a better example of that. Like when you see the uneven backlash with the Quavo situation. Cause I do remember that was during the pandemic and I remember that vividly because I remember this is actually a previous relationship and I remember we were sitting there and her sister was like, he can't be yoking her up like that. I said, what? Like, what do you mean yoking her up? The man is literally standing there. She hops on the elevator, tries to snatch his bag. First of all, you know you don't touch the man game. But she tried to snatch his bag. All he did was grab his bag back. Like, and in swinging and getting his bag back, she fell. He did not physically push her. Like, she inadvertently fell. He didn't push her down and then take the bag. He just moved the bag. And you weren't stronger on the bag than he was. And people were like, he yoked her up. He tried to do, and then we saw the video. And I'm like, how do y'all come to that? Are we seeing the same pixels? Like, are we seeing the same footage? Is AI that abundant? Like, what are we seeing here? And it's like, that's the issue. It's like, he tried to leave. That's actually what was happening. He was leaving with his game. You know, niggas gonna take the game. Like, he was leaving with the game. I mean, I ain't coming back. And she came down there trying to snatch something back, and he's like, nah, get off my game. And then didn't touch her again, got off the elevator. It's like, so, that's why footage is necessary, because that's where it gets crazy. But people were really like trying to blame him and didn't say anything about her. And like I said, I want both sides, man, to keep your hands to yourself. I want both sides to try to move in an amicable manner. I want both sides. And you're right. I know it's wishful thinking, but I want it to be at least the expectation to aspire to rather than, man, it's all right if your girl hit you a little bit, or man, she did something, or like I don't want that, especially in our community, to continue to be prevalent, man. Like it's because it's ridiculous.
Listen, I appreciate y'all. It's 1:15. Repost the space, repost the space, repost the space. Follow the host, follow the folks up here, said some good shit to you, man. Patreon is in the jumbo free tier, $5 tier. I dropped my homie court case, King Pander versus they. Classic space. Levita bought the charges up. She was reading stuff from the back channels. I still got to figure out who was sending you messages from the JBP, Levita. That's been on my mind all weekend. I wonder who that person was. But yeah, y'all go listen to it, man. Classic episode. Definitely would appreciate it. It's on the $5 tour. Fuck with it. I wanted to get to another portion of the show. I put in a jumbo. This woman from DC. What's her name on Instagram? Her name is China202. She had a live in where she was talking about her attraction to street dudes versus what she called kings. And she said she'd rather deal with a street dude instead of a king because the kings are ugly. When she was, I guess she was referring to squares or niggas not in the street. She said that the ones that want to treat her good are ugly, so she'd rather be unhappy and just be getting money. Couple days later, street niggas ran through the neighborhood shooting up the block. Her house got shot up. Her kid's room got shot up. Bullets grazed her son's gaming chair. Bullets hit her daughter's pillow. They shot up the living room. She went back on social media and said she done with that shit. What bullets can do to make you change your mind. But I wanted
She
to know,
lying.
huh?
She lying. She not done.
maybe, maybe not.
How about that? Have you been to DC, Rashad?
Yeah, I spent quite a bit
Yeah,
of time in DC. But
yeah, she's definitely not done.
yeah, I want to know how y'all felt about that, man. She was speaking with such conviction in the first video, in which I didn't understand why she was like, why would she say street dudes versus kings, right? I
Well,
would think
again,
that
Rashad.
like her preference, she would say king versus something else, but she seemingly acknowledged that street niggas aren't of that caliber of the quote unquote
Mhm.
king, but she doesn't mind. She rather deal with lesser caliber, but then she also said that she's not settling. It's a lot of mixed messages going on in this young woman China's head. Fists in the air. I'm glad that her kids didn't get hit. Nobody in her family got hit with those bullets. But I was very confused. Go ahead, Tim. What's the word?
Yeah, we glad all the babies is safe. But Rashad, look at the material. 30-inch bust down. 25 millimeter lashes. Long fingernails. Tattoo. She got a fucking sleeve. Half nakedness. Okay? This is just, I mean, the signs are always there, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't ignore the signs. She not done because this is a confused woman. And confused people be double-minded and they can't make up their mind. You can't want both. You need to put something to the side. Okay?
Hold on, wait. Let me ask you something before we get to fresh.
What up?
Woman, finest woman you ever seen in your life, but she got a chest piece.
I got her already. 100. Oh,
Hey
no.
man,
Wait.
fist in the air, fist in the air.
100?
Listen, but she got a chest piece, hypothetically, and a sleeve. You ain't fucking with her?
Don't date women with chest pieces.
Okay.
Okay. She got something on her chest. That is Jerome. She is a strong, strong individual.
Those types scare me. Chess pieces scare
Okay.
me.
Let me tell you something. She different. And like, cause it's different, right? Back in the day, they used to get like a little dove on the right side of the chest. Now this bitch got a whole diamond going down the middle. It's just made me relax. So no. Um, tattoos on the arm. A bitch having a sleeve, no, man. And like certain piercings too. It's just certain aesthetic, come with a certain attitude of a type of woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at her. Just look at the picture that you got up here in the jumbo. You see that outside.
What if she was going through her rebellion phase? I got a tattoo when I was rebelling. Wake it up.
Rashad, she's definitely from Southeast. Come on now, we ain't got to do this.
Her rebel. What? Okay, wait a minute. Cause now I'm curious. What the fuck is a rebellion phase?
Hey man, I was tired of being oppressed by my parents. Okay? And so I said, fuck all that. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I ended
Yeah,
up
if
getting a
niggas,
tattoo.
yeah, Rashad.
So
Okay,
Rashad
cool.
was Nunu. That's what he said.
Hey, yo.
What if
No,
that's where
Rashad.
she
Okay.
got the tat?
Yeah, that's cool, Rashad, right? One tattoo, okay, cool. You get like a little tramp stamp, you know what I'm saying? Or the little behind the ear joint. Okay, cool, maybe, right? Something that can be covered up. You not covering up your arm sleeve. That's number one. And number two, how long do the rebellion last? Cause this ain't a rebellion fucking phase if they shooting up little JJ room.
Listen, my girl got music notes behind her ear and can't hold a note to save her life. I don't know. I asked her why she got it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But listen, rebellion. Go ahead, Fresh. What's the word?
Oh man, these are what we call natural consequences, man. I hope she heeds them. I hope she heeds this lesson and she really is done with it because this is foolish, man. Especially with the babies involved, man. But She's not the only. I mean, she's not the only one with this mindset. We've seen this mindset quite a bit, said quite a bit, right? She called them ugly, but a lot of times you hear them, oh, they're just squares. They're squares. They're boring. You hear a lot of times people of this mindset, particularly the ladies of this mindset, they think stability and order is boring, right? Like they want they want to be scared, right? Like the drama and the scared, like that keeps it spiced up, right? And they can't differentiate, that fight or flight versus spontaneity and things of that nature, right? So it's just like by any means, if I get this feeling, that's what it is. Cause even how she explained it, kings versus hood niggas, and it's like, y'all want this? Y'all want that hood aesthetic? Y'all want the hood nigga until he going upside your head, or until they are shooting the block, or until you with him and his ops, right? Who are all black, by the way. His ops ride on y'all, and now you know what I'm saying? Now you get shot or whatever, what have you. It's like, it's ridiculous. Once again, this is something I too want better for, our people. I want them to cut this out. You know what I mean? Like we just cause, just cause you were stupid don't mean you gotta stay stupid, man. So we gotta move on from a lot of this and decenter a lot of this cause it's foolishness, man. I want even the youngins, like I tell them in school, stop describing themselves as YNs and hood niggas, man. It's like, come on, brother. But yeah, and I also agree with what Ten said. There's always signs. There's always signs of what could be there, what could be possibly the mentality. The certain piercings, certain tattoos. If you on here looking like Jeff Hardy, I am gonna have certain the preconceived notions about what your mentality may be when it comes to these situations, or what your mentality may be when it comes to certain things. Personally, I'm not really with the tattoos heavily. If they have a couple, like he said, if they're coverable in personable places and things of that nature, look cute tattoos is cool. But when you get started, I don't have, I have two tattoos, one on my shoulder, and and they both really mean something to me. But honestly, if I could do it again, I probably wouldn't get them, because I can admit that they were, even if they were something that meant something to me, they were impulsive in college. It was having like a 50% off joint, and it's like, I just like, all right, I'm gonna get a tattoo. You know what I mean? So I can admit that about myself. So it's just like, nah, I'm not really with that for, the ladies who I am with, or no, the lady I'm with now, she has no tattoos. So, but that's my personal preference. But I'm with,
Listen, I
Rashad,
love some
what
tattoos. Not gonna lie.
Rashad, what's the Dr. Umar quote? We got to get rid of some of these
Oh,
for
some of them gotta go to
good.
sleep for good.
She got to go to sleep for good. It be them ones. Listen,
chef.
we want to get rid of the men.
Everybody
This
can't
hood
go.
booger mentality is why niggas is dead right now. Okay? It be this right here. Right here. This right here. She the one gassing up the bullshit in the club, and then you get the shootout on Labor Day weekend. You get what I'm saying? Because she want to, keep this propagation up and then want to complain because that PS4 you just bought got a bullet in it. Girl, scram. Bye.
Hey, listen.
It's just I hate it. We can call it out in the men. We gotta call it out with the hood boogers too. The hood boogers gotta go. Okay,
For good.
and they for good. I'm not even gonna hold you. I got a couple in my family. They could go. I mean, love them, but they could go too. Okay. Yeah, I just think some of this stuff is perpetuated behavior. We want to see it improved in the men. It has to be in the women as well. And this mentality is a crock of bullshit. You would call the I don't really even get it. Maybe she has low self-esteem. I mean, we could blame it on a whole bunch of stuff. I just think it's unnecessary, especially if she got sons. What is it that you're promoting? I think it's bullshit. And
Yeah,
she's stupid.
yeah. I thought it was kind of crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's go. Rail, Mick, Gotti, Torin, and Mushy. What's the word? Rail always in the lane.
Yo,
What's the word, Rail?
my bad, my bad. I'm at work and I'm eating.
All
My
good.
fault. I believe I agree with everybody just said. I'm pretty sure we all on the same page. Jonay always be saying some good shit. I fucks with Jonay. What she be saying? Jonay, I fuck with what you be saying. I'm with you 100%. About them chess pieces. Listen, when the shorty got more than the little paw print, I'm scared. Shorty, why do you have a brick wall on your chest under your chin? It looks crazy. I'm sorry, I can't do it. You a little too thugged out for me. What the pastor say? Uh, no thuggish, no rugged. You know what he said at the beginning of the thuggish rugged John? I don't listen. You gotta go. But as far as Shorty right here, she wildin'. You wildin', but that's your preference. You know what I'm saying? We listen. All we can do is warn you, like Shannon Sharp on the couch. You know what I'm saying? We can warn you. That's what you like. This is what you gonna get, man. You know what I'm saying? You get what you. You know what I'm saying? You get what you want. You got what you want. She wildin'. She's young, immature. I can't do it. You got to go. And I agree with y'all statement like Umar. Look, man, some people you got to be sat down for a long time, very long time.
She don't look that young in the face. I ain't gonna hold you. Go ahead, Mick Gotti, and then Torn and Mushy.
Hey, what's good,
What's
Rashad?
the word?
What Dr. Umar actually said was everybody can't go. And he was right. And she is everybody. Like, this shit is obvious. It's blatant. Like, I went to school in the area, so I seen these kind of girls, bro. It's nothing good, and they lying. They not gonna stop fucking with them. It's a bunch of red flags. The tattoos. Why you got your area code in your social media name? That's a red flag right there, fellas. When you talking to a joint, you gotta look up where they from, cause where she from will tell you a lot about a bitch. Okay, I promise you. Learn that little neighborhood, and you will know to never go back there.
Area code
She,
in the social media name is a red flag. I never heard that one. Go ahead.
That's
oh,
a
for sure.
that's a good one because that's always
Go ahead, Mushy.
crazy.
What's the
Man,
word? How
you
you feeling
niggas
today?
are fucking boring. That's what the fuck. All I hear is goddamn. It's two sides to this coin, right? But all right, so Shaw, you know my history, Joe. Now you know my history, right? But at the same time, I don't even fuck with those type of broads either. Every broad I fuck with got a degree, and I'm from the streets. I'm from a city, just like bro from Baltimore. That it be girls that go to fucking college, got degrees and all this shit, and guess what they fuck with in my city? Trap niggas. And those type of, and that's the ones I go for. But the ones that be in the hood with the extra shit, all this, I never fuck with them at all. Never fuck with them bitches at all.
Nah, ladies, don't fuck with the mushies either. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Get these niggas up out of here.
You know, hey,
Get
but,
them
hey,
niggas out of here for
Hey,
guess what?
I say that was nasty.
Yeah, that was nasty. But guess what,
No,
Joe
good.
Nay?
because like why
Mushy,
are
you
they both saying
transform.
they don't want
You
each other?
transform.
Guess,
No,
Yeah.
y'all need to
Get them out
want
of
each
here, dude.
no,
other.
that is a good question though.
The
They don't
hell?
want each other because they know this nigga's
Hood hoes be like,
lying.
I don't want a hood nigga. Excuse me?
but guess what?
Excuse me?
They do. It's only certain motherfuckers like me that know how to goddamn not deal with that shit. Like I ain't dealing with the broad that's all loud and shit. Never have, never will. You know what I'm saying? Because like my first relationship, and they knew who I was and shit. But she still like this girl that I dealt with first. She worked for the Secretary of State right now. My other one, she got damn a teacher and shit. Next after that, what she do? My girl now, she works in bio, but guess what? I'm from the streets. And they know that shit dealing with, but it's not like, bro, I hate when they be like, these niggas gonna go upside your head. All niggas in the street ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like that all the time, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I done did some shit.
So Mushy, you stealing the good girls from the good niggas, but
Yes.
you leaving the hood bitches to the good ones? Heck
Yeah.
no.
I'm doing that.
No. No.
You hear why we all messed
Squares.
up, man?
Justice for the squares. They
Anyway.
need these hood niggas and these hood bitches need to be together. Together.
Not all
And
us.
holy
Y'all are
matrimony.
perfect.
Not all us.
Yeah.
Not
Period.
all us.
Get the
Joe, you
squares
know
with the
that's not
squares.
Not
happening.
all us. Joe Nate, guess how I got here where I'm at now. Trap money.
I know that's
You
right.
goddamn.
Oh,
So I
good,
ain't
good,
trying to hear
good.
that shit. So I ain't trying to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Now you
Nigga
making it
said
worse for them.
trap
So who the
saved
squares?
me.
If the hood bitches don't want the squares and the hood niggas want the square girls, who the square niggas gonna get?
complaining like they doing down this fucking app. Nigga.
Oh my god.
The fuck? Cause that's all you hear from them niggas that be doing that shit. Like, oh man, I don't like that.
It's a
These
lot to
niggas.
complain about, Mushy. You got to keep it a
Yeah,
bean.
they be complaining. I hate that shit. Like when I first seen this story and I seen one of them dudes on TikTok talking about this shit, like, oh, I get the ick when I see a girl. Like, nigga, why is you a grown man using the fucking word ick when you see a fucking broad? Like, nigga, y'all sound like some bitches when it comes to this shit, nigga. Just goddamn go ahead and
Some of
find
these
a
hoes be icky, nigga. I know.
man.
I know.
I was about to say
But
you
yeah,
seen an
stop
icky hoe
complaining about
before,
the
but
nigga.
you
Stop.
ain't
Like, that's what
finding
I'm
that
saying.
though.
Stop complaining about their preference, man. They can go find the one that you like. Stop. It be the niggas on here that be doing that shit with the females and shit when they see this shit. Like y'all saying more like females when y'all be like, oh, I don't
Man,
like.
what? Wait, you want a nigga to stop complaining about what he
Man,
don't
stop
like?
getting on the internet with this shit. Like the niggas
If
that be
that's the
making.
case, oh no, no. If that's the case, Mushy, you stop getting on the internet with your shit. Then
No,
how
I'm
about
just
that?
saying.
How about we
I'm not
all just
complaining
stop
about.
getting
I'm
on the
not.
internet?
No, no. All right, 10. Listen, this 10 talking, right? All right,
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
All right, 10. I'm not getting on there and making posts about it, or you know what I'm saying. Like, I ain't saying we doing this right now.
And
We having a conversation. So this is for the space. But niggas that be going on there and just be bashing women for their preferences and shit, like people that bash people for their preferences and shit, like stop doing that. Go find the person that you like and stop goddamn making posts and goddamn videos about this shit. Cause everybody ain't for you. You know what I mean? Like the people
no,
do that.
I agree. I agree with that
Well,
last
let's
sentiment. But trying to tell a motherfucker to do with their social media is asinine. They gonna do it.
You
let's
right.
get Torrin in here.
Go ahead.
Torrin, what's the word? How you feeling today on this Sunday?
I'm good, brother. How y'all doing in here? Everybody good?
All good, all good. You sound a little muffled.
Yeah, hang on one second. I'm outside, so hopefully that's better. We'll see. Am I coming through clear?
It's a little muffled. We can hear you, but it's just a little muffled. Can you turn the phone up or something?
Yeah, hang on one second. Let me do this because I got my
Why
earbuds
people
in.
ask to turn the phone up when you know you can't?
I don't listen.
It ain't the
I don't
phone. I
know.
got earbuds in.
Old
Hang on.
school.
Is that better?
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
All right, cool. I have hands. I have them at the light right off. If you want the truth, dude was really just shooting this shot.
Who?
He in,
That's how dude
he in a blender.
You said you
just
said
shooting
dude
this
was
shot.
shooting the shot by shooting up the house?
That's crazy.
Let me let me make my point.
Oh shit. That's
You know how
crazy.
when Chris Rock, you know how when Chris Rock said, I'm being facetious, but at the same time I'm not. You know how when Chris Rock made that joke when he said like between black people and N words. I ain't gonna use that word because I don't like using it. But you know, like you said, the movie's so good, I gotta shoot this motherfucker up. Here's the
Yeah.
truth, man. You gonna always have women who want to be with goons and thug dudes like that. That's always been the way. I tell a story. I tell the story. Fresh. I told it to Fresh before in a private conversation. When I was in college, I knew this girl who came from a quote unquote good family. She was in school with me. She was going to school for to be a doctor, and she was known for dating this dude who was known around the city for going around either robbing drug dealers or jacking folks and stuff like that. And I asked her one day, she was beautiful too, man. I asked her, why you with that dude? And she's like, it's exciting. All right, so about a month later, word came back that she was in a car with this dude off in the hood, and two dudes here robbed, boxed his car, and opened up like an AK into it. They had to bury a closed casket. That was something that happens all the time. It's something that happens every fucking month. And the bottom line is, man, women like that really got to be left to be deal with the dudes who want to deal with that. My issue with chicks like that is when they get done with that shit, then they want to come out here and find a 9 to 5 working man, or they find a dude who's got something on the ball or going for himself and want to try to mess up his life and try to clean up their dirt with that dude. And I think really the focus needs to be on dudes who have something going for themselves and dudes who are really trying to do something. You can call them nerds, squares, whatever you want to call them. Need to get as far away from chicks like that as possible. To be frank, let them lead them chicks to their own devices, lead the goons to their own devices, and lead the thug chicks to their own devices, or the hood chasers, and let them deal with each other, because all they're doing is screwing up the community, and they're making bitter men and they're making bitter women. And the worst part of all of that shit is that women out here are looking to them birds for advice on how to live and shit. And you can't, let me put it like this. A street hoe can't tell a square chick how to live because they don't have the same value system. And they ain't got the same worldview when it comes to men and when it comes to money, when it comes to building the foundation. So you got to lead them chicks alone, lead them to their own devices. She going to go right back to whatever dude she was dealing with that got her in that situation, or she going to be with that dude right now. Every other chick who think like that going to be like that. And the crazy thing about it, like the brother who was speaking said, it's easy to say, and I'm doing it myself even in this conversation, it's easy to say there's just hood rats and chicks who do that shit. It's a lot of chicks who are lawyers, who are doctors, who are people who are professional women, who are dealing with a dude like that right now sleeping on their couch because he laying it down to them and he telling them what she want to hear and he running game on her and they go for it. That's what coming to a lot of that shit when they go to talking about the degrees. I don't pay that shit no mind because I see the dudes they deal with. That's all I got on it
Thank
for right
you.
now.
Thank you, my brother. That's all I'm saying. All of them do the shit. All of them do the shit. So to put this one girl in that basket by herself is crazy because I done seen it with my own two eyes, bro. Like they do this shit. Each type of girl with that degree shit, or if she don't, they fuck with the same nigga. So this in
It's not women in
I,
mass.
I,
No, no, no,
It's
no.
not
listen,
women in mass with
No, no,
degrees
And
fucking
don't
with
no.
a
let it.
whole
I
bunch of
can
niggas.
never
exactly.
contribute to these
No,
conversations because I
no,
don't know where
no.
y'all find these. This play, I never in
I
my
Yeah,
I
here we
life
think
go.
No,
have
it's
Here
I
we
not
go.
all
heard.
Joe
Ordered
Nate.
up,
Uh,
gleed up
We not
it's
women
saying
about
dealing with
who
freak
you
niggas.
are around and
hold on, one mic.
associate
Let
with.
Kenya
Joe,
Here
go.
go that
you
record.
know
Kenya
where
always
I
got to be the
live.
outlier. Go ahead, girl.
No,
Y'all
it's
need to
not
stop
because
that
it's
cap.
not about an outlier, and I don't know if it's because of where we live. Like as Jonay knows, in the DMV, yes, you definitely
She live where
have
you live.
where she is in the DMV per se, right? Because that might matter too, but you have like large enough pockets of everybody, right? That you honestly like, you don't need to, if you are a girl that came from a decent middle class background, it was never really too hood, that just wasn't really your mix. You went and you got your education and you're like in the dating market in the DMV. You don't have
Yeah,
you don't have to choose that kind of guy. And there's a lot of women
you
that
don't.
don't. And they,
And I
and
want to be
they
clear
never
too with,
have.
we
and
didn't
let me
saying
be very
all
clear
though.
because hold on,
It's
hold
a
on, hold on,
whole.
hold on, hold on, hold on. What y'all two are doing are pushing your propaganda because what you're failing to realize the example is a hood bitch saying she likes street dudes instead of squares. So what is Mushy and Terrain talking about? Because we ain't talking about the good girls. This is
They
a
wanted
hood
I'm.
to
bitch saying
say
she
it's
want
all
hood
Let me.
niggas.
women, right? They wanted to
Yeah,
all
you want
women
to
it
say all
out.
No,
women, and
no,
we're
No,
not
no.
we
we're not
That's
not
doing
not
the
what.
saying all
propaganda
women. We
today.
are not
What
No,
are you
saying
talking
all
no,
about? You're
no.
women.
changing the
Nobody
conversation.
said.
Nobody say all
No, no,
women.
no. That's not. No, no. I got it, brother. Let me
Go
say this.
ahead.
Nobody. See here. This is what happens when these conversations happen. People
No,
try
what
to
happens is you
extrapolate.
came
No,
up here
sis,
and
sis,
changed
sis,
the conversation,
sis,
brother.
sis.
We're
You got
not
to let me
talking
finish,
about that. We're talking
sis.
about street. She wants street
Sis.
dudes.
Sis, I'm finna finish my point. What I'm saying is I didn't say it was all women, but again, like I was saying, what happens is when these conversations happens, people like to extrapolate and try to generalize. Nobody, me or that brother said that all women do that. But what I'm saying is a lot of women who, what you want to call middle class or degree, be chasing and be dealing with them dudes, and it ain't no sense in trying to sit here and pretend that they don't. They can come from middle class households.
But that's
They can
not what
have
we're
really
talking
good
about,
But
families.
Terrain.
that's not the
But that's what I'm
conversation
point.
terrain, and that's my
That's
point.
what
You're
I'm point.
changing the conversation. We're not
But
talking
it's
about
part of.
middle class
But it is.
women.
No, no,
He
no.
came up, Mushy came up here and said, "No, it's not.
No, no,
This is."
you got to let
She
me
said,
finish.
"Well, sir,
You got to
you're
let me
changing the
finish it.
conversation, though. You're."
No, no, it's all. It's, if you let me finish, it's all tied together. Just let me finish. I promise. I'll get you. I'll get us there. What I'm saying is,
Mm-mm.
it's easy to say that it's a hood rat chick. This one particular chick might be a hood rat chick, but what I'm saying is that mentality is not confined to women who are like that because that sort of mentality and that sort of desire goes out to people who are just beyond that shit. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say everybody. I'm saying it's
Right.
something you can't look at somebody and assume that because they come from the projects that they choose that. And also I'm saying that just because somebody comes from a good middle class household means they're not going to choose that. It's a lot. Hell, there's too much of it out here to see that. That's all I'm saying. See?
Mm-hmm.
And it's girls from the hood that does like straight niggas. Like it ain't it's two sides to this coin what we talking about. Like everybody
Well,
does it.
there's always going to be two sides to a coin. So coming up, pointing out the obvious, I don't know what that does because nothing is obsolete. We know this. This is life. But the
But
point of what we're talking about is the street, the women that are in this. Okay, let's be very specific because what Kenya is talking about and what Mick came up here to say is something that if you and Mushy, you close enough to the DMV to know what we talking about. You got a girl from Southeast, okay, that is pushing a specific narrative that keeps men in these positions of chasing after being a street nigga because she's saying street dudes look better. They look better, they're a better vibe, they're different. And then in her same breath, she's complaining about street shit, meaning getting her house shot up. So that is the topic. To add in the straight and narrow girls like it too. That's I get it, but again, that's propagating something that's not really being discussed because we know that there's going to be outliers of people that do the same shit. I get that. I think what we're just saying is she's propagating and living in a environment that's the same shit that she's saying and then complaining about it, but also pushing it at the same time. I mean, Rashad, am I wrong? Isn't that
Yeah,
the
I see
conversation?
that. I think that's mainly what we're talking about is where, yeah, she is in that position. She is in that space and wanting that and then getting it. I see what y'all are saying as far as, the college girls or the quote unquote good girls as well. Cause I think that's what Mushy, brought up. But this is more of like, she's on par with what she likes. right? And so to speak to that point, I think that what she likes and then it happening to her, because that's pretty much the only thing that could happen, in a lot of instances. Now she's back on social media talking about, well, I'm done with this shit after going so hard. Like I said, if you see that first video, she was speaking very, very passionately
She
about
was.
what she likes, and the only thing that I heard was looks, like, oh, these niggas are
Yeah.
ugly, which was
Mhm.
weird.
Nigga, we be
And
fly. Nigga, what the fuck? Goddamn. Like, goddamn, niggas be fly.
I'm not
That's
saying
We
that,
be
I'm not saying that
fine.
y'all not, but
We
what I'm
be
saying is,
fine.
Fly. He said fly.
Wait, what?
but what I'm saying
He
is
said fine?
taking the looks, right, outside of, like, cause she said basically the kings, first of all, she called them kings, and she said they treat her well and give her money, but y'all ugly. Like, to me, it's like, that doesn't make sense. And then because you're ugly, she equates dating a quote unquote ugly man to settling. And so that was another question that I had, is where are looks like the deal breaker? Is that considered settling if you used to a certain type of look and then you date somebody that doesn't look that way, but they're treating you well? Because I was genuinely
Rashad, she's
confused,
just
but
an idiot. Like, you
Yeah,
keep
I was
trying to
about to
make
say.
Yeah,
sense of
that's
like
what I'm
her
about to say,
idiotic
Shad.
ramblings. It just didn't make
Yeah,
sense.
that's what, yeah. I'm from the hood and like I said, I don't fuck with them type of bras at all. Like,
And a
no,
lot of that's probably cap anyway. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. So a lot of them ones that's like that loud boys, I never found that like womanly to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that shit in my household. I don't want that shit to be there. That's a fucking headache. You know what I'm saying? And me coming from that and dealing with good girls, I always kept them separated. No, you can't ride with me on nothing unless we going out of town or, you know what I'm saying, date night. And I don't never bring shit. I never brought shit home. You know what I'm saying? And those type of girls, they all in your business and shit. They fuck around with the same niggas and shit. That's why I never fuck with nobody in my hood, because guess what? When she done dealing with you, she gonna find another nigga in the hood. I ain't trying to see that shit. So I don't ever deal with them motherfuckers. And they too loud. They got too much shit going on. You know what I'm saying? They out here arguing and shit. That shit is not attractive to me as a street nigga. So I understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never want that in my woman. You know what I'm saying? So she just one of them Jones that some niggas like me leave alone, and I understand the brother saying that shit, you know what I'm saying? But all niggas in the hood ain't like that, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to come up here and get some goddamn justice for niggas that ain't like that don't deal with that shit that's from the hood. Like, I don't want to deal with them motherfuckers.
Well, brother, what I'll say what I said, right? What I'm saying is this, because I spent a significant portion of my life in what you would call the hood. So there's a difference between being from the hood, right, or whatever, and being a hood nigga, right? That meaning, or being a street nigga, meaning you have adopted similar ideologies. Just like there are women who are well-to-do women who were born in the hood, right? But there's hood women, right? Like sister, in every sense of the word, in every sense of anything, is a hood woman. The aesthetic, the talk, the mentality, all those things. Like, she embodies everything of that stereotypical, you know, framework. And what I was saying was, it's crazy how those natural consequences happen. How you talk about, um, and I didn't listen to the video. That's what I was doing while some of y'all were talking. And Rashad was talking about, she's talking about looks and things of that nature, and the kings versus this and this and that. It's like, so even in your ideology, you can recognize that this is better. They treat me better. They this, and that. But then you're basing it off of looks. And I'm like, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of talking about her looks, because it's like, that's low hanging fruit. But let's talk about the fact of, then when this happens, you act like so surprised, like, I'm done with this. I want this. The kings would not deal with that. Like, I would like to know what kings are seeing that, right, as she described it, and dealing with that. Like, I don't think anybody wants to deal with that, but nobody would want to deal with that. And not only that, you have two kids, and I didn't hear anything about a father or anything like that. You have two kids, and this is your mentality. So I can only imagine what the mentality was even before the kids. So it's like, if you have two children and this is your mentality, I'm scared. And this is not, from what I've seen in the community, like I said, of somebody that works in the school system now and somebody that worked, for child services before, this is not reserved only to that area. And this is not Like, this is not something that is scarce. Like, this is a very widespread mentality, which is why we see a lot of the outcomes that we have. Like, and that's the problem that I'm combating. I'm combating the mentality and the pushing of that, even down to the music. I talk about that. Like, I talk about, like, we need to shift the narrative. There's always been hood stuff, but it's the over glorification of it. Like, you had different perspectives. You had people who talked about it from like a hood poet, or people who talked about it from a socially conscious era. Then you have people who push it like this is glamorous, and they don't live nothing like that. Like, a lot of them rappers don't live nothing like that, but they're pushing that. Just like I remember when they discovered, I forgot what rapper it was, where they were talking about nothing but drugs, and then like he had an interview, he was like, I don't do no drugs. Like, I don't do none of that. Like, I don't do any of that. But it's like, but you're pushing that on the children, the people in the hood, and they're doing that, and they're dying left and right. And it's like, I'm against the mentality, because I don't think dudes who are upstanding are squares. Because I'm telling you, as somebody who lived, basically, like I said, half and half, a significant portion of my life in the hood, and a significant portion where my people were able to come up and give me and my siblings a great life after that. Like, I know some dudes from the suburbs who will knock a dude block off and then go to a board meeting, and they ain't worried about nothing. They on wherever them hood dudes claim they're on all of that. And then they will go and go right to the boardroom, and then they'll also go to church, and they'll also go to Habitat for Humanity and do all those things. It's like, people always look at it as like this, you can be a well-rounded person and not be that, but we're talking about this, simply the ideology of what she's saying and the framework of what she's saying and her equal in the hood. And those are the outcomes you're going to see. Like, we all saw that on Memorial Day, that whole shooting, or not Memorial Day, on 4th of July, that shooting that happened. Like I said, it's ironic that your ops are always black. Like, your enemy is always black, but the real enemy is laughing at you. The real enemy is gonna come collect your body after it's all done, for a hood that
Yeah, I
I
don't
done
none of
think
seen the
y'all
big.
own.
I done
I
seen.
think
I done seen the biggest goons run when the police pull up. So I mean, like, who you really pushing up on?
yeah, I think hold on, wait, we got Slick. Let's see if Slick got something to add. Then we go on to the next one. I think that is adjacent to this. Slick, what's the word? How you feeling? Slick, once, twice.
Yo,
What's the word?
you can hear me? What's going on?
All good, all good. You heard the topic? See what we talking about?
I heard the topic and see, yo, first off, Shorty like 13 years old. So I don't think she even know what she even really actually
No,
wants.
she kind of look
And
old in the face. I ain't gonna lie.
she sound like she 13. I don't know. Just hearing the way she talking about she want a hood nigga. It sounds good. And that's great for her. It sounds like that's kind of what she's looking for. She likes the image and the idea of a hood nigga. But I don't think she really even knows what a hood nigga actually is to know that that's what she wants. She wants a nigga that's street, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not taking anything what she says with a grain. I'm taking it all with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
She,
she does have a young mindset. She do look about 30 plus though. Yeah, prayers up. Like I said, I'm glad that nobody was hurt. I
Whose
would I
prayers?
would say
Yours?
I would say that I hope that she changed her mindset, but
We praying for that lady.
I don't know. Just
You
go to Southeast. You're gonna see a lot of them. Goddamn it, you're always gonna be like, oh no, I'm out of here.
listen, I've spent a lot of time in that area, man.
you have. Oh, I would love to hear the I would love to hear some of the stories.
Uh
Yeah, they got
I
him,
don't think
Johnny.
I
They
don't think
got him.
there's space there's space safe. Not gonna lie. But I wanted to get to Hotep. I'm trying to get you something going on. But I wanted to get to this next topic. That's kind of adjacent. Friend zone rules. There was a video going around. Um, where this guy, he was talking to a woman, she friend zoned him, and so they went out. She was still expecting him to car doors, open doors, into establishments, pay for drinks, pay for the tab, shit like that. At the end of the skit, he was going back with her to her apartment. She wanted to chill. He got a call from another woman. He left her, and she seemed upset that he left to go deal with another woman. I wanted to know about the friend zone rules in chivalry, right? If you are friends with the opposite sex, what do the rules look like? Do you still open doors? Do you still pull the seat out? Do you still pay for tabs? Do you still do those things? Or is that reserved for women that you are in a relationship with? The
chivalry
video
is
is in
not,
the jumbo. But go ahead, Slick.
I can't wait to hear from the men's.
Go
say
ahead. We got
chivalry is not courting.
Slick, 10,
It
and
does.
then Torin, and then Fresh.
Go ahead, Slick.
It doesn't mean that you're courting somebody to be chivalrous. You could have chivalry with your sister, with your mom, your grandmother. You could be chivalrous with women in general and doesn't mean that you're trying to court them. So if you're my friend and you're a woman, yes, I'm still opening doors. And depending on where we're at and how I'm feeling, yes, I'm, buying the drinks or I'm paying for the meal. It don't mean that I got to get pussy at the end of it. There's two different things and two different standards of what we're comparing here.
Go ahead, 10, then Torn and Fresh.
Yeah, I think being a gentleman is a way of life. So like you can be a gentleman to your homegirls. Pulling her chair out is kind of crazy. That's a sign that you want to beat, but you can definitely hold the door open.
What?
You can definitely hold the door open for her, like if y'all walking in. But all of that other shit, like I ain't trying to go back to my homegirl crib and have no drink. And I just not doing that. I think there's like a clear boundary there. Um, also don't
So I have a question. Could your homegirl expect that you would pay for meals and drinks if y'all were to go out,
She bet not.
like every
expecting
time?
She bet not.
Expect.
Did she
Yeah,
cut
I
out for
expecting
wouldn't
y'all?
it is
expect it.
it
I would not expect that.
expecting it is crazy, but sometimes a nigga still do it depending on like where we at.
Yeah, it depends on where we're going, where we're at, kind of the circumstances of the situation. It ain't always just, oh, I'm with T, so T's paying for it. Nah, bitch. We can figure this out though.
Mm,
Go ahead, Torn, and then Fresh.
Well, if we're talking about chivalry, I think we're talking more about like if you're somebody. Well, first we got to establish the parameters. Is this a friend or is this somebody that you like and you cool with?
Wait, what's the
Oh,
difference? What's the difference in what you're saying? I'm confused. What?
Okay, no. If it's a woman who's in your friend group or somebody you like, I don't think really that's that much thought to put this getting put into it. Because if it's a woman who's a stranger to me and we're going somewhere and I'm open the door for you, whether it's like you said, it's my mother, or if it's a woman who's behind me, I'm gonna do that. If we out and we having fun, then when bill comes, it's not really that much of a thing. I might get it, you might get it if we friends. Now, if it's a situation where like I like you or I'm trying to date you, and then it becomes a situation where like okay, you're not feeling it or you just want to stay in the friend zone, then cool. I'm not gonna really shift my parameters because we would get that understanding really from the jump because you know right when you meet somebody if you're interested or not, and then you just have to adjust your energy. Then I'm not gonna put that much energy into being around and trying to do that because I'm looking for somebody else. That's just the way I would look at it.
go ahead, Fresh, and then we got Paris.
Bruh lame, and I want men to have some pride about themselves. No, it is because my thing is like this is like pouting. Like when a girl don't want you and then you start doing all this. Like if I've never, so there's no possibility of me ever getting friends on in my life because if I was interested in a girl and she wouldn't mess with my campaign, guess what? The campaign packing up and moving. Like I didn't come to be her friend. I have friends. Like if I am friend with women though. Like you can absolutely be friends with women, but that was our initial plane. I'm not coming and I was wanting to like try to get at you and then you shot me down and I'm gonna settle for this second or third round draft pick. And then I'm gonna act out like a child trying to get your attention. Like no, because I don't conduct myself based on the ideologies of some women or how they're gonna move, right? Like, oh, she's gonna put you in the friend zone, or they're playing the long game. Like, nah, because I'm out of here and I'm gonna go find somebody that mess with my campaign. He's not her friend. Like, he don't want to be her friend. He's hoping she slip up so he can hit. Right. And she's hoping that she can string it along to get all the benefits of a boyfriend or all the benefits of that, right? Like helping her move and all types of shit while the real dude that's putting her through the mattress don't gotta do none of that and she don't gotta bother him with it. So that stays intact. Like, so he's lame for allowing this. Like, I would say this in person to dudes, like, bro, move on. If you mess with a girl and she not mess with your campaign, bro, chuck the deuces and be up out of there, bro. Like, now, the other side of it is, I have friends who happen to be women, right? And not just lady friends. They happen to be women. And I'm chivalrous to a random person. You know what I mean? Like if I'm opening the door, I'm not going to close the door because she's coming. Like, I'm just going to hold the door or I'm going to do certain things because of me. That's my character. It's not because of our standing, but him not doing things because she don't mess with his campaign when he has ultimate control, meaning he can just cut off access to and not have to deal with that. Like that's why I'm saying like he's lame. So like these whole things when they come up, I'll be like, brother, just respect yourself and get up out of there.
Hold on, wait, Paris. Let me round off the men's submissions. I think why the hell, if we are friends, is it still expected to be one sided, right? If we are friends and this is a mutual friendship, then in that there should be an expectation that we do for each other, right? I think that in these situations women want to play both sides, right? And so if you don't fuck with cuz and you want him to be your friend, that is perfectly fine. That is your right. But now expecting these things, now, could you be a gentleman and open the door and all that shit? Cool. But expecting paying for drinks or expecting extending himself in other ways and y'all are just friends coming back to the apartment, now you upset when he don't want to chill with you and you got another bitch. It's like you got one hand, you got both feet in one in and one out. And so to me, that is weird, right? And so you're expecting the boyfriend treatment with trying to keep him at bay. Basically, you don't want to fuck with the nigga. And I think that that's weird. I think that that's lame. That should be said instead of just being like, nah,
It
we're
is.
just
No, it
friends. And
is.
then when we go out, you got your hand out looking why you ain't paying my motherfucking bill. It's like, bitch,
It is,
which one
Rashad.
is it?
No, it is, Rashad, but I said, that's why I said as men, you can't judge yourself or conduct yourself on the actions of women. You have to conduct yourself. It has to be already within your framework and within your character. He needs to recognize that he is being used, that she does not mess with you and respect himself and be out of there. He's still allowing proximity for her to even try to get a lot of these things off. We know that there are a sector of women who move like this. He needs to recognize that. That's why I called him out about it, because it says from the video, she friend zoned him and is still expecting special treatment, meaning he's still allowing access. Like, no. And
Is
he's hoping to
this
try to play the long game.
Hold on, wait.
is this
Let
something that's
Paris get it
actually
off.
happening though? I want to let Paris go, but is this something that actually happening? Like, are niggas really like shooting they shot? Shorty says no, and then they're like, well, let's just be
Yes.
Yeah,
friends.
niggas are
Yes.
playing the long
Yes.
game.
This happens
Yeah,
quite
Niggas
often.
play the
niggas have
long game.
lost recipes. That's
Yes,
why.
they are
And
absolutely
And this
doing
one
that,
of the
Hold
man.
on,
The
wait,
sad
reasons
wait,
truth.
wait, wait.
why.
Let Paris get it off because she had her hand up. What's the word, Paris? Then we got Hotep.
I mean, be honest, the dialogue was pretty interesting. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday, we
Um,
out here.
yes, it's really happening. And that's one of the reasons I'm very adamant with my boundaries when it comes to men. Because you will find that there are men who will try to befriend you because they are attracted to you before they even ever ask you on a date or anything. And they'll find ways to go out with you, kick it with you, be cool with you. And then it turns into, man, I'm just trying to fuck with you. I'm just trying to see what you want. Or they'll try to passively do the shit on a drunk night, try to check your temperature, try to see what you want. I have had it happen to me before. I'm not a fan of it. That's why I don't mind imposing boundaries when it comes to me and in my male relationships. And when Rashad talks about reciprocity, I'm really big on that because I don't ever want them to feel like I'm only there just to take from them. No, I am your friend. And even those same things that I do for women friends, I'm gonna do for you. All encompassing, including if you need some bread. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you have to be able to set that tone. Now I hear what Fresh saying as far as like, hey, he shouldn't be allowing access, but I'm gonna tell you this, Fresh, as a person who have seen niggas use this as a opportunity of their game, the best way for them to teach those women to not do that to them is by giving them this cold shoulder and keeping access. And it's fucked up, but that's the only way that those women learn, because if she doesn't learn that way, what happens is she just moves on to the next man. She could just falsely befriend. Because realizing what's happening, it's manipulation on both ends. She's being manipulative because she genuinely knows this man likes her. He wants more with her. And so she's receiving the premise of what he would do for her. And he's being manipulative because he is waiting on her to be vulnerable and say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and fuck with you. He's waiting around long enough to convince her that he should be the one she fuck with. And that encompasses a lot of other things. You get what I'm saying? So I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with it on either side because I don't friend zone nobody who wanted to fuck me. No, you cannot be my friend because I knew you wanted to fuck me. Bottom line, we'll never have a genuine relationship because I knew what your intentions were with me. So when men approach me, they ask me, do you want to be my friend? Man, you can't have no friends. Nope. Because you wanted to fuck me. We could never be friends because your intentions toward me were never to be my friend.
I agree. Go ahead, Hotep. What's the
Yo,
word? How
what's
you feeling
going on,
today?
my boy? Can
Oh,
you hear me?
yes, sir. We can hear you. How you feeling?
All right. Peace to the room. Hope everybody's having a happy Sunday and all that. Yeah, just doubling down on what my nigga Fresh said. Some of what my nigga Paris said. Like we don't do the friend zone thing. That's young men. Young men, hear me and hear me clearly. If you are approaching or pursuing a woman and she tells you, I do not see you that way, but we can be friends, that is your green light to get the fuck up out of there. There is absolutely nothing there. Ain't nothing to uncover, discover, or none of that shit. We don't do the friend zone shit. That is a complete waste of motherfucking time. She's trying to siphon your energy, some of your goddamn bread, and a lot of your dignity and integrity, nigga. Get the fuck up out of there. That's one. And two, I also want to I came up late. I was doing some other shit. I wanted to just double down on what Jonay said of putting them niggas to sleep for fucking good. Rashad, you tried to shit on me the last time we had that conversation when I was anti-degenerate, but I'm glad you on our side now. Yeah, so I just wanted to keep the shit a little spicy too. I still don't even listen, don't get me wrong, we all adults here. And I do have female associates and whatnot, but the type of friends y'all have, like with women, like the friendships y'all be describing with women, I do not have. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like when I'm like doing my hotep thing, there are women hotep, right? And I'm conversating with them and shit like that. But those are not my homegirls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's more of an associate and shit like that. So there's never going to be an arena where I'm sitting down with a woman and I'm buying drinks and shit like that. That's like, I can't fathom that type of shit. Maybe y'all could put me on, but I don't have homegirls like that. My brother who died, his ex-girlfriend, I consider her my sister. I never even looked at her like that. So that's like my sister. And his little sister, I treat her like my sister. So it's like, yeah, we are friends.
Those are
We're
your
not
friends.
like,
Those are the female friends.
yeah, but it's not the same, son. I don't know. It's the way y'all be describing it. It be sounding a little bit different. To
A
be
little
honest with you, I don't
salacious. Then they try to shame a nigga. Fam, I don't have
like. I
no
really don't
female
have female friends
friends.
like that. To be
And
totally gangster with
like
y'all,
that's
like, you
why
know what I'm saying?
when they ask like, would you take your female friend to her third trimester checkup? Like, what the fuck? What
Shit
are we
like that.
But
Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
to make the
what
correlation, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you, and y'all probably never ever had to make this correlation because y'all never had that friendship. But the way that women treat men who they friend zone is exactly how they treat their gay friends. You are just a barometer of how she measures men. That's all you are. You're a resource. Where regardless if it's money, protection, labor, information, that's the same dichotomy. How she treats gay men is exactly how she treats a man she was friend zone.
Yo,
So if she's
there's a
repetitiously
skit.
telling you, I wouldn't fuck with it, it's a reason why she's telling you that. She's not interested in you.
Yo, there's a Trey Rag skit about this shit when the nigga is like the fake gay bestie and shit like that. He just do it to terrorize the men that actually get the women because he been friend zoned so much. Like, it's a hilarious skit. But that ass, when y'all be talking about like, yo, when women be up here talking about my best friend is a male and niggas be up here talking about my best friend is a female, I'm like, yo, what is that dynamic? Like, I don't understand. And then like 9 times out of 10, it starts off with one of them wanting to fuck the other one. And then they did fuck or whatever. And then they just was like, well, we not trying to commit to each other. So let's be friends. Like, I really want to know how y'all be having female best friends, fellas, and how women be having male best friends. I do not get that shit at all. What are y'all
Go
talking
ahead,
about?
Torn.
I want to say something about what Hotep just said and what Paris said, because I think something we're not really bringing into the conversation is that, and I had to figure this out too. I don't think men really realize how many men, especially younger men, I say from 30 and a little bit down, have grown up with no real models or no real mentors of older men to really show them how to do this. So they think that the way to get women is either coming out the pocket or just putting up with anything somebody says, not because they like the woman, not because they agree with it, but they think by being a yes man is going to make you eventually, that girl eventually like you and eventually get you in bed with her. And I think that's something that a lot of men have to stand on top of too, because a lot of these dudes are either really, really weak or they're naive, or at worst, they're predators waiting to happen. Because I tell people this all the time. One of the most dangerous men that a woman can keep in her orbit is a dude who agrees with everything she says and then eventually wants to pay off down the road. And a lot of these dudes who get in that friend zone know they're in the friend zone and they're hoping that one day, if I act a certain way and I say a certain thing, then it's going to be cool. And then the next thing you know, the dude acting like that crazy ass dude on the Players Club to pull up the diamond and shit. That shit happens, man. And people got to have more understanding. And a lot of these young boys and young men got to have more self-respect and self-esteem. And right now, they don't have any role models and mentors to give them that.
Go ahead, Jonay.
Yes, you're not friends, if y'all saw each other naked.
You
Amen.
also not friends if one
Amen.
person, that's another reason why I'm very meticulous with it,
That
because
ain't your
when it
brother, that's
comes
not your
to
friend, none of that.
when it comes to one party having an attraction to the other, there can never be a friend dichotomy there. Like when you're talking about one person is always attracted to you and you're like, hey, I don't feel this way, you can never predict what they're gonna do. You only can account for what you're gonna do, which is why I don't respect those interactions. Like President said, like when it comes to that, you have to be very, very precarious of people saying, "Oh no, my ex is my friend. Oh no, we're just friends. We're just friends." But they used to have a crush on me. It's like it's not a genuine relationship. It may be on one end, but the relationship in full totality is not, because somebody always has a motive that you cannot account for.
And I think, and I'm just gonna go out on the limb. I think the majority of opposite sex friendships aren't rooted in being 100% platonic. There, in my opinion, is always, or to a majority, a level of romantic interest. So,
That's
Kyra
what
put
I'm
in the
Nah,
saying.
I
comments.
can't. I can't
Even
let you
me,
get that
Hold
I
off.
on,
don't
hold on,
understand.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Kyra put
Men
in
and women are meant to be
the chat.
friends.
She said, "Wait. So you can't be friends with someone who doesn't want to be with you. If it started off with romantic
Hell
interest,
no.
no, you cannot be
Yeah.
with that person, in my opinion." And to Slick's point, I'm not saying all, but I think the majority, because then we
No,
hear,
I'll say all.
yeah, yeah, I think it's a
Every
listen.
No,
last
I'm
one.
willing to stand on all.
Hey,
If
Every
you
last one.
started out trying to holler, y'all can't be no friends. Y'all, like Hotep said, it could just be, hey, that's somebody I know. But you can't be walking around saying that y'all friends and you know he used to have a crush on you or she used to have a crush on you. No, I don't think so.
because how do you
Unless unless
initiate
unless
those type
unless
of
it's a
friendships?
very, very, very specific circumstance.
How do you
And
initiate
I
a
think those are
platonic
one offs.
friendship with the opposite
Uh-uh.
sex? Like I don't even like if y'all met at work, I
I think I
guess.
think I think platonic could be like, okay, you met through like family and it becomes like a family, or like there is platonic ways to start out as friends.
Like I
I
told
Like
mean,
from
Kyra,
the
like
gate.
There's a
there's
lot of ways
definitely a
to
It's
lot.
start out
possible. There's a
as
I
friends.
guess.
lot of
I
ways.
mean,
A lot of ways. Me and Slick
So,
friends. And you know what I'm saying?
mm,
Like you can be friends with somebody that I'm saying when it starts out one way, you can't change
no,
my
I
point.
agree. I agree with
No,
Start
that.
out being
I'm not.
platonic.
But
I'm saying that it
I'm confused
usually
on Rashad's
starts
part.
off that way, but somebody probably isn't open and forthcoming with it.
No,
That's how I
in
Nah,
perceive it.
your,
I don't think
so I can
so.
understand.
I
So I can
can't let you
understand
get that
Rashad.
one off.
Hold on one
I
second,
can.
because we had somebody come up to the stage. I forgot who it was, but somebody came up to the stage and they was like, who was it? I think it was a dude. Oh, it might have been dude, where he was like, I didn't necessarily think that she felt that way about me, right? And in my head, that's the only thing that could happen. The
I
only thing
don't
that can happen is
agree,
somebody reveal
Rashad.
themselves.
I don't agree.
There
I
are
don't
Yeah,
know,
plenty
Rashad.
of examples
There
of
is
platonic.
no way that any time a male and a female have a friendly banter that every time one of them like one
No, no,
another.
no, no,
I
not a
don't
friendly
agree.
banter, but the quote unquote
I don't
friendship
agree.
that Hotep is talking about, when people come up here and this is my best friend and we going out for drinks and we going out to chill and we chilling at each other's house and we doing this. It's like, fam, come on, stop it.
they
You
just
You
have
put
saying
to
up
be
in
that
there
with
only
five
you.
started
minutes,
out? You're saying that only started out as one of them like
but
each
that's
other?
just not
So I
realistic.
think,
In my opinion.
It,
I
you
don't
know, I
agree.
think that
it
there has
gotta
to be
be,
very
son.
staunch.
I
I'm dead
think
ass
for a
trying to
lot
think
of
of
men, again, it's just the
arena. I
way the
walk up to
men
a woman and I
interact with
say,
women and see women. I could get why that just wouldn't make sense to them.
I don't think that's one. I don't think that's one way. I think it's between both, and I think it just has to be like Joe Nitty said. I've met people. I've met uh uh associates at the gym, and I had no interest in them, and it literally would just I only see them at the gym. So it's like, hey, what's up, what's up? And then I happen to see them out one time, and it's always in a friend group. It's no intimate setting. There's no nothing like that, and we are friendly. I've met people through work, and we are friends. Like I have. My thing is, you can only control what you do. So in my eyes, you are a friend. Now, if somebody reveals something intrinsically later on, I don't know if we can deduce that, but two, if they reveal that later on, then it's now on you, which is why I spoke to the men earlier about the video, Rashad, because it is both sides. That's why I spoke to the men, because you can only control what you're going to do. So it's like, if she now reveals this, I'm like, nah, that wasn't our connection. So we need to go ahead and let this be done. Cause honestly, like Janae said, the cat really can't go back in the bag. Now, once they reveal that, it's like, all right, I see what this is. We aren't actually friends, or we no longer are friends. You have now transitioned to something else. So I now need to put a boundary up to make sure that this stays at a healthy distance, especially if you have a lady,
I mean,
right?
once it gets revealed, in my opinion, it's too late. I think that it's hard for our big
Absolutely. That's why I
age.
said, yeah,
Hold on, I think it's hard for somebody to pull a wool over our eyes for that long. I think a lot of times this shit be happening and niggas be picking up the signs that somebody might like one another or what. But it's just like, nah, we're just friends. It's hard for that shit to happen 5, 10 years and you ain't seen shit. Like, stop
No,
it.
that's just visible.
That's
That's just
dumb. Hold
that's
on.
something
Let's
you
get to
No,
the
choose.
hands
it's
real
No,
not.
you
quick.
got
It's
to
What's going
choose
on?
that.
very.
Hold on. Wait. Let's get to the hands and then we're going to come right back because they just got up to the stage. Miss Clarice, then Kyra, because Kyra did put that comment out and then Paris. Go ahead.
Peace and positive energy and motion to everyone in the space. Happy
Fist
Sunday.
in the air. You sound a little
Can
muffled,
you
Miss
hear
Clarice.
me? Is that better?
A little bit.
Okay. I was talking really low. So great conversation. Hotep, when he was speaking, like he said some things that was really key, and I mean, a lot of stuff I agree with. However, the way he described his different relationships with women, he said that some he looks at as sisters, and that is key. Like for me, I don't do the whole friendship thing. I don't really use the word friendship. If you are welcome, if I let you in my life and into my circle, I consider you family because it cuts out a lot of the drama. It cuts out a lot of the question marks. You don't have to what if, wonder what's going on, whether it's male or female. I'm this way with any relationship that I have because for me, my family are my friends, are my best friends. They're there when no one else will be. So when I have a new relationship with someone and I know it's not an intimate relationship with the man, then that's what it's going to be. We are going to treat each other as family. If not, then you're just someone I know. That's how I do things personally because I don't do the drama. And going back to can you have platonic relationships with the opposite sex? You can if you want to. I think about when I was a teenager, most of my friends were males because I didn't do the drama because I knew females had a lot of drama and I'm not a person that does drama. And at the same time, we looked at each other as family. They, our parents knew each other. Um, my parents knew that they would look out for me, vice versa with their parents, like call each other on the phone. Our parents would communicate with each other. And of course, it was a different time. It was a different era. So I did have those relationships as a teenager. Not that I didn't have any female ones. I did, but they were very limited because again, I could see the drama from a distance. And as an
I ain't gonna
adult,
lie. If she say that she don't have no female friends, red flag, fellas. Red flag, red
Very
flag.
much so.
I just
Red
said
Yep.
I
flag,
didn't.
red
Man,
flag.
listen.
Not gonna lie, Miss Clarice.
Very much so.
You can't get along with no women?
I didn't say
Yeah,
that.
that's a problem.
Wait a minute. I didn't
Or if
say
she
that.
got new friends every quarter.
Good grief. I
That's
didn't
another one.
say that. I was giving an example of when I was a teenager that I had female friends, but I didn't have that many.
Okay.
And again, we treated each other as family. I did say that. I said that as now, as an adult, I don't use the friendship word. I don't. To me, it holds no weight. If you are in my life, whether you are a female or a male, and I'm not trying to have, and we're not trying to have a relationship with each other as men, as a man and a woman, you are, we are treating each other as family, whether you are a woman or a man. Now, if it's a man and we're trying to, have a relationship, that's totally different. But as of
Okay.
right now, older women and men that I have in my life that are not my blood family, we treat each other as family. I have women that call me their sisters.
That family title's
Men
a
the
little too
same.
Okay.
heavy to just be handing out. But
No,
Okay.
I
Hold
didn't
on.
say
Wait. Let's
that. I
get
didn't
Kyra
say
in
all
here.
no.
right,
Kyra was in the
I'm
comments.
saying it takes time. Nothing happens overnight. That's why I said if you are allowed to be welcome into my space, then that's how I'm going to treat you
All right. Let's
because
get to
it's not
Kyra.
given
Because
freely.
she
But
had
go
her
ahead.
hand up.
Go
She
ahead.
was in the comments.
Let Paris go because I just bit into this chicken wing and
Oh
I don't want to be
Lord. Go ahead,
smacking in your ear.
Paris.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad that the person that just spoke said what they said because I wanted to kind of emphasize it's not that people are saying or have reservations. I know for me, I'm not saying it just because I don't want my person to have friends or this, that, and the third to be controlling. It's more so that I recognize in relationship dynamics that people are very fickle and they use their exes or people that have interests in them as a revolving door when things are not right. whether the relationship is disintegrating, there's a soft spot of vulnerability. I think a lot of times people trust other people to have too much discipline than they actually bestow. And so it's like, when you look at a lot of these things, I start to question, like, what's the purpose of you needing to have this adjacency to this person in your life, especially when you're talking about, oh, they're my friend, but there is no network here. There is no social exchange here. You know, like, this is your friend, but they're only your friend. This is not a friend that you would bring around to try and double date with. This is not a friend that you would try and, oh, say, oh, hey, let me put you on a job. Or this is not a friend that you would try and mitigate outside of just yourself with. Y'all just texting and you just hitting each other up, checking up on them to say, this is my friend. And that's where the buck stops for me, because it's like, no, that's not what friends do. That's not a contingency of an actual friendship. So if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm not insecure to say, hey, I don't fuck with that. I'm more so saying, like, if you're going to say this person is your friend where you had interest in them or they had interest in you, it needs to reflect y'all motherfucking ass really friends, and not one of y'all are placekeepers just in case so shit goes sour in the other person's situation.
Go ahead, Torin.
Another thing too, man, people get real friendly and they get real free with that friend word. And it's like, if you are really friends with somebody, that's the sort of thing that takes years to develop. If you're talking about a real friendship instead of an association. And a lot of times people use the words like friend and this my homeboy, this my homegirl to try to cover up the fact that they don't really have any kind of qualifiers for what they're dealing with. And people don't want to admit the fact that they may be attracted to somebody, or they may want something sexual from somebody. And instead of just calling it what it is, they put all this stuff around it and they put all this like outside interference around it and try to sell it this way when it's not. But it's either usually two people who one person doesn't want to deal with the other person that way, or the other person sitting around and hope that one day they'll come along and get naked and get in bed with them and stuff. And people just got to be honest about what their motivations are. But we live in a society where nobody's really honest with each other, so this is what you get. People just afraid to use the language they really want to use.
Yeah, I think that there was a study that came out, and I forgot the percentage, but it said that majority of women have placeholders when they're in a relationship of somebody that they can.
Yeah, over 50% of women already got a backup partner. She
Yeah,
know who
and
will
so like
replace you.
with all of that information, right, and just living, right, and like 9 times out of 10, especially if you got somebody that look like something, either or, if you're a woman or a nigga, like the people they got eyes too, right, and so throwing around like this friend word, when there is no foundation, like Paris spoke to, of like true friendship, and what is being done to consider this person a friend outside of we text sometime. Like it gets to a point in where, why are you here? Like, especially with the ex shit, right? Like, there's no person I can date and when they say I'm friends with my ex, like, why the fuck y'all not
Yeah, I
together?
would have to ask them, would you take them on a double date? Like, would you bring them around me? And if they're hesitant or they justify reasons why they wouldn't, no, we probably need to reevaluate this. It's not what you would consider a friend. A friend is somebody you like 10 toes, nigga at the wedding, whether my nigga like it or not. Like, he's gonna be there. That's what that is. You want to meet him, you want to shake his hand, cool. We can double date. Like, if you're not in a realm to do that and you telling me your ex is your friend, we probably need to reevaluate our relationship, or you need to reevaluate that relationship.
And I think those conversations, you get into a space and have those conversations, and it really doesn't go well if it's bad faith, right?
Yep.
Because 9 times out of 10, people just want to keep folks around for having a placeholder holder or emotional support. When things don't go their way, they have somebody that they can, talk to and get pat on the back and shit like that. That's why for me, I don't think necessarily it's like I don't know. Folks can call it whatever they want, but I don't do the opposite sex friendships, whether it's me or whether it's my woman. As far as like the linking and the meeting up and let's hang out, like, for what? Like a phone call, a text. You see a picture on social media that you like. Cool, I get that. But all that extra shit, it's like it don't mean, like,
You
why?
mean like solo, you talking, Rashad. So you're saying, so okay, so let me just understand. So you're saying your current woman, right? She could have a guy that you know about that is clearly platonic. They could be friends, meaning like through social media or casual conversation. You saying you and her and him better not have no one-on-one meetup going to the bar by themselves.
Yeah, for what?
I mean, that's reasonable.
Like I don't.
I don't.
And
I
that was my
understand
whole
that.
thing. Is like, yo, what are
I
y'all
just I was
doing with these
following
women?
when you said no friends at all. I just want to make sure y'all understood
Not
the
no
proper
friend. It's a lot of
context.
wind coming through the mic, Torrent. But I'm not talking about no friends at all. I'm saying like that type of shit. And where in
Yeah,
this
that's
video,
reasonable.
come back to the house. I want you to try this new tequila I got. Like what? We friends. Like what
This
the
is
fuck is
what
you
I'm
talking
That's a
about?
real
saying.
specific
What are y'all
situation. You
doing with
good?
these
For real, for
women,
real.
bro?
No, that's what she said in the video.
That's in the video. Slim.
That's
Oh.
what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
I mean, but I look at shit like that. Like, would you invite this person to your child's birthday party? And when they pull up, right, is their partner cool and is your partner cool? Because if there's some conflict that their partner's like, I've never heard about this person before, this, and the third, it's like, no, we got to start asking some questions because you're making me aware that this person means something emotionally, and I get that, but I have to also be able to decide whether or not this is substantial enough for me to be like, this person wouldn't actually be a threat to our relationship. Because when you get to asking people these questions, they don't give you a real finite reason as to why these people are around versus, oh, I just want them to, they're my friend.
But you guys are
Right?
distorting
And
the term friend though, because when
We
we're
got you, Miss
saying
Carisha.
friend, there's a genuine term. Like, yeah, well, if I call somebody my friend, I mean my friend. And all these different circumstances that you guys are explaining aren't people that I would say are my friend. Like, if I'm not inviting you to the
That's the
kid's
point we're
birthday
making.
party,
We're literally making
well,
that
I'm
point.
trying to
then we
figure
got to
out
find
what
another word
this
for it,
friendship
because
looks like.
a friendship, a person
No,
that I
no,
would
no,
call a
no.
friend is not
That
that.
we don't need to find another word for it. What we're saying is people are using that term in order to gaslight and coerce situations for their own benefit. So we understand that that would not be classified as a friend, but we're saying under the guise of friendship is how people are maneuvering these dynamics.
So you guys are
yeah,
okay with your significant other having a friend of the opposite sex, just not a friend under these specific circumstances.
Oh no, I don't. I'm not fucking with
Hold on,
any
wait.
of these
Well,
Let
women.
let
let me
Miss
throw this out
let
there
Miss
real
Because
quick.
there's
Carisco. She had her
different
hand
people
up.
saying different things.
Go ahead, Miss Carisco.
so yes, and that's what Paris is saying is actually is on point because that's why I take out that if you like all the examples that she just gave, right? This person's going to be around your other people. When you meet somebody, you want them to get to know your family. You're not ashamed to. You're going to make sure they double date with you and your family member. Same thing. That's why I said I take out the word friendship because yes, you should be moving like that. Look, I want you to meet this person. You're going to hang out with this person. You're going to get to know them because they're an extension of who I am, or they can help you better understand that. And that's why it's important to. That's why I say no, this not friends because if you're my family member, then you're gonna understand the way I move and how I move, and I'm not gonna be ashamed to meet people that you're about, and you shouldn't be ashamed to meet people that I'm about. There's nothing to hide. There's no trying to question and wonder stuff like that. Now, we're not taking away from the meaning of the word friendship. If someone chooses to use that, use it. But as she said, people are throwing it a word around for the wrong reason. And to avoid all of that, I just don't use it. So go ahead, Eileen.
Go ahead. Fresh and then Torin.
Yeah, no, I mean, I heard what the brother is saying is like, that's not actually friend. These are specific things. No, actually, it's far more rare that you see real friendship. They are absolutely possible. Like I'm saying, I have friendships, I have friends who happen to be women and things of that nature, but they are very staunch boundaries about certain things. Like Jonah just said, like we're not meeting up for a drink dolo. Like it's usually group events, group things. I'm invited to their birthday. They come to, my birthday. They met my girl. Like, you know what I mean? And things of that nature, like Paris talked about. Like there's a true connection. Like there's a true, there's true genuine ley lines of connection. It's not just, I just hit them up sometimes or whatever, what have you. Like even if you live in a different state, like y'all have some semblance of connection that's not just we text from time to time, right? Like there's a substantial thing behind it. And actually far more often than not, people are misusing the word friend. Thus it has sullied it. So I get what you're saying, brother, but far more often than not, people will say, oh, that's just my friend. When really, nah, that's just your placeholder. That's just my friend. No, really, y'all used to fuck and you just not telling nobody that. That's my friend. But really, you know what I mean? And you hear that far more often than not. I'm not going to put a percentage number on it. But I'm saying that happens, and everybody's up here describing that from all different walks of life, that is seen and that is heard from far more often than there are genuine friendships. Now, to what Brother Hotep said, I understand. I had friends who were like that too. They're like that male friends who are, brothers in a circle who I'm like, they consider that too. They're like, man, I'm not really friends with, like with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? I have some certain homegirls that I'm cool with, but I really knew them. Those were special circumstances. I've known them since we were in grade school, like fifth grade, you know what I mean? And things of that nature. But he was like, meeting girls out here is like, nah, I don't really have that. And they really, that's like their mindset. So I understand what he's saying too. Like, where's this treasure trove of where people just have these intrinsic, relationship with no ulterior motives and things of that nature. And it's cool with your lady and it's cool with all these other things. So it's just like, it can get sticky. So like I've been saying at the top of this, you can only control you. You have to have very staunch framework when you say that. When you come to somebody and say, this is my friend, you have to, say that. Cause I say something all the time and y'all heard y'all say it before I finish. I was like, I don't have any exes. Exes is possessive. I don't have any connection to those people. If we used to date and we are done, like I don't have a connection to them anymore. I'm not putting on anybody else. I'm saying me. I don't have a connection to them anymore. We do not have any contact on, not on social media, nothing. It's like go forth and prosper, but over there. And I'm gonna go forth and prosper over here.
What?
Because
Fresh. I'm about to use that. Yeah, I ain't got no exes.
I have no,
I love it.
Me
because
too.
that's
I love
possessive.
it.
Because that's possessive. I was telling my lady that and she was like, I like that because I was
Them
like, that's
niggas probably
possessive.
feel the
Like,
same way about y'all.
And
I
I
don't give a
loved it.
damn.
Yes. That's, what that's called? Mutual. Like, I love that. So we have an understanding. Like, I'm not your ex. You are not my ex. We don't, we are nothing to anybody anymore. We go back to being strangers. Like, hey, I wish you well. Call me Ishmael. Go over there.
Yep, I love
You know
it.
what I mean? Cause
Yeah,
that
I have
right
zero
there, and that
exes.
whole being friends with your ex, why? Cause what was your ley lines before? Your ley lines was fucking each other and being wanting to be with each other and it didn't work out. And now you're trying to fall back on something. And we're not talking years, right, of equity. We're not talking now it's been 10 years down the line and y'all reconnect and then y'all build a friendship based on this. It's like, no, we're just friends
I
cause we
don't
can
give
take
a
it back.
fuck if it was 10 years ago. No.
No.
Yeah.
But I'm giving
Go
an
be with that
extreme,
fuck nigga then.
I'm giving an extreme, Rashad, for that. I'm just giving an extreme within that. Like it's been 10 years and then y'all try to build it up and then it's like, but it's like, no, even within that, there's always going to be skepticism. So it's just like, no, let's err on the side of caution. There's more people in the world that you have not had intercourse with. And there's other people we can be friendly with. Hell, y'all are associates and then people meet up on here and they become actual friends. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk every day, we share ideas. This is friendship. Like we haven't met up, but like you're talking, you're sharing ideas. Some people overshare. You're having
I
conversations.
don't
You're
know
coming
y'all
on here.
niggas.
People are giving their worst and their best of themselves on here. I mean, I'm saying Rashad just for the
Nah,
similar stuff,
bullshit.
like
That bullshit. Yeah, I
right.
understand. I think I don't know. It's different, right? Online than in person. There's people that you build relationships with, especially, since I've been on here and talk to and, joke with back channels and shit like that. I think there is still like that falls under the umbrella of what I would deem to be, acceptable. I ain't in nobody DMs trying to holler at them and sending no numbers and shit like that. It's usually just like some fucking shit on here, and when folks say, "Oh, we seen that," we're gonna talk about this type shit. Like that's usually what it is. It's never nothing deep. For me, it's more of just like that one-on-one time. I don't necessarily understand it, but it's a lot of folks that done came up on this stage and try to make it like the norm, or niggas is weird. I seen Joy Taylor one time on the podcast, and she was like, "I can't date a nigga who don't have female friends or some shit," which I really felt like, she just was trying to justify the fact that she's a freakazoid. We've seen a lot of things that she has said on these podcasts, and where, Joy is out here. Yeah, that's Joy. Yeah. And so I think that was a lot of projection, but there is an ideology out here in where, yes, platonic friends that do all the shit that folks in a relationship do outside of sex, and we gonna call it friendship. It's like, nah, that shit's weird to me. Go ahead, Torn.
Actually, Fresh touched on something I wanted to bring up because I wanted to throw this into the mix because if we're talking about men and women who are like in the periphery of a friend zone, where does that fall if you have a significant other that has an ex that's still floating around and you still see them talking and stuff like that? Where's the red line for that? Because I think it should be a hard stop, period.
We need to get somebody up here who's still friends with
Yeah,
their ex, so
no, that's what I'm about to
I
say.
want to
You
hear the
you heard
Yeah,
you
I
heard what
justification.
I
don't play
said.
It's
none of that
probably
shit,
Slick.
son.
Yeah, you heard
Probably
what I
Slick
said
still
about it,
friends with
Huh?
his
Terrain.
ex.
Hey,
Wake it up.
Hey, you got
full
What'd you
me.
stop.
say?
It's probably
You
slick.
Yeah,
I ain't
got
full
gonna lie.
me.
Slick be letting a lot of shit slide. I done heard
yeah,
him.
bro,
Yo,
full stop.
Did what now? What
Yeah.
here's what
happened?
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say I'm not friends with all my exes, but I am low key in some communication.
with most of
Hell
them.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
see
you
how
know what
he
I'm
was
saying?
fighting
They
Like
real hard for
just
that?
they
degenerate.
still
no.
got access to the boy.
You
That's
see?
That's
legalese. I know that shit.
Yo,
Hey, Hotep, bro.
yeah.
See?
nasty.
They always
Long
show
as
their
my
hand, bro.
bitches love me.
every time, bro.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
always show
No,
their hand. That's why I said I don't have
Yeah,
to ask. We
what,
are no
Slick?
longer
no.
in
Your bitches.
And
communication.
that right there's why it's got to be a hard stop, in my
Hard
opinion. But
stop.
I feel you though.
But
Yeah, if she says I'm friends with my ex and things of that nature, guess what? The Lord would not have determined you are for me, and I'm gonna bid you adieu, young lady. Thank you.
No, I'm telling
So
you
I'm
No,
gonna
right
be honest
now.
with
absolutely
y'all.
not.
I don't
They
think
all
y'all
got blocked.
realize, like, as women, the way that we hear other women weaponize their access to you when we're trying to have a real, genuine relationship with you. And y'all do it with y'all baby mama. Like, we can't tell y'all shit about how y'all need to be able to have that controlled hierarchy with the mothers of y'all kids. Y'all have no idea how entitled a bitch feel when she talking about some. I can still hit him up that we are gonna always be friends. It's not nobody who can come in between us, this, that, and the third. And it's like it creates so much
Hmm.
unnecessary drama because you know they have good intentions towards you in your mind. But if they had them really good intentions, then they wouldn't want to stand in the way of trying to ensure that you blossom without them. And that's what people be failing to realize. Like as a woman, we see that. We see where the ex is always around in the background and y'all are like, oh, we cool. It's not like that. She not even like that. Well, if she wasn't like that, why you couldn't make it work with Shawty?
Fact, yeah. I will say this too. Rashad, do you remember this topic when it was the girl that said her homeboy told her that he couldn't be friends with her no more
Yeah,
because the girlfriend made a problem, and then she made a story about it
yeah.
and said, "Oh, you got a problem with me, but he got other friends that you should be really having an issue with." That'd be the reason.
Nasty
You
individual.
don't listen. Can't have listen. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Every ex is no longer a thing. Who? I'm with Fresh. I ain't got no exes.
They ain't
Who
got
them
no
niggas?
exes. Look, I don't know those
Like
people.
that. There is no reason,
No, I
Slick,
get the
for
no. I get
you
the
to
no
have
ex
any
thing.
convert. Unless you're talking about ex meaning a
I get the no
child,
ex
like the
thing.
mother or the father
But
of
Exactly.
your
is
And
everybody like
children.
that's
in agreement on like just the men and women in platonic friendship just not really being a thing for real? Like, was that
No,
the?
Wake it
Oh,
no,
up,
okay,
I
okay.
Kenya.
am.
Wake it up, Kenya.
no,
I
we
Wake
aren't
it.
in
am.
agreement
No,
of
Rashad,
that.
you
What?
just Rashad, just be Muslim. Like honestly,
No, I
you
don't.
know,
I
No,
don't
no,
agree
no.
with
He need
that.
he
I
need the
No,
don't
men
Lord
and
understand that.
women
Jesus
can be
Christ in
friends.
his life, Kenya.
Men and women
no,
can be
all of this
friends.
takes
Absolutely, men
just
and
come
women
to
So
can be
Islam.
Kenya,
friends.
Kenya, let me
Listen,
tell you
ain't nothing
something. I'm
separate
telling you
me from the
this.
swine, Kenya.
I'm telling you this right now, Kenya. I get it. I'm telling you right now, there are men that very few, let's be very clear, very few, that I would call friends, and they are not gay. There's only like that's it. And sometimes I call them gay just to make sure they understand I don't like you
Right,
like that,
right,
nigga. You
right,
gay,
right.
okay? But
Trash
be very
ass.
clear.
And
Yeah,
you
Well, the
saying
I'm
that
biggest
talking
them
about
niggas
problem
don't
Slick
like
is
you,
right now.
Jonah?
You.
the
I'm talking
biggest
about Slick.
problem
In case y'all
is
didn't know, I'm talking about Slick gay ass, okay? But
the
my
bi-
point
Sorry for
is
that.
And you
like
saying
that
them
would
niggas don't
never
like you,
be
Jonah?
it. No, they don't.
No, I'm not trying to
Why?
say
And
it.
it's
I'm
not,
just
Why?
saying.
and
I'm
it's
just
not niggas
asking.
plural.
They,
No, I'm just saying it's not niggas plural like that. First off, I'm very much I have a lot of girls as friends. I'm that girl, right? But there's one person that is very close to me that I do not call a brother, and he is a gay man.
I don't really
Outside
have
of
no
that,
gay
like
friends for real, to
a
be
friend
honest.
that I made, there's people that I have met off here that I would consider friends, and they are one is married. Slick is a different situation, but he should be married. But we ain't gonna talk about his situation.
Yeah,
But
that's not the topic.
the other men that I have proximity to are in relationships. I don't got no whole bunch of single
So
male
Hotep
friends.
and
Hell no.
are you're but Jose, that doesn't mean you're not attracted to every woman that you are going to encounter when
Exactly.
you're out, right? So it's not this situation where every woman is like a prospect. That just can't be the case.
You
So if
shouldn't
you
be.
do strike up a conversation with a woman and it turns out like you actually really do like her, like she's a cool chick, but there's no level of attraction there to want to be with her. That's like a prime. That's the candidate for a friend. You could
The
be friends
idea
with her.
that a woman can do more than just, have children and be in a relationship with. Like, there
I
is
So
a
don't
what?
know. It's
Is
a
purpose
it a
hard,
is
outside
it
it's
of
a
a
that.
hard
bullshit?
idea
I
for
have,
the,
like I said, I
yeah.
have women in my life, obviously that I'm not romantically with. You feel what I'm saying? But like the way that we met was through my male friend. So like my bro, he died. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. You feel me? And his little sister and his now ex, they're close friends of mine, but I consider them my sisters for real. So, and it's like, I get what y'all are saying. I'm not sitting here saying that it's like completely impossible. I'm just trying to think of like outside of you being introduced, like through like a friend group or something like that. Like, in what way are you walking up to a woman or a woman is walking up to
You're
y'all
not.
and it's just, hey, I just wanted to get to know you as a friend. Like, I just
You're
don't see
No,
how.
not,
no,
but
no, no,
that's
no,
not
no,
the
no. You're
situation.
not.
That's
Yeah,
not
It
how
that's not
that
how
usually
that
that's
happens.
how
happens
that
with,
That's
happens.
not how that
it's
happens.
either somebody who's part of a
That's
friend
not
group
how
that
that
gets brought
happens.
in. It's somebody as a coworker,
Yeah.
like the situation
Y'all
that you
be
had to
fucking at the
where it's
job, so I don't count that either.
your brother's,
No, 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 no.
ex-wife or
No,
girlfriend
no.
or his
That's
little
Not
sister.
everybody
not.
fucky
There's a
fucky
lot of
like y'all,
different
man.
situations and circumstances in life where
A
you
lot of
can
people.
interact with and engage with women to where it's not just I'm here to fuck all you. Like women are 50% of the
Right,
population.
and
They're
what
everywhere.
I'm right,
If it
and what
occurs.
to add to what Slick is saying, like I think y'all limit yourselves in the ability to for people to actually socialize like a personality and not be attracted to them. Because there are things that, people just find on a real front. Like, we do it in here all the time. We get to talk about culture. All of a sudden, we realize how many people love the same type of music or grew up the same way, or we have these same references to things that have happened to us in life that just make us be like, oh, you cool as hell. And it don't be nothing more than that. It just be like, oh, you cool as hell. Then when you realize what they do, and you realize like, hey, they may have this going on, they may have this going on, or even when down the similarities of you got a family, they got a family, whatever the case may be, it's like those are the things that bridge people together. It don't always have to be, well, because I'm a man and we a woman, we always finna fuck. It's like, no, I genuinely take to men on a regular basis as a woman in general. I was raised around all men. So naturally, you're gonna see Paris every single time I pop out. I'm with the niggas. I always greet men. I'm always around proximity of men because I have a bubbly personality in general that niggas like. Not that y'all wanna fuck me. I see niggas call me ugly. So that don't really, it's not moved by attraction all the time.
I
Right.
wanted to put somebody tagged me to this. I think it was Fuego. Appreciate you, Fuego. It was a tweet put in Jumbo. This lady Naomi said, "I finally found me a good guy, cool enough to last until I find a guy I really want." Nasty, Naomi.
But
That's
Naomi,
but
nasty.
that's why I
Oh
said
It
nasty
bees
boy.
like that though.
individual, Naomi.
Oh
but
It
brother.
bees like that though. A lot
but
of people
that's
have
why I
that
said
deal, man.
exactly. That's why I said that earlier, Rashad, when you talked about when you first put the video up, I said the dude is lame because you got to peep game. You got to have discernment. And like I said, if we're held to a higher standard as leaders in the community or leaders in the relationship and things of that nature, and you want your lady to, be a helpmate and all these things of that nature, and you don't have the, understanding or the wherewithal to see that, like to see when you're being a placeholder or to see when you're being used or to see when you're only there and there's no reciprocity and it's all outgoing and no ingoing, like, then I'm gonna question you. That's why I was like, I would never be in the friend zone. I never have been, like, even as a youngin. And I think what Brother Terrain said is true, bro. Like, niggas don't be having no real role models, no real coaches, ministers, fathers and things in the community that tell them like, hey, bro, cut that out. That girl not your friend. Or, or that's not what's going on. Or like, cause it's
No,
ridiculous.
I think they know that. I think
Do you?
they know that.
You breaking up, Paris?
Yeah, you
Yes.
breaking up a little bit,
Do you
but
think that?
that's just lame, man.
Do you think that like with that what you just read, Rashad? I think that has to do with not wanting to be alone. I don't know if anyone else thinks that, but I think that points to not wanting to be alone and not wanting to be patient until someone comes along that's best for you and you're best for them. Because why would you do that to someone? And
Well, that's
outside
But
of
that's
what
how you
Fresh
end up.
just
That's how you.
said,
Listen, we don't call these hoes lame enough.
that.
all I mean, adding on to what Fresh just said, that too. And I'm just thinking of like maybe these people that just don't want to be alone.
No, that's greed, sis. That's really just greed, and that's a surefire way to end up in that situation because you're not being honest with yourself and you're not being honest with other people.
Okay.
I just, like
Okay.
I said, man, people like, I've spoke as a man. I spoke to the man about that, but we know it happens. Like, people put stuff on the back burner. People have exigent plans and alternatives and things of that nature. I tell I've had two real relationships that are both, now I'm in one now that I hopefully, and I'm trying to work towards and results in marriage, but I've had only two that were even close to that, right? And one of the things I always shared was I am not planning to fail. So meaning I don't have no other girl on the side that or whatever, what have you, or things of that nature. Like I'm invested in here, which is one of the reasons why when we used to talk about dating and stuff like that, I used to always tell people me specifically, I cannot date like multiple people at one time. When people say I just date casually, no, if I'm interested in somebody, if I'm interested in a young lady, like that's who I'm dating. I like my cup is filled with them and they're filled with me. Like I can't date and have a skewed view of multiple different people and then all of a sudden determine I'm going to be here. If I like her and I'm pursuing it, I'm pursuing her. You know what I mean? And I think that leads to more often than not can lead to a stronger connection and more of a clear, plain view of what things actually are. Cause I think far too often than not people operate, in relationships or in any type of thing. And the problem is they aren't on the same page. Both of the people aren't on the same page about where things are. And that always leads to chaos.
Go
Um,
ahead, Paris, and then we gonna get to another one.
I'm gonna be honest with you. For that particular skit, that nigga knew more time. Y'all, it's storming here, so just let me know if y'all can't hear me. But more times often than not, in them situations, both parties are where everybody's playing dumb. There's very few instances where people are that they lack that much social cognizance. Like it's just very few instances where they're completely, blindsided. But regarding codependency and stuff like that, I'm gonna say this, and we can just table it here. Social media has given us an open forum of what people truly think about what they deserve for themselves as far as relationships. Everybody's talking about codependency. Codependency really isn't that. If it were really that much of a codependency, then they would try to fix things with the person that they're codependent to. What's happening is they idealize what they deserve and they start going after everything that they deserve without considering others, which is why we're always having conversations about one side being flawed versus the other. That's what's happening. People are sitting there thinking about what they deserve, what they like, without other people's consideration about the person that's supposed to be in a relationship with them. And so they keep seeking out other people to get that self-fulfilling prophecy.
I want to read the poll in the jumbo. Shout out to Big Jonay, not the little one. She put a poll in here. Can you be platonic friends with the opposite sex if you find them attractive? I just want to say the 11 people that voted, y'all are a bunch of liars. The one who said yes is 73% that says yes. Y'all are liars
You
and the
not my
truth ain't in you.
friend?
Um,
Carlos,
That's a
you
lot
not
of
my little
lies.
friend?
You definitely can't.
Carlos, you not
uh,
my
so,
little
so,
friend?
Doesn't
Go
so,
mean
tell
that
the
people
people,
can't.
listen,
Carlos.
But y'all listen,
Is
lie.
we
it's going
Look at
up.
friends,
look at the
Carlos?
narratives Paris doing. Nasty.
Carlos, is we friends?
Yes,
Now
we
nah,
are
stop. You
friends,
a boy,
Paris.
I'm a girl. Is we
Fist in the
friends?
air.
All right then. So you proved
uh,
yourself wrong.
I was about to say
There's
though,
been a
so
lot
I
Hey,
of
think,
lies told in Candyland
hey,
tonight.
hold
yeah, I
on,
was about
wait.
to
They
say
can only be booger wolves. Okay.
finding somebody, I was about to say, I think finding somebody attractive is more than just like them not being a booger wolf, as somebody just said, or them being hideous. You can recognize somebody is, okay, like, yeah, like
She
Rashad,
just
how she
going
just hit you
along
with,
one.
no, like she just hit you with the turnabout, bro. Like, you can recognize that somebody is not hideous without, you're not actually sexually fully attracted to them or things of that nature. Your connection is friendship. That's what I'm saying. Like, people have to be like a well-rounded people, but I think most people aren't. And they only see it as black and white. They don't see women as somebody you can actually be friends with. It's like either I'm filling them holes or I'm
Oh,
trying to. And
brother, you in your slick feminist bag too? Stop it.
that's not slick feminist
Niggas
bag.
don't
I'm
be
saying I have
listen.
self-control. I have self-control.
Niggas
Just a
don't
lot of people don't.
listen. You don't. Niggas don't want to be. For me, in my case, I don't necessarily see the point in having like a multitude of women in talking about we are platonic friends. That's just what because at
That was a lot of
like
smut,
Why do you gotta
Rashad.
have multitude?
You just
You
said
don't have to have.
multitude. The last time
You
I
can
heard
have
multitude was in the
one.
Bible.
a lot
Like
of
I
because
didn't say
niggas is talking because you're not talking about
I
women.
didn't say multitude. The Lord said multitude. I
Niggas
didn't
talk
say a
about
And he
multitude.
because
said Beatitudes too. I don't know
women
if y'all know
or
that.
men are coming this motherfucker and beat a nigga down talking about oh you just don't see women as human beings and you just like spit. I just don't
No.
see the
I'm
point in
saying, but
having all
Rashad,
these
Yeah, having
friends.
a
I
lot of
mean, that's what
homegirls
it
make
starts to
you a bitch.
sound
I
like.
ain't gonna
Hold on,
hold
wait,
you.
go
yeah,
ahead,
but
Tim. Then we gonna go to the
there's
next one.
respect there.
No, I was just saying, having a lot of homegirls make you a bitch. But
Fist in the air.
100.
Yeah, ain't no
But you know, you got
multitude.
yeah, that ain't a multitude. If, nigga, limit yourself
Unless I'm
to
your home girl, then you a real nigga, cause you know I am that nigga.
Oh
You
shit.
know how I am.
100. Shout out to Paris. Listen, as a man, you should have no more than two good homegirls, and one of them, and I'm and one of them need to be your wife. Okay, your wife is your first homegirl. Okay,
That's
100.
why we be pillow talking. Y'all remember that? Listen,
So I
100.
must
Clock
be the boy
it.
and Vicky is the girl. I
listen.
must be the boy and Vicky is the girl.
The
Yeah, Paris a real nigga. That's the homie.
the next one I wanted to get to, exposing DMs, right? This young woman, Jordan Pauline,
Man,
quality young woman, pop singer.
send me that BBL so I can go ahead and shame her.
Never knew
Wait a
about her until
minute.
this weekend. Apparently she's a pop
How
singer.
quality is
Uh,
her? Is her child? Sound like you know.
listen,
How quality is she?
quality. Listen. That's all I can say. But so she was going down her DMs on live. I think she's a streamer or something like that. Going down the DMs, and she was talking about the niggas in her DMs. She named Kevin Durant. She named Bow Wow. She said NFL players were in her DMs. Apparently, she is Ben the Don's ex. So
What Sean Moss had to do with this?
listen, he's in the DMs.
Being a freaky
You
friend.
gotta shoot your
Ugh.
shot. Ben the Don, he was on stream and he was dirty macking to the links that I've never seen in my life. He was saying that all athletes,
Is that dirty macking?
yeah,
I don't think that's
that's
dirty macking.
dirty macking. He said all athletes are super horny. He started naming the level of athlete and why they
I
would be
mean,
horny.
look at Shannon Sharp.
That's gay and dirty macking.
Zion Williamson.
Gay and dirty Mac
Gay
can be
and
Wait,
dirty
both
hold
at the
on,
macking.
wait.
same
Wait,
time.
wait,
Yay.
wait. So you wait. Hold on. Let's backtrack this, Rashad. So you saying a nigga saying the top three horniest niggas is
Gay
the
and dirty macking.
why? Okay,
Yeah, I can
why
see
do you
how it's
say it's
both
gay?
actually.
It's gay because how you know niggas in their level of horny?
And why are you
Wake it up,
logging that
Rashad.
information in your
Hey, I ain't
brain
Wake
gonna
it
lie. I ain't
up.
gonna lie, Rashad. That's a
to
great
save
How do
question.
for
you know
future
his level of
dates?
That's a
horny?
What?
great question, Rashad.
I
I
mean,
ain't
he
gonna
was
lie. You
using it to
stumped
pump
me with
himself
this
up.
one. I'm not gonna hold you.
Uh,
He was using it to pump himself up. Like he's basically
I
saying,
don't like that.
the joints I used to mess with, all these dudes who are NFL, NBA players, they
he
all
sound
in the stuff.
jealous.
Like, yeah, and he's using it to pump himself up. It's like when a
This
fighter
why
does,
you gotta keep your woman a secret.
It's dirty
Don't.
macking
shout out
because
Alicia Keys. I ain't gonna leave it to
if
you.
it's his ex, right? It's dirty macking because he's trying to
Oh, that's his
differentiate himself,
ex.
huh?
Yeah, it does come off as like she's upgrading.
That's
So,
why I don't think it's dirty macking because it's like it's his
He
ex.
But
already
it
had
is
the
because he's
girl.
trying to
That
differentiate himself
is.
because he named
Mm-hmm.
he didn't name rappers, he didn't name nobody else but athletes because probably this quality young woman DMs is filled with
quality.
folks that you probably ain't on the
Quality
same
young
level.
women.
And so what you
You
gonna
don't even
say
know
is,
what
oh,
she
well, these
looks like.
niggas, that's like if you see a joint out in the street and you really want to fuck with her, and then you see another nigga hollering at her, you go up to her, you know he just want to fuck you, right? Like that's what
If
Benadon
a
did.
man, if a man walk up to me on the street, I'ma think he homeless, cause it better be a parade. He
That
walk up to me
that's
on the,
basically
we
what he
better
said.
be
You
at a
know these niggas just
festival
want to
or
fuck.
something.
You know this nigga don't love you for real. Like shut your whole ass up. Go ahead,
That
Kenya. Then
that
we got Torn.
he ain't wrong.
It's it's just nasty behavior. He shouldn't be doing it. I feel like it's just such nasty behavior. It looked crazy. It looked crazy when the girl did the exposing. It looks crazy when he's doing what he's doing on the back of her exposing. It's also clout farmy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we
That's
gonna
all it
get to
is to
her
me.
too.
Listen, Leo said they hashtag dick watching.
Dick
That's exactly what they
watching.
doing. Come on, Leo.
Hmm.
That is the name of the of the show today.
Very nasty.
Dick watching hashtag. Um,
That
Did what?
that's nasty because I couldn't agree more. Why is you pressed? Like, first off, this is the same nigga that tossed the girl out the joint because she didn't want to turn on
Yeah,
Drake.
sure is.
It's a nasty
Homoerotic.
game. These streaming.
Man, look, Rashad.
It's a nasty game you playing when you worried about what the girl is doing in the DMs and who is in them and why are you calling it out and say they're the horniest motherfuckers on earth? Who cares? Ain't you supposed to be if you young and getting your money and bringing bitches on yachts and not feeding them and having a DoorDash to the
Get
motherfucking boat?
up.
Hello? I was trying to figure out what
Freak
you was
ass
trying to do
boy.
on that
Yeah, I
yacht,
heard that,
freak ass boy.
Jonae.
Freak
You
ass
Yeah,
bringing them
boy.
to a yacht
you know I slide it in.
and
Yeah,
not
not
feeding
feeding the
them.
hoes. You know, but you calling them the horny bunch, boy? Please.
Go ahead, Torn.
Horny bunch is crazy.
You know what, man? This is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier between the difference between the new professionals and the old professionals and these old men, old school men and these new males. You couldn't pay these old professionals, and y'all know what I mean by professionals. to be able to put their client base on blast the way they did, the way they're doing now with the social media era. Because if you go back and look at some of these old professionals, some of these old like actors and old basketball players and people like that, you didn't even know the names of who they were dealing with until they died or they put out a book 30 years after the fact. Because there was a code of ethics when it came to discretion about who was doing what and who would get down. These new chicks who are coming up, they see a quick come up and putting dudes on blast and not even realizing that the real people they're trying to get to who really can really flaunt their lifestyle like they want is gonna see that and completely blackball them and not finna get within 1,000 miles of them. Me and you and Fresh have talked about this before, Rashad, about how like if you're gonna be in certain brackets, there's certain ways you gotta behave and there's certain things you gotta know how to dress and you know how to shut the fuck up and all that. These new ones don't know that. Now I haven't said that. The difference between these new dudes and these dudes like your boy is like the space between one side of the Grand Canyon and the other. Because here's the thing. You can't be in those circles without knowing what everybody else doing. And you don't get in those circles unless you're doing the same stuff everybody else doing. So trying to put somebody else on blast for how they move is putting you on blast because again, people who are into that stuff is ain't no different than sniffing cocaine in the 80s. If you ain't sniffing cocaine, you ain't going to the party with them people. If you ain't going to the Playboy Mansion to get off and get your freak off like Cosby and all them other people, you're not finna be in them circles. So you can't talk about stuff that you don't know. So this whole thing of putting everybody's stuff on blast, I wouldn't call it dirty macking. What I would call it is sucker behavior because once you do that, you're gonna be kicked out of the friend circle of people who are in that world and stuff, and you don't know what kind of opportunities you cutting yourself off from outside of your freakiness. It's just dumb, man. And people need mentors and people need God. That's all I can say about it. And some damn discernment.
I agree with the people need God statement, Torrent, but I gotta disagree with the whole sentiment. I get what you're saying by like back in the day, right? Back in the day for sure. But with new hoes come new tricks. And new tricks don't give a fuck about discretion. Okay? They give a fuck. They want this bitch to be fine and in line with what the fuck they got going on. They don't give a fuck if you got outed. You should have dealt with that bitch said. It's the mindset of the new trick, right? That's the mindset of these niggas.
No, I feel you.
So,
I feel you on that. But the other thing I want to say too, if you look at the history of that, and I ain't finna get too deep into it. Them old professionals used to get out of line in the 60s and 70s. It was consequences for that. There's a lot of actors and singers who ain't here because of that. A lot of very famous actresses who was doing anything on the side who couldn't be quiet and stuff, and they ain't here.
You done dropped the phone? Go ahead, Hotep.
See, I don't like talking about this shit often or whatever, but I will say when it comes to this shit, because it seems like based upon what Ten said, what Torrance said, well, specifically what Ten said, it's like discretion is out the window when it comes to this new crop. Your young millennials, your older Gen Zs, discretion is out the fucking window and shit like that, right? And it seems like it's being spearheaded by the women. And what I have a problem with the young millennials and the older Gen Zs is their incessant acquiescence to whole behavior. Like they are so accepting of whole behavior, bad behavior exhibited by women. They are absolutely, they aid and abet such bad behavior because again, it takes away the responsibility of a man. Slick is my man. He cool, but him and Rashad sometimes too, we'll be having these arguments where we holding men accountable to be men and whatever in the vein of being able to lead women. It's like, oh nah, let the women do whatever they want. Let them be this, let them feel all this other shit. And that's because you don't want the responsibility of being the man in the situation. There should not be a situation where you are seeing bad behavior coming from women, and because it's the easier thing to do just to participate in it too. So now you're exposing DMs. Now you talking about backroom situations and all that other stuff. Now you're just acting like a hoe, my nigga. We're fucking up the culture of everything. Now, I know what Torin is talking about when he refers to professionals and shit, and everybody knows I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to relationships in the first place. But I do not like how when we were fighting against fucking feminism on the timeline and shit in 2014, 2013, that all of those men now have just become the male versions of the women that they hated or they so-called hated. And that's what I'm talking about. Like y'all niggas are just becoming the hoes. And we gotta stop that.
oh, okay. Cause I was finna, boy, I was ready to rumble with Hotel over here. Cause I was like, these niggas is really fucking it up. Like, I don't really, like, I got a new perspective on things for real life. It ain't these bitches' fault for real. It's really the niggas' fault.
Yeah, they create safe havens for this shit. Listen, I think it's this, these niggas actually believe that feminist shit after a while. Like the feminista Joneses, like I know Torn remember them old days, like Jamala Lemieux
Man,
and
I
all
used
of
to go to
them
war
back.
with them birds. I used to go to war with
Man,
them birds every
listen.
day on this one.
And so those women, they controlled the black Twitter zeitgeist for a long time when it came to the discourse between men and women. And because of that discourse, black men were pigs and violent. I remember when that first article, that root article first hit to him, remember the black men are the white men of the black race?
Yeah, I
Oh my
remember
Nigga,
that.
God, I destroyed that article. But you know,
yo,
Oh,
we
check it
all
out.
did. Yo, if
Hey,
you are a dignified man, we shitting all over that shit. You dig what I'm
hey,
saying?
Hotel.
So,
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I challenged that dude to a debate one time and he never showed up.
oh, the Harriet nigga?
No,
Yeah,
no,
me
no,
too.
Damon Young. I challenged him to a debate. I said we can do it and get a moderator. He never came through. I'll put it up in the jumbotron.
I challenged that nigga Michael Harriet from the Root back in the day too, but they all just sit in their little, weird ass bubbles and shit. But yeah, so I've watched it. I watched men who were supposedly on my side or the side of the men being able to like, yo, listen, there are terrible men, there are terrible women. It's not just, specific to any gender, and we need to just be able to, laud the good people and shun the bad people. And everybody was supposed to be cool. And then these niggas started to become like male like versions of the chicks. So I just found that really very ridiculous, very ridiculous, and I don't appreciate it. And I do blame the men. Me and Ten agree on that shit. Like, yo, y'all can't be the niggas who are supposed to be leading everything. You get all of the power of being a man. You get the lead. You get to have the big piece of chicken. You get to do all of this shit. But when it comes down to discipline and maintaining order and structure, now all of a sudden, nah, she gonna do her own thing. All this other shit. Like, nah, brother. You can't do it like that. You can't have it both ways, one or the other.
bingo.
I was trying to figure out why she did this though, and then the backlash, because it was like funny and fodder on the timeline. Oh, look at these niggas in her DMs and shit. But if you are a single man and you see an attractive woman on the timeline, why is it a bad thing to reach out to her? I don't understand that part of the game. Like, why is that such a thing to expose the nigga? Oh, he tried to talk to me.
Somebody got some feedback.
Like,
It's bad when they don't get the payoff they want.
it's like, bitch.
Wait, so you saying?
It's like, bitch, you
Wait, Rashad,
fine and I'm single.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. You saying, is it being talked about that reaching out to a fine woman if you're a single man is bad? Is that?
Well, so the initial post, right, was her exposing, quote unquote, the niggas in her DM. So she said Kevin Durant, she said Bow Wow, and she said niggas that was in the league. And so it was like, oh, look at these thirsty niggas in her DM. Oh, Kevin Durant, how the fuck he doing that? Bow Wow, it's like, these are single men that see an
Ah,
attractive woman.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh,
no, she is
well,
lame for that though.
Hold on, wait, go
She's like,
ahead, Tim. Hold
yeah,
1 second. Go ahead, Tim.
no, she lame for it, and this is what Mia Hotep is talking about. The niggas, okay, so like, this is one thing that I've learned about bitches. They feel justified when a nigga say they can do that. So when a nigga find it lame that another nigga in a bitch DM, now hoes find it lame. When niggas started rocking Cuban links and winding around with sticks, them hoes like, yeah, that's cool, right? So as long as a nigga justify her actions or what's coming out her mouth, that's what she's gonna do.
Yeah, it's likewise when it come to that money shit. When it come to them first of the month little tropes and shit, that came from men first. Cause niggas was on the timeline being like, yo, if you can't buy a bitch XYZ, if you can't do this for a bitch XYZ, then you niggas is
right.
broke and all the other shit. And then these stupid bitches was like, well, yeah, like hell yeah, that's the standard we want. He's like, so that's just what it is.
Right. So can I say something, Rashad? So again, this isn't what everybody's saying, but it's just from a POV that I have about this. Clearly, she's corny. Get it? I mean, that's obvious. But Rashad, you've been in these social media spaces where you see other men waiting to shame or poke fun at another nigga that's sending cash apps to girls or buying girls lunch or sending them money for certain stuff because they want to, oh, you lame, oh, you a simp, you a mid, da da da. It's like, well, you are a man attracted to women. So what else would you expect for not and I'm not saying propagating or pushing up this behavior of her exposing men, but it's like heterosexual men reaching out, DMing heterosexual women, sending them cash apps or whatever, like to get their attention or to be a part of this quote unquote scenario. There is the men, to be quite honest, like a Ben Don calling out, oh, yeah, y'all some horny ass niggas, or y'all wild, y'all crazy. Now there are some wild, crazy things happening in the DMs, clearly. But I do think that there is, outside of not shunning her for doing that, I think that is definitely one side of the coin. But let's not forget that there is a lot of pushing of the narrative of men on these apps making men doing man shit as kind of like low brow. Like, ew, you hollering at a girl? That's the type of stuff that come out these men's mouth. Not simply the stopping or calling out women. It is men saying men doing manly shit is weird because they're scared to holler at girls. And they think
You said in a
chilling and being,
DM.
they rather be in the DMs of another nigga pressing them over some internet shit than being in the DM of a girl chilling. Like I have seen happen on social media, and this is fact. Niggas get out their body if they were exposed being in the DM hollering at a girl. You're
It was
straight. Who
exposed
cares?
for a while there. It's like I
Yeah,
bet you
it's like
all of
you're,
her views.
Your phone
you know what I'm
breaking up,
saying? It's
Slick.
like, who cares? Now, again, I'm not saying that a woman weaponizing them being in the DMs isn't a thing. That is a thing, right? But there's also another side of the coin where why are men so fearful of being caught in a DM of a straight heterosexual pretty girl? Who cares?
Yeah, I think it is a lot of
Texas,
apostrophe
not all the rest of
posturing.
them, just my area.
What'd you say?
Pray for Texas, not all the rest of them, just
Oh,
my area.
Paris, you something else. Fits in the air for Paris. I think that there is a lot of posturing and where men do try to impress other men and try to be kind of not even kind of trying to be hyper
Mm,
masculine with the simp shit. But I do think that there is levels, right? Because what Ben did
yes,
say is kind of true. These niggas be getting into the DMs and the first thing that
they
they
be
say
real
is
horny.
I'm gonna fly you out. Right. And so to that level, it's just like, all right, nigga. But just like being in a woman's DMs and saying you're attractive.
It can go on the spectrum. People are shamed for being in a DM of a girl saying that they think she's pretty. I think that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that does
And
happen.
that is on the side of the women that try to weaponize it. That's lame. But it's also on the side of men who sit there. You a simp ass nigga. What? What do you expect them to do? Be on here talking to your ass all day?
Well, no, well now, Jonay, now some behavior is simple. Now let's
I didn't
sending the
say it wasn't.
now sending the bitch some money you don't fucking know is simp behavior. I don't care how we slice that pie up. That is just you're desperate at that point.
I'm gonna
You
go check on my
Not
boyfriend
really.
Dez Bryant, and I'm gonna fuck with y'all tomorrow
Girl,
because I need to sleep.
go ahead.
Bye, Paris.
I think it
I know my relationship's hard.
I seen that tweet. Simp behavior. I don't know. Do what you gotta do in my like in some instances, man.
Some people have
Nah,
game, some people have
It's
money,
yeah, and some
period.
use it
And
or
that's
and
it.
and,
not.
and my thing, but this is where now I have to say it. Why are other men mad at another man's techniques and tactics to get a woman? The
Yeah, because
women are not
I
complaining, so
don't
why
well,
are
get
well,
it.
y'all?
well, hold
No,
on,
You got
because
to
hold
it,
on,
use
hold
what you
on,
when
got
hold
to
you
on.
get
when
what
One
you
you're
second,
want.
one
lying
second.
to women to
Literally.
Hold on,
get
hold
what you
on,
Some
hold
want,
on,
girls,
is
some
that
girls
hold
lead
simping?
on,
with
hold
their,
on, hold
some
on.
girls lead with they look, some girls have a little game,
But
some
when
girls
you
have
guys
flirtation. Like, I'm
personally
confused.
No, it's the
spin
same. Hold
game,
on, one
or
second,
when
one
you
second.
lie to
Kenya,
women,
Kenya, Kenya, one
is
second, one
that
second.
simping?
Hold on one second. Jonay, the reason why is if you just flip it, right? The reason why the good girls have a hard time getting a nigga is because the hoes fuck the game up. That's pretty much the same thing.
Oh
That's what
my God.
simps do. They fuck the game up for real niggas out
Since
here.
since when? The beginning of time? Because women have always been saying that. So when did that start?
What Kenya, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
What are you saying? The good when did the hoes start messing it up for good women? If good women have always complained about the men.
Right, but in the recent years, Kenya, it has been a up
Uptick.
a uptick in fucked upness. Right?
I
So
like the usage of that. Uptick and
thank you.
fucked upness might be the name of the space.
100.
Oh wait, not dick walking. Oh, okay,
Listen, I'm
never
about to
mind.
put a poll
That's
up
way
now.
Hey,
better than dick
hey,
watch.
yo, hey, yo. Listen, so Kenya, women, I don't even know. I forgot what you said. Okay, so like, hoes fuck up the game because number one, hoes want to propagate like they good women, and then they go out and do niggas dirty, right? Okay, that's point one. On the adverse, you have fuck niggas, simps pretending like they good niggas when they just want to fuck, so they filling her head up with shit, paying her bills, sending her $30 for lunch every other motherfucking day, and now it's fucked up on our end because you got good niggas out here that's trying to be good niggas, but done tainted this whole head. See how that works?
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
do think.
Or sometimes niggas be ugly and all they have is money and personality.
Is there
So
such thing
why is
as
you
an
mad that
ugly
the ugly
good
niggas
man?
is leading with money? Like, see, 10 just try to do all of that and I saw straight through it. Move to the side. Thank you. So sometimes these niggas be ugly and they know, hey, I know I'm not I'm a little facially
Oh,
challenged.
Jonah, you sound
I
like that
got, I got,
DC. Come on now.
There's
no,
a
no,
market.
no,
Come
I
on now.
don't. No,
You
I
sound
don't.
like
No,
For
no, no,
Jonay.
no.
niggas.
Hold up, Rashad. Hold
No,
up,
no, no.
Rashad. Hold up.
I can put Jonay in the box
Hold,
right now.
hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Sometimes, I didn't say all the time. Niggas know what y'all say this all the time. Man, we know who we are. We know we some threes. Okay. So
Who
if
said
y'all know
that?
the
They
men
do
be
be saying
saying
that.
it,
We
they
know
be
we
saying it,
ugly.
and Tim mute up because they be saying that. Okay.
Men love to say
All
that.
right.
Like, no, you
All
don't.
right. Come
Lying
on.
Not
ass
always
bitch.
been that
So
nigga. I ain't gonna.
if a man is aware, like, okay, I know aesthetically normally some women may not go for my type of vibe because I'm just not going to be that that one. So what I know is I can be a gentleman. I could be giving. I could be one of them people that'll send a cash app just because I know once we start talking, you'll be able to see my personality. You'll see I'm giving and you lead with certain attributes. I'm not saying that's it across the board, but there are some men that know this is what I have to work with. Do people take advantage of it and then set that as the standard like the hoes be doing? Yes. But I also think sometimes y'all be hating on the niggas that know I'm ugly, I have money, I have personality,
That's not
and
true.
y'all be mad. Yes, y'all do. Because and y'all call them simps and whatever you just said. And
Yes.
sometimes they just be
But
ugly
wait,
niggas that
wait, wait,
have to
wait.
lead with that. What's
Wait,
wrong
wait,
with
wait,
that?
wait, wait. Okay,
Why they can't get their foot in the door
first
with a
of
little
all,
I mean,
change?
that may
Leave
be
them
first,
true, but
no,
alone.
no,
simps
no,
do
no. Wait, wait,
exist.
wait.
Simps
Hold on.
actually
Wait,
I
do
wait,
know
wait.
exist.
they do. They do
Simps
hotel, but
definitely
I'm just
exist.
saying it's not across the board.
No, hold on.
Sometimes the
We're
men that
not
be giving
talking
the
about.
money, the women will know the difference.
No, they don't.
Y'all
These
don't know the
don't.
I
difference.
know the
Yes,
Hey,
you
goddamn
yo,
do.
difference.
that's a big
No.
old fat
Y'all
lie.
don't know the
You know
Hold
how
on
difference.
one
dumb these
second.
hoes is,
One
Y'all
Jonay?
second.
niggas don't know the difference.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
we
yes,
do. Yes, we
Okay,
do.
so then y'all what you telling me then you know the ugly man from the cute ones then.
I know a nigga
No,
that's ugly. Oh, well,
Oh, okay,
no.
right.
The
hold on,
difference.
no, Rashad,
What
let
was
me finish.
that?
Go ahead. Go
First of
ahead,
Janae
all,
Tim.
turned
What
niggas
the
into
first
fuck?
trick
of all,
bags. I see
Okay,
what you
yeah,
did
no,
yeah.
no,
there. I
she
see
You
what
she
Hold
you
on.
no,
Hold on.
she
Hold on.
ain't
Hold
put
on.
she ain't
so
put
you know the
nobody in
cute
no
niggas then.
no,
Okay.
she
Hold on.
ain't put
Jonay
no
was just an advocate for niggas calling
no
other niggas
wait,
handsome. Now she want to put a trick. Stop
listen,
it.
she
Go
ain't
ahead,
put
Tim.
nobody in the
Yo,
trick
Joe
bag.
Nay gonna
One
pull
of
out
the
that sassy
listen,
card anytime. I'm trying to tell you.
listen, man.
Hotep,
Hold on. Hold on. One mic. One mic.
I'm not going for nothing Joe Day saying. Ever since I seen one of them housewives girl marry a nigga with a knot on his fucking forehead and gave up the breakfast to him. Y'all, it's a mark. Listen, fellas. Listen, fellas. If you ugly, it's a bad bitch waiting on you. Okay,
Not on his forehead.
you ain't got a trick
Who
on that
was
bitch,
that?
man. Okay, I'm talking about. Listen,
No, okay, no. Rashad, please let me go. This is such bullshit. Rashad,
niggas.
please.
Go ahead,
Niggas.
Kenya. Then we got fresh and torn.
I'm so tired of the lies. Please, Tan, like I just back it on up because it's all BS. First of all, the good women are not the. There's no confusion, and you're not getting confused. Nobody's tricking you. Okay, y'all are picking hoes. If I would rather y'all just be like TC and say everybody a hoe, honestly, because really what y'all do is almost a little bit even more sinister because you're lying. Y'all are going after women that obviously have a certain kind of mindset. When you speak to them, they sound a certain way, they look a certain way. Woo doo woo doo. Everything about them is letting you know that this is what it's going to be. But these are women that you're attracted to. I'm not saying that you can't be attracted to them, but it's not women's fault that you can't reconcile what you're attracted to and wanting a Mormon. So if you guys can't figure that out, that's not on the woman. You can't have everything in life, okay? Go into the church houses, go into the mosque, go to Pennsylvania, go to these towns and snatch up the good girlies because they're there. Y'all don't want
Pennsylvania.
them. Y'all don't
What
want
the
them.
fuck?
Y'all don't want these pilgrim ass girls. So stop. They are there hoping for a man to come, looking out the window, looking left and right. Y'all not coming. Y'all in the clubs. Y'all are in the Instagram DMs. You don't want that for real. So please.
Nah, niggas be wanting good women, man. Y'all just don't make yourself available to be seen.
That's a whole lot of cap.
And then, hold on, wait. And then a lot of times, good women
Yeah, that's
are
cap.
adopting whole qualities.
It's a lot of
Good
good.
women are adopting whole qualities, man. I'm not gonna lie. And so it's hard for a nigga to differentiate because you talking about you a good
So
woman with a
Rashad, so
chest piece and
Rashad,
your
why,
ass
why,
out.
wait, Rashad, why you ain't never put no quality woman in your jumbo that didn't look like a motherfucking halfway trans lady with a
Exactly.
big ass? How about that? Where are the quality
Hey,
normal
man,
bitches on your
listen.
profile?
Oh
You
shit.
tell me
I
that.
don't
I'm
know.
not here to put
Where
niggas
are
You
the
might
on.
be
I
slipping,
understand.
Rashad
quality
Pack. I don't know,
normal
Rashad.
hoes?
When I
I'm
scroll the
waiting.
timeline,
No, I'm
That's what
waiting, Rashad. You
I
the
never
next
said that.
She
time
put you in a
I'll pay.
Listen,
slip
Listen,
shot.
I'll make sure that I will eat my words. If you put a normal bodied, regular dressing, regular acting, domesticated female on your profile talking about some quality, I'll wait.
listen, I see them on the timeline. I don't post them
Why?
Yeah, she put you in the pack, nigga.
because
Rashad doing the Jimmy Swaggart.
it don't get the
Why?
timeline going.
Nigga,
That's why.
Mr.
But listen,
Bojangles in
Get
this
the
motherfucker. I'm
timeline going.
trying to
Why
tell
wouldn't
you.
it? No, hold that 1 second, brother. Hold on. Why wouldn't it get the timeline going?
It would, actually.
Because remember you said these are the women that men are dying to find.
Okay,
Why would it not to get the timeline going?
you put some
listen.
girls in the jumbo buttoned up to the neck.
A woman that's fine, but dressed maybe casually and not showing her titties and her ass. Why would that not to get the timeline going?
Hey, man, I have no idea,
The men would
fella.
be like, oh my
Oh,
God, this how all
okay,
the women
right,
need to look. This
exactly.
how all the
No,
women
but
need to
these are
be
That's
all
dressed.
the
cool,
women
And
that you
Rashad.
say all the men are looking for. That's what you say.
Listen,
You say
That,
it's a dime a
yeah.
dozen.
that's how they
And
be
when
saying.
you
Anytime
say
they
you
see a
see them,
girl
but you don't post them because they don't
with
get
a
the
button down
do
timeline.
you
on.
see? Hold on. Do you
This
see
is
this
how.
young woman in the jumbo by the name of Jordan Pauline? Quality young woman. I can't listen. Check the material.
No, show us the body.
Hey, man,
I didn't
listen.
really. I saw her face. I mean, it
Exactly.
was a lot of makeup, but
Yeah, she.
she
Hey,
looked pretty
listen.
though.
Listen. Go ahead, Fresh. Let me go do my research. Go ahead, Fresh, and then we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
Jordan.
yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna be with the brother Hotep on this, man. In these situations, bro, I hold men accountable. Because like while we may not cause it, we embolden it. Like we do aid and abet, and it's ridiculous, bro. Like even with the whole thing of like the ladies have an inflated sense of self on social media, it is because of niggas, right? Like there's always gonna be a nigga like shit. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna send them like. So that's why I hold niggas accountable for this, right? For how it got to this spot. Like even him right there doing that. I'm gonna tell y'all, bro. Content niggas, the horniest niggas are NFL. Like he's lame as hell for doing that. I expect this type of behavior out of Shawty. I'm looking at her. Like I expect this type of behavior out of her. That is literally how she's that's her whole MO. That's her whole modus operandi. Him doing that though, like that type of exposing and this and that. That's why I said he's lame, bro, because she ain't with you no more. Why is she your concern? Like, why is that your concern to speak on what that woman is doing if she's no longer in your life? If she's no longer who you're dealing with? If you've moved up and moved on or whatever, what have you? Like we just talked about earlier, I don't got no exes. I don't know them people no more. I don't care who they deal with. I don't care what they got. I wish them well though. But if they don't do well, it's not on me. And I'm like, why are we even discussing that? But I do believe the men and what's funny is Ten Toes, you say this though, like niggas be wanting these halfway hoes. They be wanting them.
100.
Niggas be wanting. I gotta keep it plain. There's no way I can massage this and use any other language. Niggas be wanting halfway hoes, right? Yeah, you be wanting to have these great qualities, but dress like, like the hoes and do all this
All
and do
these
all that.
hoes want a nigga that's a street nigga, but book smart and 6'5". They
And brother,
confused
See,
too.
look, that's the exact point that
I
niggas
think
is saying
homegirl
right
just
here.
said she
Y'all have
just want a thug.
acquiesced to the hoes. Now y'all
exactly,
got
and
the
that's what
same
Right.
standards of
I'm saying.
hoes.
Hold on,
Rashad,
y'all.
how did
Hold
you
on, and
fall
that's
into
what
that box? My
and
bad,
that's
Chris. Go ahead.
no, but that's what I'm saying though, Rashad, and that's what Hotep was saying, and I gotta agree. Like, no, like I don't care, man. Them girls say a lot of things till they get in front of till you stand in front of them. They say a lot of things till you get up on them, till you get to chatting with them. So I'm not going by what the women, what they're saying, whatever. They ain't never stopped me from pulling up on my lady. Like I tell people all the time, I'm not operating like no hood dude or whatever, what have you. But I'm no sucker. I'm a man of peace till it's time for war. But I don't move like that. And I've never had issues with women. I've never had issue with the woman that I want, not settled for, not, oh, well, like, no, I go after what I want. And I ain't never had a problem. And I ain't never had to leave with money. I ain't never had to,
Listen,
oh, I'm gonna
I've
buy
cashed
you
in
this.
my chips
I'm a
already. You know what I
regular
mean?
dude. Like,
Y'all see my material this weekend. Come on, man. I cashed in my chips.
Yes, we
But
did.
listen, check the jumbo. Quality.
We see. So
Quality.
exactly. So show me quality that is
Listen.
not looking like that.
Hey, man.
You're propagating exactly what I'm telling you you do. That's
like
my point.
there's a link in the bio, Rashad. You know it, or there was. Like, what are we doing? She don't
Exactly.
get
Listen,
retired.
she is an
She'll get
artist
retired.
in the music industry, okay?
She'll get retired
Oh, so you
pretty
want to
soon, like
support a
Shelly
fellow
did
artist. That's what
with Shannon Sharp. She'll get retired.
A rapper? You know
She's
what?
a pop star. Come
You
on,
know what?
man.
I'm tired of these bitches rapping too. I'm so sick and tired. I'm one.
No, they're not rapping, bro. It's all good.
Hold on. Go ahead,
They just
Torrin and
sexually
then
harassing on
Hotel.
the racket.
Now, here's the thing with this, man. Like I was saying earlier, brother, there's no real downside for a woman doing what she did because we live like the brother Hotep said and the brother Fresh said. You can put dudes who are trying to come at you on blast and ain't nobody gonna see anything wrong with that because it's almost seen as almost like submitting your resume for other people. The other thing is like, depending on what level she's trying to get to, what that's going to do is going to make dudes who are on that level who are not who don't want somebody who's loud who wants somebody who's going to really be able to put you into some real powerful positions are not going to deal with her, but she knows that it's going to be a steady pool of simping ass dudes and dudes who ain't got no life experience with bread to burn who gonna go ahead and rob with her because they want to feel like they got a baddie on their arm, and that's what I'm saying. So it's no real downside for her to do that. You're right, but you're right because men have created this market for that. Men got to eat that. Men got to put that jacket on because as long as they put up with it, and as long as dudes tolerate it, you're gonna keep seeing this thing happening over and over and over. It's always gonna be an abundance of simps and suckers out there, unfortunately.
Go ahead, Hotel.
Yeah, I agree. Like we've had these conversations for a long time when it comes down to, bad behavior among women and shit like that. And it's like, yo, at the end of the day, if you're not gonna up your standard of what you expect out of a potential mate, then it's always gonna be this way, yo. Like it is just the nature of things. Like you have to understand, even when it comes down to the whole behavior that we are seeing and shit like that, that wasn't propagated by a bunch of women and shit like that. It at least seems that way because the faces that you see are a bunch of boisterous, loud women and shit like that, but they're emboldened by the men that subsidize their lifestyles for the most part, or subsidize the way they think and allow them to, a quote unquote safe space to be able to operate like this. So when men up their standards, it will follow when it comes to the women. That's just how it's always been.
Y'all be bending over backwards to blame the niggas, man. But it's all good.
No,
But I
nigga,
mean, it says a
that's
lot
I'm
because
telling
they
you,
wouldn't
bro.
act like
Like,
that if men wasn't going for it. Like they're
No,
only acting
Rashad,
like
state
that
your
because
case.
they know
No,
that it
state your
gets
case,
men.
Rashad. No, I want to hear this. State your case, nigga. I got time. State it.
I think that in every generation, there has been women pushing the boundaries and limits of what society has set, and they have done it successfully. I think that this is just another case. I don't necessarily there's nothing outside, in my opinion, right, by and large, that niggas could do, right? There's just a situation of,
What?
in my opinion, I
Rashad,
don't
can
think
I
I?
that.
got a question
Yo,
for you,
he's
Rashad.
struggling, y'all. He's
Hold on,
struggling.
hold
He'll
on one
try to
second.
put the
Rashad, let me
words
ask you a
together.
question. I want to ask Rashad a direct question. You think women get BBLs for them or y'all?
For niggas.
Okay, so what are you talking about?
But what I'm saying
No, no,
is,
no, hold on. If they get them for the niggas, but then the niggas start saying we don't like that, they'll stop getting them. Same with whole behavior. Same with
Exactly.
the bust
Yeah, that's a
down.
valid
Same
point.
with the big ass titties. Same with the long ass nails. Because the women titled them dick grippers, y'all thought that shit was cute, and now they keep getting them long ass extendo
but
nails
here's the
and
thing.
looking crazy. Hold on. I just want to finish because I want you to answer it. There, I'm telling you, as a woman, a lot of women will absolutely say, "Oh, this is for my confidence, and I just want to do it," and that's all good and well. That might be 20%, but 80% of it, if you are a straight woman, is because you want to be looked at as desirable. And the thing that determines the desirability is the reaction of men. And when you see men saying quality and looking at a certain thing, there are certain women that will go with the flow of what is deemed quality, attractive, desirable in our society or in our culture. It's really, really simple. As simple as men are, just because you've heard women say that they didn't connect it to that before doesn't mean that it doesn't exist and it's not true.
Joe, they be throwing the
All
100
the
while she
women,
talking. That's
all the
It
crazy.
was always
women
connected
that
to that
men
though.
consider desirable, like the top 5 women that men say are the best looking women, think about what they image they have. And that is what all the women are after. The BBLs, the long hair, the nails, the attitude, the person, all of that is coming from things that we
All
have
of the
said,
women
like this is the
aren't
shit that we
after
fuck with.
that
These are the things that
though.
we say are desirable.
The
Nicki
ones that
Can we get
Minaj
a
aren't
for
list
the
of
after
them?
that,
longest
y'all don't
was
pay
the
attention
baddest
to.
bitch.
That's the problem.
Can we get
Now
a list of
everybody's
that
looking
though?
like
It might be
Nicki
Not the larger
Minaj.
Real
point,
quick
Kenya.
though, I
Thank you.
think
it,
Right. The
no.
women that don't do that, you're just not paying attention to. They
It might be
are
good
a
to get
lot
a
of
out
them as
baseline.
there.
well.
It might be good to start with a baseline, a list of who you're talking about exactly, so we can have a frame of reference.
and I was
Just
going
so
to
we can be.
Talking
Kim
about a bunch of
Kardashian is number one,
Ari.
Terrain.
A bunch of
Kim
Ari.
Kardashian was the number one.
They want to
When
look
Kim
like Jada
Kardashian
Who?
came
Waiter.
out and had that body type, people went to the doctor to look for Kim K BBLs. That's one of the number ones.
They want to look
Now we
like
got
Jada
Ari.
Waiter.
What
Now
I'm
we got
saying
Ari. We
is,
got Jada Waiter. There's plenty of women
all
that we
right,
can
listen.
pull.
What I'm saying to
Niggas, it's
Jonay's
women
point
with
is,
fat butts
hold on,
without
hold on,
BBL.
hold on. To Jonay's point, we see all this internet fodder. The truth of the matter is, there's never been a time in history when niggas don't like a fat ass. There's never been a time in history where
Cause
niggas don't like big titties.
yeah, yeah,
And
That's
so
not
what?
the
that's totally
point.
Hold on,
fine.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
that's a
on.
fact.
So what I'm saying is that the more exaggerated we see folks on here, I don't like BBLs. Why you getting? The truth of the matter is, there's not enough niggas saying that they don't like it. That's why these bitches keep getting it.
Well, that's
The
because
niggas
most
like
That's
it.
what
niggas is
we. That's what
weak.
Joe Nay just said.
So let me
That's
No,
what we
but
was
respond to
just
this
saying.
shit.
what I'm saying is to that point, I think that also a lot of women are like I said, they're pushing the boundaries. Back in the day, if you showed your ankles, you was considered a hoe, right? A harlot. Now women have
Right. But
continued to push
Rashad,
We need to
go
get
look
boundaries.
at
back
a
to it.
90s
Hold
video.
on,
We need to get
one
back
second.
to it.
Go
But
look
the
at a
ones that was
90s
showing
video.
their
Go look at a
ankles
Hold on,
2000s
hold
was
on,
the
hold
video.
on,
ones
hold
getting
on.
the
What I'm
niggas.
saying is every generation of women has pushed the boundaries of what society has tried to keep them in
But
that
that's the
box.
way you're
And to
wrong, my nigga.
That's
That is where
not
you're
it is
wrong.
no,
true.
it's not.
It's
That's
No,
true.
always been based
what
off
We've
of what
seen
you
men
are
sufferings. We've
missing.
seen
This
find
is
all
what I
type of
wanted.
desirable.
shit.
This is what I wanted to posit. What you're
It depends on the
missing.
culture too, though.
What you're missing is the men that are backing this shit. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So it's like, oh, so you think about it like this. What in nature, like I'm talking about as far as humans go, why there is no point of being a hoe that will behoove a woman naturally. It's very high stakes. It's a very low risk to Jesus Christ, reward to risk
Return on.
ratio.
High
You see what I'm
risk, low
You talking
saying?
about
reward.
return on?
Exactly.
You talking
Yeah.
about
So
low return on investment? Yeah.
it's better for a woman to have been with a committed man for her entire life. That is a better option. However, if there is a man who is now incentivizing whole behavior, she's going to acquiesce to that. And then the influence begets more influence. So before you even get to a Kim Kardashian, you still have to realize that Hugh Hefner funded the feminist movement because he needed more women like Playboy bunnies to behave a particular way to make sure that he's getting richer. It doesn't behoove Hugh Hefner to have a bunch of trad women walking around. He needs as many sexually, quote unquote, liberated women to be able to operate the way he wants. There are too many different mechanisms in society that are largely created by men that are incentivizing women to do this shit. Where, as far as the household or the communities were, women were incentivized to be, wholesome women. Let's just call it wholesome. They were
Yeah. And
incentivized to be
Hotep,
wholesome.
the Players Club teaches the lesson. So why did y'all not know why the Players Club was the Players Club?
I don't agree with what the last brother was just saying. I mean, to a
Like,
certain extent, I do. Rashad was good with you, 10, Turan, the rest of y'all. Look, I hear what you're saying, but just as though somebody came off their mic and said the top women dictate the market, same with the top men. 100,000 niggas ain't out here asking for BBLs. The top niggas dictate the market. the women, they look at what the top niggas want, and that's what they finna go for. So they say, okay, this nigga Stefan Diggs, he got a girl that look like this, that, and the third. They don't give a fuck about what you average niggas is thinking about. Well, let me throw myself in there. What us average niggas want? Us average niggas been telling women hundreds of thousands of years. We like natural beauty. We don't give a fuck about you fucking your big ass eyelashes. Don't nobody give a fuck about none of that. You women ain't listening to none of that. Y'all don't listen to
No,
none
you
of that.
don't need. That's
So
what I'm saying. The
I,
point is, you don't need a lot of
I agree.
men.
Men determine the market, but the top men determine the market. Is my
Well,
stance. Same with
we agree there.
women. Right. So therefore, it's more. Y'all trying to just bunch everybody up. As if men do this and men do that. Men,
No,
most
no, I'm
men,
saying that even
most
if it's a
men do
small
not buy
amount of
porn.
men,
Hold
it's
on,
Most
let him
still
men do
drop
men.
real
not pay
quick,
for
Hotep.
OnlyFans. Right. The mind name, like, it's a small percentage of motherfuckers who doing it. Most people who pay for OnlyFans is like 50-year-old plus white men. They dominate the fucking porn market. They dominate all these women who you say they sex sales and they people buying sex. Who fucking buying the sex? It's not a bunch of 23-year-old niggas out here buying pussy. It's not a thing. Most motherfuckers who buying the sex, these old niggas. Yes, these old niggas with money and shit, they fucking the game up. We're just dropping fucking money on these young women, but we gotta fucking, be in cahoots with these women, compete with them, and they can just go to some old nigga who 50 and drop them a bag off for some fucking feet pics is insane. But I'm gonna let
That's
you
not
know.
fully true because every man watches porn. Most men watch porn.
Most
So
men do
I'm
not
kind
pay
of
for porn, man. We do
I
not
said
pay.
watch,
I said
watch.
pay. I said pay.
I understand, but understand. m- Most majority of men watch porn. So think about it like this.
Fine.
You're trying to equate it to something. I get your point, right? But there still becomes a market even if you're not doing a direct buy. You're creating a market by increasing views to where they now see, okay, this thing is lucrative because we have 90% of men watching porn. So you talk about a market just because you're not doing a direct buy or you're not doing direct to
Ninety
consumer, which
percent
is
of
what.
men watch basketball. We don't watch the
Oh, okay.
WNBA though.
Oh,
Right? We're not
okay. So
funding it. It's the point.
what does the point of bringing basketball
I'm
into what I
saying
just
that
said?
white people are the ones, old white men,
But
is the
yeah,
ones
they're the
that's funding
majority.
it.
But we're talking about us, and we're talking about our. We're not.
Yeah, we're not
No,
funding
don't
these
worry about
people.
it.
If only
Don't
black
worry
men
about it.
watch porn,
90% of men
it
don't
would
watch
go. There would
basketball.
not be a
Their
market
numbers
because
are
we would
down
not put no money
terribly.
into that shit. If it's only black men watching porn in America, there would be no porn
Did I
market.
say only?
We don't
Did
put
I
no
say
dollars into
only?
that shit. Them bitches will go broke ASAP. Bitches
But
go
but I
broke
think but I
ASAP.
think you're but I think you're missing the point because I didn't say only black men. We're not even saying only anything.
No, what she's
What
saying
we're
is
saying,
we don't care about the white folks. That's what she's
yeah,
saying.
exactly.
We
That's
having a
I'm
conversation,
never
community
caring about
conversation.
nobody white, right? But what I am saying is when we're talking about culture, influence, we're talking about what is popularized, what all those things, you don't have to be on OnlyFans and participating in OnlyFans behavior to make something popular. We see it on Twitter all the time. Niggas is literally tweeting things for free and making it pop and getting people famous for free.
Mm. 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 Nothing beats a
Same
jet
with
two
porn.
holiday.
All right,
I
hold
I
on,
agree
mean,
wait.
with
like, what are you
that.
talking about?
I just
Hold on,
don't
wait.
think
One
it'd be
second,
funded.
real
Is
quick.
my point.
Real quick. I put a poll in the jumbo. What should the name of the space be? Got 4 options. Natural consequences. Still got access to the boy, gift and the curse, and meat watcher. Would appreciate if y'all vote on the poll so we can have that for the name of
Yeah,
the space.
dick talk.
This nigga is too much. Go ahead. Cam, he just got up here, and then we got Kenyon Torrin.
Appreciate y'all. You
What's the
feel me?
word,
Like,
Cam?
I only got something to say real quick about like how y'all really try to treat women like children and act like they don't have any autonomy or their own choices. So, granted, yes, there was a time where it was controversial for women to, you know what I'm saying, show their cleavage or show their ankles or whatever the case may be. But as they've explored their own sexual liberation, their own like sexuality, women have decided on their own that they wanted to be sexy. Women have decided on their own that they want to show their cleavage or show their ass or push the boundaries as we are seeing now. Even to the point to where now in regular, you know what I'm saying, like time, you got women who are dressing like real deal prostitutes. They're going to steakhouses and they're going to parties and shit with mesh bodysuits, you know what I'm saying, with the fishnets, you know what I'm saying, with the skirts that damn near expose their coochie, you feel me? Like, and they're doing that just because they feel like they want to do it. It's
Wait,
not
what
because they're
steakhouse is
trying to
this?
pull certain niggas. Hold on. It's not because they're trying to pull certain niggas. It's not because they want to look a certain type of way. It's because they want to just do that. It has nothing to do with just the desirability of trying to have some sort of access to a man. Pretending like hoes ain't been hoes since like women existed is crazy as fuck.
That's the only point I wanted to make. Like trying to act like women don't choose to be hoes on their own is wild. Y'all got it.
Yeah, I
And they
disagree.
always
I
have. This is
disagree.
not nothing new. This isn't a
But
2025
choosing
thing.
to be
Yo,
a hoe
yeah,
still is embedded in desirability of men. So
yo,
I
I
don't
don't
know what point
understand
that
what
was.
y'all
I
niggas are
don't agree
talking
with that
about.
point.
Like, if we're talking about whole behavior, now we could talk about all throughout time and all of that other shit, but I would like to keep it at least within this century. You dig what I'm saying? And so, what I'm saying is, when it comes to the whole behavior that y'all are talking about, you are on the reward of being a hoe is to be able to land whatever ire or attention from whatever man you are desiring. So it by definition is based upon the whims of a man. You feel me? And so what I'm saying is there's been a cultural incentive for women and young men who are listening to these influential men, from these influential men, just like son with the P name and all that other shit. He was talking about there's a select few of men, like a small group of men who are influential throughout the culture and shit like that. And these are the ones that are purporting this type of stuff. But it's still men behind the shit. Yeah, are there going to be women who have autonomy and agency? Absolutely. We're all humans. We're all, most all of the adults are adults. You're making your own decisions. However, if you're getting all of this social and cultural, incentive to do this shit, yeah, you're going to be more likely to do it. And that's what we're seeing, despite the fact that the masses, we all agree, are not hoes, tricks, simps, and, and perverts. So again, it's just about the influence. It's just about what's being incentivized. And right now, being a pervert and being a whore is what's being incentivized right now.
Go
People
ahead,
choose to
Kenya.
Wait,
do
where
that
do we
on
get
their
being a
own.
pervert?
Hold on,
The
wait, wait, wait.
the incentivization doesn't take away the autonomy, bro. Like,
Go ahead.
You
women
talking
who
to me,
do this
bro. You
shit,
know
like
I
we
know
talk about
that.
desirability and all that, like unless they were trying to be lesbians and didn't care about men at all, you feel me? Then that wouldn't be a thing.
Hold on. Go ahead, Kenya, and then we got Torin. No Hope just came up here, so we let her talk, and then Fresh.
Mm. I said this before. I think I'll say it. I think it applies here too. I think like technology just makes things like really hard. Things that were easier before. People just spoke to each other so much. Um, I think you like the sentiment that like single women keep like women single is like kind of silly now in like today's age because wives are keeping women single. Mothers are keeping women from being mothers. You know, every day you can get on an app and see a wife talk about the husband did this, he did that, blah, 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 blah. Like, women speaking, the quote unquote good women now like having these platforms and these voices and saying I'm getting like treated bad or done dirty or whoop de whoop de woo, it kind of like messed the game up because the incentive to be a good woman was so that men would treat you well. It was like it's for provisions and for safety. And so if the hoes are hearing that the other side is just also getting done greasy too, yes, what is my incentive to be this lady if from what I'm seeing it's there is no great payout like how I was told there was. So if she has to, and if anything, actually it's kind of sounded like I'm getting a better part of the deal, to be honest, because if I get to not have to claim you publicly and you just still give me this and you still give me that and I'm still able to go and deal with whoever out, like it just incentivized the wholeness, because who the hell wants to be that lady stuck and tired and complaining and crying in her phone talking about she can't leave you because she ain't worked in 3 years and she don't got no funds. No, I don't want to be her. I'm watching her TikTok while I'm leaving my job, ready to rub my feet together in the bed that I paid for. So everybody talking has really messed it up. It was easier for the men when the women couldn't communicate with each other.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't necessarily hold men to that standard of they're like the tastemakers for this shit, because even that is another instance in where niggas can't control that shit. We all know that women go with bouts of happiness and unhappy, and they can't wait to tell when they unhappy. And so the more access that they have to each other, I think that it does incentivize them to be single and be independent, and I got my own shit. And then also the education factor of them making their being more educated, making more money. I think a lot of that shit plays into it, outside of it's niggas fault they ain't leading. It's like
But Rashad, I see more family TikToks and husband wife fucking restaurant TikTok. Like, what the fuck are y'all seeing? Y'all must got a nasty feed.
hey,
Maybe
I,
that's
I
y'all
I know I got a nasty
energy or
one, I'm
something.
not
I
gonna lie.
see.
straight married people all up and I down my see all shit. that, but I'm telling you, I see the bad ones too. They be going
Hold
to
on,
the
hold
bad
on,
ones.
hold on, wait,
So
hold on, wait.
wait,
Let's
so
They
if
be
that if
all
that's
the
all
let's
we're
keep it.
time.
seeing, then
They,
why do we have so
they,
many gender wars? If that's all we're seeing,
they,
and it's just everybody's
everybody
random,
happy is
like
out at
niggas,
restaurants. I
like
know.
everybody's
I
happy,
know.
but now we don't have. Okay, got it.
Niggas know
All right.
damn well that gender war off the app ain't a real fucking thing. Nigga, you getting your black ass up, going to pay them motherfucking bills, and she shutting her ass up and getting dick the fuck down. Cut it out. This some app shit. This is app shit. Y'all do too much app shit in real life. Get off the app right now. Go talk to somebody right now. See if he gonna treat you like that.
Go ahead, Torin, then No Hove and Fresh.
All right, man. Thanks for giving me the mic. I think sometimes when we have these conversations, we forget that there's two things at play. When we talk about the structure, we're dealing with 2 or 3 generations deep now, but with a lack of structure. And we're also talking about the fact that pop culture has filled in a lot of those spaces where there's a lack of structure. And what I mean is, we have, like I said, people are growing up with like either single parent homes, or people are growing up with no real models of what that looks like to be, either a happy individual or even to know who you are. And because there's so much of those gaps that are in place, a lot of the stuff that gets fed into the community is coming from people from, number one, either outside of the community, or it's coming from people who don't care about the community. Like the brother Hotep said, there's three stages to like to market something. First, you have to sell it. You have to figure out what your market is, then you have to market it, and then you have to go, the public has to accept it. For something like this and what y'all are talking about, like the brother said earlier, when everything was like, everybody had to wear like those 1950s dresses and men wore suits, that was sort of like basically, that was like the baseline for what success looked like at that time from the 50s up until maybe the 80s. And that's what everybody followed. By the time you get to the 80s, you've dealt with the sexual revolution, you've dealt with the Black Power movement and everything, and you've gotten into this, which has really moved a lot of this stuff, the sort of like the free love hippie movement where everything was basically like there's no rules about anything. If you want to run naked through the streets, you can do that if you want to, and nobody can judge that. When you start taking that out of like this conclaves that it's in, whether it's in New York or San Francisco, and that moves into Madison Avenue, and then that moves into pop culture, and you're selling it to people through movies, you're selling it to people through music, and you're selling it to people through the people you uplift as celebrities, then the public thinks it's okay to do that, and little by little, that becomes sort of the norm for the general public. So now what you're dealing with is 30, maybe 40 years of that being reflected back through the public and being reflected back into the society, reflected back through the media, and then it becomes a loop when don't nobody have any kind of center. There's no moral center, so everybody's just kind of doing their own thing, and now you end up trying to figure out why people are rocking with the people they rock with. How come the situations are the situation they are, and how come people can't get together? And I think we don't talk about that enough because we get caught locked in these silos, and we start thinking of the fact that because we make a decision, we think the decision's made for on our own, and we don't realize, like the brother Hotep said and the brother Fresh said, a lot of these decisions we think are being made for the culture are made by people wearing suits sitting in either Washington, D.C. or New York who made these decisions 18 months ago, and they're just not getting down to you. And we got to be real about that. A lot of this culture is manufactured for us. We don't make it.
I want to speak to P's point. Levita tagged me in this. It says Washington Examiner article claims that approximately 82 million American men are registered OnlyFans users, with 4% spending money, representing 65% of U.S. men with an account. So 65% of American men have an OnlyFans account. So when Jonay, and that's just like the account. So when Jonay says 90% of niggas watch porn, I would tend to agree because 65 of y'all niggas have made it count, include me. But yeah, that was
That was 65% of black men,
including
Give
you.
me those numbers again, White Worley.
65%,
Nigga,
65%
Yo,
65%
of
of
fucking
their
all
total.
crazy.
American men have an
Nigga,
OnlyFans account.
65%.
90% of niggas watch porn, bro. I never disagree with that. That wasn't
Oh,
my
okay.
point.
Is there a
Niggas ain't
demographic?
paying for this
But
shit,
it's
Is
but
Rashad.
there a
what it's speaking
demographic
to
breakdown
is
for
the
that? Because I'd
total
like to see
number
that.
of men
I
who
definitely want
actually
to see the
pay for
demographic
it.
breakdown. My
That was
nigga
what the
President
point was.
Hotep said, I was just saying as far as, because I agree with Buddy as far as the market. I'm just saying, niggas ain't paying for that. Niggas is not spending money
But
like you think
that's
they spending money.
what that post just says is that they are, is when it says that black men are purchasing
It
OnlyFans.
says
It wasn't
4%
saying no.
spending money. It says 82% of men have registered OnlyFans, 4% spending money. 4%?
There's no
Can we
4%?
racial.
get can we
There's
get
no
a
racial
source
breakdown
on
of that.
that?
4%? What the fuck?
Can we
So
get a
it's
source?
probably somewhere
What?
We
on
got to get
Washington
one of the
Examiner, the
tripping niggas in
full
here to
breakdown.
talk for
Niggas
they
not
man.
spending no money on these hoes, bro.
I
Y'all
need to
niggas
see the
ain't.
ethnic breakdown though, before I can make a decision on that.
But let No Hope go. I just wanted to read that out. Go
One
ahead,
of you
No Hope.
trick
What's the
niggas come to
word?
the stage. Explain yourself.
I just want to say this. I was just when we're talking about beauty trends and what is desirable to men. Is nobody is marketing themselves to men. I know that's a hard pill for a lot of men to swallow. That, oh my God, women aren't running out, risking their lives over a BBL and running into a country and thinking they're gonna have one lung. I don't know where that notion came from. If anybody who worked in sales, you know the deal of the game is you tell men what to wear. Men don't tell you what to wear. So again, it's how we market, and I know it's going to be like a hard pill to swallow that women compete with other women in their social classes. And so a huge thing, especially with beauty and fashion and the lure and the trend of everything, is because it's a luxury. So if I can afford this, to look this skinny and to be this skinny and to have this amount of wealth and to eat like this, I have to be in a social class. It's how we flaunt our social class to other people, to other women. And other women,
No Hov.
there's micro orbits of everything of it, just based on women. So there's no man coming to women saying this is the standard of what it is. If women woke up every day like they're waking up every day and say, hey, the trend is to be super skinny, everybody's waking up being super skinny, that's what men are now desired towards, because those are the women in those slots in that social class. We deem what is acceptable in beauty. It's not the other way. It's never been the other way around.
No Hov. Check this out.
Y'all be in
I
competition
so
with each
hold on
other.
real
On
quick,
God.
real quick. So No Hov, you said that women are competing with each other. What are they competing for? If
We
not
compete
men.
in beauty. We compete in beauty based on our social economic classes.
Yeah, but again, what is if you're
That's how we flaunt
competing?
wealth.
If you are competing, what is the prize? What are you competing for?
Us. What are you talking about? This is how we flaunt ourselves to other people. Nobody wakes up every day and says, oh my God, I'm going to do this so I can get this man in the morning.
Okay,
They
so
I'm going to go
definitely
on a
women do
so
seven-day
that.
my next
fast
question,
so I
hold
can
on. My
get this
next question
man.
is when you start
Damn.
talking about advertising and marketing, sales, and all of that other stuff, who owns the predominance of marketing, sales, and all of that other stuff? Is it men or women?
It'd be a white man, and that's not due to women can't owning wealth.
No, it's not. No, that's what I'm talking about. You said
But
you
if we
just
talk
said
about marketing specific, who's the
hold
most
on,
pronounced person in marketing?
hold
It's a
on.
woman.
The relationship that you just said, it's not one group selling to the other, it's the other group selling to them. And if we all know that marketing, sales, branding, and all that other stuff is predominantly made up of men, then it will be men telling women what they should be, looking like as far as being beautiful and all that other stuff. Marc Jacobs, you name all of these
All
men
the
who
fads.
create makeup and all of these
Michael
models.
Kors.
These are men dictating to
Well,
women.
Marc Jacobs or Michael
Drag
Kors don't
queens.
have a makeup line.
Okay, we can split hairs, but you do know that most men make up the makeup industry as far as business ownership. These are men behind these.
Well, that's because they bought out all women
Yeah,
brands.
that's totally fine. But what
They
I'm trying to
created the
tell
No,
you
brands.
that's
is
not
when it
true.
comes to right
They
now, when you
was
go to
part of the
Times
brand.
Square, 90% of those advertisements were created, approved, and sold by men, not women. They were just the actresses,
Mm,
the models, and all that other stuff who were hired again by men
what men?
to portray these images.
White gay men.
Mostly from Europe.
Anna Wintour. Okay, so if we're going to talk about this, we're
I
going to
said
just go into like
predominance,
magazines,
predominance.
the traditional magazine, right? Men don't do anything but fund it.
I am talking about the predominance of the ownership and control of these industries. They are men.
They're all white men, yes.
Yes. So again, that's the whole point that we're making. The people behind this stuff that are incentivizing consumers to, behave a particular way when it comes to goods and services that are being, offered and shit into the marketplace. It's men. Men are dictating these trends. Men are dictating
Men
what's
don't
going on.
dictate these trends. Science does.
That is
Okay.
completely
Yeah, that's disingenuous.
what?
I'm not gonna
Again,
lie.
That
no
is
matter how
no.
dig,
Hello.
no
I'm
That's
matter how
sorry.
far
disingenuous.
you dig, you're still going to
Professor.
find men. Because when you talk about science, where did you get this science from?
So a lot of this is
The
just that.
scientific discoveries. Who discovered them?
They talking about market research. That's a different thing.
Yeah, market
No,
analysis.
no, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about market research at all.
Regardless,
I'm
I'm
talking
talking about
about
the study of the
psychological
scientists you're
behavior
talking
in
about who
buying.
But
discovered
that's
this
market
science.
research. That's part of market research.
That's the center of it, but it's not
Yeah,
all
I
of
think
it.
we get into the weeds. I think from what Hotep is saying is that no matter how you slice it, at the top of it is a man
But no
somewhere.
matter how we slice anything, it's always going to be down to who funds everything, a few white men,
Yeah, and so
because that's how capitalism
when
works.
they say
But that doesn't mean that they're the center of what the market is that drives the market.
no, what he's
I mean, if
saying
it was a
is
bunch of
that
men who ran a communist country, that'd be how communism works too. Like, I don't know what capitalism has to do with that.
yeah, we're in the weeds. Big time.
I'm just saying, yo, if we're going to apply logic and stuff like that, let's apply it all the way through across the board. It like, again, I understand that there are influential women, Anna Wintour, Kim Kardashian, all these different women, but they are also hired and incentivized and subsidized by men who are signing off on all of these things. So yeah, there's a bunch of women who are
Because
executive
the men
bosses,
have the capital. They were only allowed to have
and they
capital. Women
also
weren't.
have the last say so, is what I'm saying. So I'm not saying women are not bosses or women are not making decisions in these industries. They are absolutely are. What I'm saying also is that you're not going to see this consortium of just women or a predominance of women making these decisions for the consumer to look or behave a particular way. It's going to be a predominance of men with some, if any, women in the room.
I believe we're having two
Oh no,
completely
wait.
different
Let's get
conversations.
to Fresh. Go ahead, Fresh. What's the word?
Yeah, we definitely got into the woods because this is definitely one of those things where two things can be true to a degree, and they actually support each other. Because here's the thing, when we were just talking about like porn or anything risque and things of that nature, it was always there, right? Like you had Playboy, but even Playboy, while it was mainstream, was one of those very special cases because porn, for an extent, right? In our lifetime, it has become mainstream. It used to be counterculture and subculture, right? Now it is mainstream, and that absolutely has been legitimized by men. And here's why I say so. They have been Instagram models are OnlyFans models, like they're all interchangeable, right? And you see people like Zion Williamson who are getting into like very public drama affairs with them, and it's legitimizing them, and other women are seeing that, right? You have people like LaMelo Ball and other people who are having babies with former porn stars and former stuff like that. Like, so this is what Hotep is speaking to the fact of it is legit because people look up to those people. They're very visible people, right? Like even if we talk about like Kim Kardashian, things of that nature, she kept a man and man of means. So other women saw that and was like, oh, she is also attaining men of means. It's not just only on her own standard because she wasn't anything popular. She was Paris Hilton's friend until she was on tape getting knocked down by Ray J. So yes, there absolutely is a porn problem. It has absolutely shifted the guise of how you view women and how women view themselves and how to attain. It's another access of attainability. And so that's what Hotep is speaking to also. Like he said, we aid and abet no matter what we're talking about. There are men behind it because you're absolutely correct. Women do compete with other women. Men compete with other men. That's what I'm saying. Like two things can be true, but what he's actually talking about in totality, in not in the micro, but in the macro, that there's always a man or men, the sector of men, no matter what it is, they're subsidizing it and encouraging it to an extent, because whether they like it or not, people aspire to be like these ball players and have that life. Just like you just said, those women aspire to have that life. There's always, you get on Instagram. That's why Instagram is pictures and people like and things of that nature, is because they're portraying this life and these things of that nature. And it's actually a thing that people talk about, like, how is she always on vacation or how is she always doing this? And it's a thing that people talk about, like, oh, she's in Dubai getting pissed and shit on. Y'all just don't see it. That's what's funding her life. But it's men behind that. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what's purporting it, what's pushing it in actuality, he's saying that it is men. But what you're saying is also too correct to, NoHo, to an extent. It's correct. But what he's talking about is in totality when it comes to men. If men were not subsidizing or checking for that, and the housewife or the clean look or this and that was the end all be all, there would be no get for hoes or for porn or things that, like, there would be no get. But niggas are watching that. Niggas are funding that. Back channels, whatever, niggas are encouraging that. Popular niggas are encouraging it. And so that's what he's talking about.
Go ahead, Torrin, and then P. We're gonna round this one out.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch base on what Fresh just said and what Hotep was said and the sister said. The thing we have to understand is kind of like what I was talking about earlier. When Fresh mentioned Playboy, if you go back and look at the history of that magazine, they had to couch their pornographic stuff and a bunch of other stuff to make it palatable. Because if you go back and look at old issues, they used to have, actually Playboy used to have a really good journalistic section where they would have like interviews with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Stokely Carmichael. A lot of people who were counterculture were able to get published in that magazine that couldn't get published anywhere else. And if you go back and look at some of the Playboy clubs, they were some of the places where some of our greats of comedy were able to do their thing first, to work out their acts. Richard Pryor first started blowing up in there, so did Dick Gregory, so did a couple of other people like Godfrey Cambridge, who people need to check out. But the point of it is, with the Overton window and the fact that once you start mainstreaming stuff, the public starts to get bored with the things that you've mainstreamed. So what you have to do is start pushing that window a little bit further every few years to make it more exciting for people. And what you're dealing with right now in 2025 is the fact that you don't even have to couch anything in any sort of like rhetoric when you're talking about culture or trying to further the culture. Everything is so microwave and everything is so to the point where I want what I want right now. I want to see everything right now, and then I'm going to move on to the next thing. And that devalues a lot of the things we talk about when we talk about relationships with each other and when we talk about how we relate to the things we're talking about in this space. Because when you do that, then you don't have a baseline for anybody to compare anything to, and you're just chasing the next fix, and you keep chasing the next thing. Because like Fresh said, a lot of stuff that these brothers are doing now, that used to be really real on the hush hush. Like, you know, you was never going to see John F. Kennedy going out in public with Marilyn Monroe, but everybody knew he could fly out to L.A. and do his thing out there. Now these people are doing this stuff on Front Street, so nobody has any real incentive to really hide anything. So once you start taking things that were underground into the mainstream, then you take the mainstream and you make that even more crazy than it was, and this is what we're dealing with
Go
when it
ahead.
filters back down to the public.
Go ahead, P.
Yeah, I agree as well.
All
I
right.
say this, y'all might not like this, but man, yeah, we supposed to be the leaders. We supposed to dictate everything, especially like when it comes to, I don't know, as far as we just put in a relationship. You want to be led or you want to lead your man, right? So most women, they do things for the top niggas. Top niggas dictate everything. They say pussy run the world, but that pussy real quiet, right? When it's getting beat up from the back,
What? Where are we
that pussy
at?
don't run shit.
Where we
Wait,
at?
what's
Hold on.
happening? What?
That pussy run shit for them weak ass
What's
niggas.
happening?
That pussy run shit for them weak ass niggas. Them weak ass niggas gonna shut up. They gonna open their wallet. They gonna submit. They gonna do all that bullshit, right? But top niggas not doing none of that, right? Top
Ow.
niggas dictating exactly what's going on.
Somebody got a baby in the background?
So I agree with
Opinion.
everybody as far as Fresh and Torn, they cooking.
Appreciate that. Listen, Tim, you got some last words for us?
Um,
No halfway
you
hoes.
could, well, 100, but you can make that bitch do whatever you want without putting your money up. 100.
Hey man, listen.
Big
All right,
facts,
that
nigga.
was another
Big facts.
episode of Things of That
Look at
Nature.
Hotep. Listen, that's another episode of Things of That Nature, man. I appreciate y'all. Fists in the air. Repost to space. Repost to space. Repost to space. Follow the hosts. Follow the folks up here that said some good shit to you, man. The Patreon is in the jumbo. Free tier, $5 tier, whatever tier you decide to subscribe. I definitely would appreciate it. Starting now, every Sunday will be a free episode. So subscribe to the Patreon to get this episode free, or subscribe to the YouTube. It will also be on there every Sunday, a free episode. I definitely appreciate y'all, man. We here every day, Sunday through Friday, 12 p.m. until the next episode. We out. And the pod coming and the Discord coming this week. Holla.